First of all, Ernest, I would like to start off by giving a shout out to FYF Sports Debates Podcast. I really love that podcast. I really do.
FYF Sports, y'all, man. Good morning if you're on the West Coast, man. Good afternoon if you're on the East Coast. It's probably close to the afternoon. Hey, we got to talk about it, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I'm woofing, man. I'm going to be getting a haircut today, man. We're going to clean it up. Disregard the naps. Had to pick it out today, man. But salute to everybody, though, man. I just think this is something we got to talk about, man. I've seen a lot of other people talk about this already in a more negative connotation. I think it's sad. We got LeBron James at the Super Bowl, which obviously, man, opportunity of a lifetime for a lot of people. When you look at the prices of what it costs to get to a Super Bowl, a ton of athletes were there from all sports, basketball, baseball, whatever you call it, man. It's just one of the biggest events. It's one of the biggest events in sports. It's one of the main reasons why the NBA generally, they just don't play games on Super Bowl Sunday, because they know this is an event that the players want to be at. I think the NBA understands that. He says, I got to chill. All right. Everybody's already in here saying LeBron's overrated. The troll continues. Not no troll today. We just talking about what actually happened. Right? LeBron James was shown on the jumbotron at Super Bowl, and then haters proceeded to do what they do best. They proceeded to do what they do best. They booed the man. It is what it is. I mean, this is so. When I tell you guys about how Kobe Bryant was treated, y'all, Kobe Bryant, the way he was treated towards the end of his career, even during the prime of his career, he was a hated player. It really wasn't until Kobe Bryant retired and he started really getting his true flowers. And he was still even hated to a certain degree. Terrible Christian Gamer says it's weird how much black fans hate black players. That's correct. But these will be the same fans that will get mad at Stephen A. Smith. They'll get mad at the Jason Whitlocks, but don't realize that they are the epitome. They're the same exact thing. They do the same thing. Salute to A Weezy Bang, Just Boom, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Make sure y'all check out A Weezy Bang's channel. He got the best Laker post-game show on the YouTube, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out already. All right, we're going to be bringing people up to talk about this. I think this is something that I can't just sit up here and talk about. We're going to be dropping the link. I'm going to bring y'all on. We're going to have an early panel discussion today to talk about this right here, because this is different right here. This is different. right? We know that 38-year-old LeBron James, he recently passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the NBA's all-time scoring leader. And, he did that earlier this week. And, he goes to the Super Bowl today. And, or he goes to the Super Bowl last night here in Phoenix. Or actually Glendale, Arizona. It wasn't necessarily in Phoenix. And cameras are on him. And fans we expect the Philadelphia fans to boo. That's just what they do. Philadelphia fans boo their own players. LeBron could have been a Philadelphia 76er, and it wouldn't have mattered. They would have booed him. But I just think, man, when you look at I think one of the crazier aspects of this is the narrative that other people, like especially content creators, decided to take when talking about this. I understand that fans are gonna be fans. Fans are gonna boo. They're gonna do stuff like that, which that is kind of weak right there. But again, you're dealing with a lot of Philly fans there. They gonna boo anybody. They just kind of class. It's just like Sports on the Side Live just said. But when we talk about how we talk about it in sports media, how we talk about it, I think a lot of people chose to go down the negative route. And I just, a lot of people were coming into the chat last night saying, people are saying that LeBron should have been at home nursing his ankle injury. He shouldn't be going to the Super Bowl. And I think once we cross that threshold, and I think that's how we can identify the true hate. Once we cross that threshold where we are now criticizing players for doing normal, everyday activities outside of their sport, I think that's when you really cross the threshold, and that's how we can identify if it's truly hate. Obviously, LeBron James is going to face a ton of criticism for on the court, and obviously the Lakers are playing bad. That's understandable. But when he goes to a football game, like I said before, in which many athletes attended, and he's really the only one that's been singled out because he's dealing with an ankle injury. He's supposed to be at home in some type of hyperbaric chamber, recuperating, getting ready to play the next game. He can't go out and enjoy the football game. And this is probably Super Bowl tickets that he's bought months ago. This is probably something he had planned a long time ago. Understanding who LeBron James is, understanding his schedule, the lifestyle that he lives, I'm almost for certain things like this are planned out months in advance. I just think it's sad, man. And that's as sports fans and as a sports sector, what direction are we truly going with this? That's the territory we getting in right there. What direction are we truly going? If we are now criticizing and critiquing players to this level, because I don't recall Michael Jordan getting critiqued to this level for being on the golf course or doing certain things before and after games, when to the common everyday fan, it might look like he's spending more time playing golf and gambling as opposed to in the gym practicing, trying to win championships. Right? I didn't see this type of vitriol when he was out betting with Danny Ainge during the NBA finals. And so this is the power of social media. Ghost 2000 said too many JDRs was in the crowd, man. It could very well be so. It could very well be so, man. It's crazy though, man. All right. Let me drop this in the chat. Before I drop the link and allow y'all on to cook on this, obviously, it's not just LeBron James topic on table today. We got all basketball topics on the table today. All basketball topics going to be on the table today. I want to hear y'all thoughts on today's games. I want to hear y'all thoughts on the Lakers. They're probably going to have to play another game without LeBron James. Are they going to be able to buy LeBron James some additional time by getting additional wins? Is Anthony Davis finally going to wake up? Anthony Davis usually plays well against the Blazers. Offensively, are we going to see him make, or is he going to continue to spread the wealth? Kobe, he says, FYF stop. LeBron got booed because he quit on the Lakers for not sending Kyrie. So he quit on the Lakers because they didn't sign Kyrie. That's what he did. All right. You telling me that's why Eagles fans booed LeBron? That's why Eagles and Kansas City fans booed LeBron. All right, Kobe. All right, kind of don't really make no sense. I didn't see LeBron James didn't retire from basketball. The last time I checked, he's still on the roster. All right. The last time I checked, a doctor, a certified doctor, came out and said he has a serious ankle injury that's probably going to linger for the rest of the year. I don't know what you mean by saying he quit. We got TWB. He says tattoo chasing ghosts and political views. That's why they hate on him. I mean, I understand that a lot of people don't like the idea that he already believes he's better than Jordan. And as far as political views go, I don't think we really know his political views. I know we've heard him say things in regards to politics, but we don't know his political views. We don't know if he voted Republican or Democrat. Myron Body said, stop capping it. Yes, the MRI came back clean. The doctor also said that this ankle injury is going to linger all season. Yes, Herm, if you understand what an MRI is, an MRI is just there's no ligament damage. If there's major ligament damage, then you're probably looking at surgery. That doesn't mean you're not going to deal with the repercussions of an ankle injury for the rest of the year, especially when you're 38 years old. It just don't heal the same. Don't get mad at me because this is what the doctor said. There's no such thing as injuries being negative, Kobe. You're either when they said the MRI came back negative for ligament damage or tears or any significant, that doesn't mean you're not going to be dealing with other things, swelling in the ankle, things like that. And at the end of the day, if you feel like you're a doctor and you can help break down. If you feel like you're a doctor, you can help break down his injury a little bit better than what we've read. Then just come on and click the link and just tell us. Hey, before we get started, because I'm about to drop the link. Look, I see a lot of new names in the chat. 246 people here. David Estillo, 954 Life, Jason Murph, Dash Diggity. I see a lot of new names. I would love to see you guys click the link. Come in the panel. Let's talk about it. Let's see. I want varying opinions. I don't want 9 people up here that's all agreeing with. I want to hear people. If you think the fans were right in booing LeBron James, if you think he's really cheating the game and that his ankle's not really injured and he's quitting on the Lakers, and you really want to push that narrative, that's fine as well. Hit the link and do so. Before we do that, though, before I drop that link, I'm going to put this in the chat. All right, last night we started a donation stream for the homie Charles Knuckles. Many of you guys know Charles Knuckles is one of my best friends. He's actually locked up right now. And he's going through it right now. He recently lost his wife, and and that was basically his lifeline. That was his financial support while he's in there, taking GED classes and college classes, trying to better his life. So when he gets out, man, he's not going back to the streets selling crack cocaine. So I've taken it upon myself. We're gonna step in and help him out. All right. We can support him by sending him a JPay care package using jpay.com and his DLC number, or just shoot me a Cash App, put the name Charles in the Cash App, and we're going to make sure that we get that right to him on his books, man, just to help support him on his journey as far as, changing himself. And like I said, we raised $18 last night. We're trying to get to that $50 threshold. That ain't really much to ask. We just trying to get him to $50 a month for Charles Knuckles. Like I said, $50 in the prison system is like $500 on the streets. All right. There's a lot he can do with that, man. So it makes a lot with phone calls to his kids and things like that. Writing letters home, taking care of legal stuff. All of that matters right there. So as you're a chat warrior, you want to stay in the chat. I want y'all to keep that in mind. right? If we could put $1 in there, $2, whatever we got to do to get to that $50 threshold. And as you guys donate, I'll definitely be giving everybody a shout out. If you are a member of the channel, as promised, if member channel, we're going to be doing our actually going to be Wednesday of this week. We're going to be doing our drawing for NBA game tickets in your city. So again, that's only if you are a member of channel FYF Sports. So make sure if you are a member of the channel, you will be in that drawing. We will doing that drawing live. So again, make sure you are a member. Like I said, there's not 1,000 perks. We can't offer a whole bunch of cash giveaways, nothing like that. But we can offer these NBA ticket giveaways for an NBA game that's nearest to you or of your choice. And salute to Nicholas Brown in there, man. Definitely like, share, and subscribe, man. Make sure y'all hitting that like button on the way in. We got a lot to talk about today. So there's a lot of things to talk about in the NBA. Luka, Kyrie, they take their first loss as a duo. Do we see that working? Obviously, there's a lot of NBA players that believe that duo, that duo is going to be close to unstoppable. But obviously, the Sacramento Kings were able to take them down. That's a team right there that's on the rise. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Coach with the head coach that they got over there, he's really convinced that these guys that they can compete with the best of the best. He says, J. Lou says, Ticket and Elder mad LeBron was at the Super Bowl. Yeah, but J. Lou, right? Like J. Lou. I mean, to me, that's kind of sad. Like, I don't think they truly are mad at LeBron going to the Super Bowl. I just think they were, when you start getting mad at athletes for stuff like that, you're just looking for something. You're just trying to create a topic and then present it in a manner to the people to try to paint it as if going to the Super Bowl is something bad for a player. So, I mean, we all know that's just a common activity. He just went to a football game, right? He's not jeopardizing his health. He's not doing anything, right? He's not out drinking and driving and all the crazy stuff that these players be out there doing on Super Bowl weekend. All this stuff. Some of these players be getting caught in strip clubs. They be getting caught drunk driving, all this stuff. LeBron gets caught up in none of that. He goes to a football game and gets chastised. That's how you know they're just looking for something negative. When you just look for something negative, you can turn anything. LeBron could have went to somebody's wedding, and if it was pictures released on social media, they would have found a way to turn that negative. He could have been going to, like I said, he could have been going to a family event. It didn't matter. As long as pictures continuously get leaked out to the media of what he's doing, people are gonna find a way to make it negative, man. That's all it is. All right, we're gonna open this chat up as soon as we get our first super chat donation. We're gonna open it up, man. We're gonna open this chat up. Let me check, make sure. Hold on. Hollow said it's not like he's supposed to be at the hospital under 24/7 care. And that's what I'm saying. It's just an ankle injury. I mean, I think the main thing for him is I think the main thing he needs to do, and you just allow it to heal. I mean, if he needed a walking boot, which I don't know if he had a walking boot on, I don't believe he did. I don't know. But I'm sure LeBron James knows how to manage an ankle injury. SFM, man. SFM comes with a strong. This might be one of SFM's best quotes. The worst breed of black people were born in the 80s. And you know what? Before we really criticize SFM for saying that, I want y'all to really think about what he just said, y'all. I want y'all to really think about it. Because when we talk about these hateful narratives, I want you to first sit back and think, okay, look at the age group that this is coming from. I want y'all, even if you were born in the 80s, you can't take offense to it, because even if you were born in the 80s, you really have to sit back and think, dang, he might be right. You're right. When we talk about all this hate and these hateful narratives getting pushed, look where it's generally coming from. It's sad. And him as a Kobe fan, like, I think true Kobe fans will admit Kobe Bryant was hated, right? Like no other. People try to fake as if he's this all loved player. They try to fake as if, yes, 954 life. Yes, I'm from the 80s. So that's what I'm saying. I'm an 80s baby too. But SFM understands, like, people try to fake. Like, there's so many fake Kobe fans. When Kobe was alive, he was hated. I'm talking about, and it is sad that it took him passing. It took Kobe Bryant passing for people to realize his true greatness, because that's the sad part about it. But people try to fake as if they were big time Kobe fans when he was alive. I saw it. I witnessed it. See, the good thing about me with Kobe was I never hopped on either side of the fence. Obviously, I wasn't a super fan of Kobe because I was a Blazer fan. And we all know what Kobe did to the Blazers, but I never jumped to the side of just hating him. I could have still appreciate it, especially when he played other teams. Didn't appreciate it so much when he played the Blazers. But man, it's crazy out here. Kobe says, keep Kobe name out your mouth, please. All right, I got you, Kobe. And how I'm going to do that when your name is Kobe? And every time you comment, I have to say the name Kobe. Kobe. I know Mingo Jester is LeBron's doctor. Yeah, people say the funniest thing. Salute to Action Jackson in here early in the morning, y'all. Look, hey, y'all, look, I'm opening this panel up. I'm going to open the panel up. Well, let me get this link ready. Come on, y'all. We got $18. We're trying to get to 50. As soon as the first super chat comes through, we opening the live panel up. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this right here. Yeah, everybody is sitting here trying to tell us about LeBron James's injury. The funniest thing in the world. Am I LeBron's attorney? No. I'm not. I don't have to be an attorney to see hate. I don't have to be an attorney to see if LeBron going to a football game and people turn it into hate. People say he's not allowed to go to football games because he has an ankle injury. People say he's not allowed to go to football games because his team is below 500. I mean, what you want me to say? What, like does it take a rocket scientist to see this? Man, come on, man. I'm not the one playing pretend doctor, 954 life. Y'all playing pretend doctor. Y'all the ones telling us if you got an ankle injury, you're supposed to be at home nursing it. Knowing good and well, if you done hoop before, most of us that had ankle injuries, we done got up the next day, limped around, did all types of stuff we wasn't supposed to be doing. We got John Wick. He says, Lamont, if AD's the best player on the Lakers, he should be leading them to wins. He should be. But AD's going to have to – he's hard to be the best player, which I think AD should be the best player on the Lakers, but he's not available enough to be the best player on the Lakers. Now, we're not babying it. Hold on. First of all, it's the complete opposite. Babying the man is what y'all doing. If y'all basically telling us that this man has a curfew, he's not allowed to go to football games because he has an ankle injury, y'all the ones babying him. I don't care what he does in his free time. I understand the man's played 20 years, healthy for the most part. All right. The man's still playing at a high level, averaging close to 30 points a game. I'm not going to tell him how to manage an ankle injury. I think he has that covered. Basketball, that's the most common injury in basketball. I'm sure he's rode his injury. I'm sure he's rode his foot in practice, in games, in scrimmages. He's dealt with this a million times over. We ain't making excuses for him. I just want to know, why are y'all crying about him going to a football game? That's what I'm saying. Y'all the ones trying to micromanage LeBron James. That's babying him. Y'all trying to and salute to Big Art Sports, man. Salute Big Art. Big Art, I want y'all to when this link drops, I want y'all to come tell me, why are y'all micromanaging everything he does? Why do y'all care that he's at a football game to the point? Like, do y'all really care if the Lakers win? Y'all, y'all act like he should be trying to get ready to play the Blazers. Yes. Oh, so y'all are Laker fans now. Now y'all want to see him win. Y'all wild, man. Salute to Action Jackson coming through in the super chat, man. Means we're gonna be opening the panel up. Action Jackson said he was taking his shoes off in the first half. Salute to Action Jackson, man. Watching over on FYF Sports Debates live with the super chat, man. First donation of the morning. And that means we're gonna be dropping the link, man. Remember, y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, no cussing. We if you cuss, you just got to hit the cash app. It's the same with our A Weezy Banks channel. He has a great policy over there. We got to kill the cussing, y'all. We trying to kill the cussing. As much as I know y'all is highly emotional, some of y'all about these topics. He says right here, Lamont, it's not a good look. Your team fighting for the playoffs and you're at the Super Bowl. Yeah, I know. I don't care. That's what I'm saying. Why do y'all care? Y'all act like him going to the Super Bowl is going to change. Like him sitting. So what's the difference of him watching the Super Bowl at home or going to the game? He's still enjoying the Super Bowl. The difference between him watching it at home and actually being at the game is that he actually has the money to get a private jet to fly to the game and then back home the same night. People like us, we can't do it. We have to watch it from home because we ain't got it in our budget to do it like that. What y'all not taking into consideration is that he has the money to get back and forth to the Super Bowl with the best care in the world for his ankle. This man is a billionaire. So y'all really think he just walking around, nothing protecting his ankle, nothing going on, no special shoes or soles on. He just a billionaire walking around with a bad ankle, knowing he got to play some basketball games later on, right? See, he just walked into the airport just like a regular person. He walked down that long pathway just like a regular person. He stood in line through security just like regular people. So y'all acting like he did all that. No, the man hopped in a jet, probably took a G-Wagon to the airport, hopped in a private jet. He's probably already back at home in a hyperbaric chamber working on his ankle. They don't live the same life as us. That man can literally go to Dubai today and come back today, and you wouldn't know it. They don't live the same life as us, and yet we worry about how he's managing his ankle because he's at the Super Bowl and because you had to watch it at home. When we already saw John Wall with an injury at home, this fool tear his whole Achilles at home. So being at home, it ain't the safe haven. We just saw John Wall at home, then tore his whole Achilles. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, y'all. Drop this link, man. Salute to Action Jackson watching on FYF Sports Live, man. It's his first super chat of the night, man. Appreciate him. All right. Link is in the chat, man. Ryan Cupano. Hold on. Let me say his name right. Ryan Cupano. Hopefully I said your name right, Ryan. He says, Lamont, the worshiper, Brian can do no wrong. No, I've criticized Brian time and time again. I've done videos criticizing LeBron. See, the thing is with y'all is when I actually do a video criticizing LeBron, Y'all don't care. I've actually done videos. But see, that when I criticize, I actually criticize what I see on the court. I'm not going to watch somebody so hard. Y'all basically like the paparazzi. Y'all watching them off the court too. Y'all judging them off the court too. Y'all basically watching them. You said, Arab Christian Gamer, you said you never seen that video. Hey, I got over 1,000 videos in the catalog. All you got to do is search and scroll through it. There's plenty of them in there. But you see, y'all don't care when I do videos criticizing LeBron James. Salute. Right, we got Ralph in here. Action Jackson, East Side.
Salute. What's up, y'all? Good morning.
What up?
Lamont, the name changed, man. It's Le Champion now.
Wake up. You sound like you just woke up from sleep.
Who's that?
The name changed.
That was me. How you doing, Lamont?
What's good? My mood.
What up?
Good, what's good?
Salute, Lamont. Salute, Ralph. Salute.
Let me start with Ralph. Ralph was first one in here, man. Ralph always has said something interesting. I'll never know what he gonna say. Ralph, what are your thoughts, man? Is you one of the people out there bashing LeBron for going to the Super Bowl, man?
No, that's just dumbest thing. Like what you just said was dumb. It's impossible to go to Dubai and come back in 24 hours. Oh. But here and there, not there. that was just stupid. Them complaining. This man's on his free time. First of all, there's no games. It was only one game yesterday. And the Lakers was not on that game list yesterday. And also, why y'all not complaining about him being on the sideline and can't contribute to his team? Why y'all not complaining why y'all not complaining why he not in that back on that bike or in the room getting treatment during the game? Why y'all not complaining about that? That's more complainable than him on the free time with no game scheduled to play. Like that's dumb. Like you have to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Like you said, Lamont, 20 years he put in work. That's enough. Like, and why y'all didn't complain when he only played 182 game season in his career? Obviously, something working that he's doing. If you got the longevity to go with the style of play you've been playing for 20 years. Obvious, his trainers, his doctors, and he him also knows his body. So him walking on his ankle, how y'all know he didn't get in the wheelchair and go to a skybox? All he did was stand up. Y'all don't know how he got to that arena. Y'all don't know the precautions that he took to even prepare himself to go to the game. Like, that's just silly. Go ahead, man.
That's all facts. Hold on. Let me give a salute. I got to give a big salute to Art. I'm assuming that's Art in the Cash App. Hopefully it is Art. If it wasn't Art on the panel, then it was another Art.
It was me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Salute, man. I definitely appreciate Art came through big time in the Cash App. You want me to put that towards the big homie, Charles Knuckles? Because I didn't see a message in there.
You can put it wherever you know what I'm saying, wherever it needs to be.
All right, but we're going to make sure that gets to the homie Charles Knuckles, man. Definitely appreciate that, man. We at $28 now at 50. Appreciate Art, man, hitting the Cash App. That means we're going to be going to Big Art Sports next, man. We're going to put him on the big screen so y'all can see that logo, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Big Art Sports, man. Man, he's over there, y'all. You know, he has a channel over there cooking on sports, man. And a lot of y'all come in here be crying about Bang and Big Art and them. Now you got the opportunity to go to his channel and try to cook them over there, man. Make sure you go check out his channel. Go subscribe. Art, what you got on this, man?
What's good, everybody? Eastside Ralphie, man. What's up, everybody? My move, my morning, man. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, different day. You know, just something else. Not to do credit for, something to knock them on. You know, If you gotta complain, you gotta complain. I guess it's just in some people, and it's always gonna be in them people. You know what I'm saying? The real ones wouldn't trip off of nothing like that. People really need to take a look at themselves if they really got a problem with dude being at the Super Bowl. But that's just sometimes that's just in people DNA. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just being a female dog is in people's DNA, bro.
Man, that's all facts right there, man. Let me get to SFM. SFM had a very interesting quote in the comments earlier. SFM, man, what you got on this?
It ain't nothing but hate, just self-hate with that man. I could never criticize somebody that's got an off day and he wants to go to a Super Bowl. That ain't none of nobody business, and that ain't nobody business to even care about. But that's what I got on that.
That's big facts, man. What made you put that quote in the chat that you said about the 80s?
Oh, because I heard people talk about my era and how my era we perk addicts and all this and all this. But the 80s is the worst era of black folks ever. The 80s, the 80s is the worst. The 80s is the worst breeded black era ever. They breeded some of the worst black folks ever. And what was going on in the 80s is the reason. Come on now, you talking about people that was uh like come on now, they were playing with baking soda, putting baking soda in their pores and their noses. They went to war over baking soda. Think about that. Just think about that. Think about how the gang wars started in the 80s. Think how many people died in the 80s over crack and gangs. And the people that was grown in the 80s, they came from the 70s and 60s, right? Everybody be talking about man, the 80s had some of the worst civil rights leaders of all time, bro. Worst, bro. Most corrupted civil rights leaders of our time. Them people just used to start organizations just so they could take the money for people. Let's tell the truth, bro. Let's tell the truth, bro. Everybody always talking about the 2000s, 2010s, bro. Y'all used to start organizations so y'all could just take money from people, bro. But it was more of them. It was a bunch of them. But y'all was letting people like Jeff Ford have organizations. Do y'all know who Jeff Ford is? Thinking y'all doing something good. Y'all wasn't doing nothing good. The best thing that happened to black folks that was going on in the 80s that Farrakhan was still alive and talking to y'all people. Besides that, man, them people was retarded, bro. Them people came, them crack babies, them crack babies, they came out worse too. Come on now. You coming out the womb with your organs already having residue in them. Come on now. Let's be real, bro. People need to stop talking about all the 2000 babies, 2010, y'all just a perk addicts, y'all pills. Bro, come on now. Come on now. Let's be real, bro. The 80s destroyed black people, bro, as a whole, bro.
So somebody in the 80s called you a perk baby?
Man, yeah, man, they think that we just perk baby. Y'all some pill heads and all this, man. Come on now. Y'all some crack babies. Y'all some crack
I feel
babies.
you. Hey, I feel you, bro. That's messed up. Somebody called you a perk baby, but don't take it out on a whole generation of a whole decade, bro. Because anybody in that decade was 0 to 10. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they was on none of the stuff that you talking about.
Man, I don't want to hear that, man. Come on, man. The 80s, man. Let's be real,
look,
bro. The 80s is the worst era of black
Here's the
folks.
thing. Here's what I want to say with SFM, because I know what he's saying is harsh, but let's dumb it down. And I think he's talking about the hate, because again, that's one of the negative aspects that stems from that era, like from that generation. There's a ton of hate, a ton of self-hate. So I mean, if you're being honest, I don't know if he's 100% wrong on that. If you're just being honest, maybe he went a little harsh with some things, but for the most part, the hate is there. The hate is obvious. We see it right there. Salute to LVZ in the chat as well. Appreciate you pulling up. Salute to the black
Lamont.
basketball.
So Lamont, can we talk about the irresponsibility in their era? Because it seems like they don't never want to take responsibility for anything. They just want to put it on somebody else.
Children of the corn.
No. I understand that
That's
there's a
what
lot
I'm
of
about to
blame.
get at, Artie. And what do you know about Jeff Ford? What you know about Jeff Ford?
Children. See,
I
I'm
don't.
not
I
finna.
don't really care
Hold
I'm
on,
about
not finna
Jeff
y'all.
go
Ford.
into your nation
Hold
business.
on, y'all. We're gonna go one at a time. We ain't gonna really let it get out of control. And we still got a few people. I'm gonna open it up to everybody. Let me get to Le Champion. Let me get to Action Jackson next. LVZ, hit that link, man. I definitely want you to pull up after hearing what SFM had to say.
Salute Jackson.
But salute to Action Jackson, his team. He out in Kansas City. His team won the Super Bowl. We already know, man. He's happy. The Cowboys got it next year, though. But go ahead, Action Jackson, man.
All right, man. I don't see the big deal about LeBron James going out, man. When I seen it, I wasn't thinking like he should be home just chilling. I mean, he got a life. He got a life. I mean, he can do what he wants to do, you know? No matter what he does, it's always, he always got to be criticized about it. Everything. Why he didn't win the game when he broke the record? I mean, I just can't figure it out. Why? I mean, why does always got to be something bad about him? Always, I always got to find something critical about him. Like I can't figure that out, man. But that's all. That's all I got. That's all that. That's all my thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, that's what we trying to figure out now. Why is it always something negative? The man went to the Super Bowl, and you know people turn it into like. And then why do we just because NBA players play basketball? Why do they have to be basketball players 24 hours out of the day?
Why you got to be a hermit in your house?
When did they get time? When did they get time to be just regular people? And I've already told people this about athletes. Athletes' lives are not normal. This is why the divorce rate when you're an athlete is so high, because they have to spend so much time dedicated to their craft that they can't really be normal parents. That and this is why their households are different. But let me get to Eastside. Eastside just pulled up. What you got on this Eastside?
Man, it's just more the same. Salute everybody. Salute Lamont.
Salute.
Yeah, it's just more of the same kind of crap. I think he could have been anywhere doing anything. Honestly, if it was caught on camera, it would have been talked about. It's more the LeBron content grab to draw up clicks, draw up views. We know what generate views in this YouTube space as far as the basketball goes. What name you could be talking about anything. If his name involved, people gonna click on it, either because they super fans or they super haters. So that's just how I look at it. I just think they just capitalized on another way to, draw some clicks, get some subscribers, get a couple likes, and call it a day. I don't even think they really care, honestly.
You can't care. It ain't that big a deal. Like the Lakers is fine. I mean, let him heal up, because they wasn't saying the same thing about AD. Then nobody cried when we literally saw AD at home, literally playing Call of Duty and GTA when he was dealing with his ankle injury. He just chose to do something different with his time. What is the difference between going out? He sat up in the box away from people. I mean, he wasn't amongst the crowd walking around where he could have stepped on somebody's ankle and re-rolled it. He was just doing his thing. He was chilling. He can't have a night out with the family. That's what it seems like.
And why does it matter?
They don't care, man. It's a money grab.
They want to
bro.
be a hermit, man. They want to stay home.
Generates. That's all it is.
I'll be back in a minute.
That's all it really ever is, to be honest. That's all it really ever is. I think some of them is quietly super fans. I don't think you follow somebody that closely and you're not a fan. So,
damn, we got True Mariah in here.
Man, the '90s was the withdrawal era. A lot of y'all mamas and stuff and grandmothers, they started to try to calm down, but playing with their nose, and the withdrawal started to come. But yeah, that's true. The '80s still the worst era of black people, though.
All right, we get to that later. I ain't gonna kill the '80s that much, man. We got your point, man. You didn't
man.
I mean, we definitely got the gist of it, and we see the hate stemming from it. He says, Renegade says channels like Ticket TV can't eat without LeBron. Ticket can't eat without LeBron. I think he just chose to go down the road of hate LeBron because it became profitable.
But
And I
yeah,
don't
Skip
think he
Bayless.
truly hates
Hey,
it.
hey, you know that basketball player that used to play for the Pacers? I forgot his name. He be up on up over there now.
Oh
And
yeah, Chris Copeland.
yeah, he be talking about LeBron and stuff.
Hold on, let me go to
But yeah, man.
Lakers in 5. Let me go to Lakers in 5 real quick. Lakers 5. What you got on?
What's going on, bro? Hey, so I caught your stream a little late. So he got booed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got background noise.
Yeah,
cutting out.
Lakers in 5. You got some back feed on your mic, man.
Sound like a flat tire.
He must be in the car. He must be in the car. I think he's in the car.
Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
Yeah, but you still got noise. We can hear you now.
You gotta take it off your
go ahead.
Bluetooth in the car. You gotta hold your phone in the car. You gotta take it off Bluetooth, DJ. The Bluetooth gives you feedback through the mic.
All right, yeah, my fault, bro. Yeah, I'm touch on him. I'm just getting off the free. Can you go to somebody else?
Yeah, I got you. All right, we're gonna have to move on.
I think that's it. Yeah, I don't see nobody else down there, but that's. I mean, this still got a life. I mean, I don't get it, man. Like, you want him to stay home and not do nothing? I mean, come on, man. Do anybody tell us about staying home or going out? Do anybody say you shouldn't be going out?
Hey, well, either way, man, we got a host of NBA games today. We got a whole bunch of them. So the NBA's back on the docket today. Obviously the Lakers play today. That's one of the games. This is a must win. I think from here on out for the rest of the season, or at least until they get above 500, they got to look at almost every game as a must win game. I think the Timberwolves Maverick game, that's going to be another big one. The Warriors could, if they lose to the Wizards, they could go. I think they could go below 500. I think they're even right now. Pelicans are just they fell from first. I don't know where they are now. I think the last time I checked, they was at 10th. I don't know what the direction is, but I know the direction for them can't be good with the bad news coming out about Zion Williamson. Said his hamstring injuries got re-aggravated. He's going to be out for some more extended time. So that's something we can address as well. The Nuggets, I think they're sitting atop the West right now. They just look like they have the best chemistry in the West right now, to me. Even though I don't think they have a perfect roster, but they have the best chemistry to me. And I think of the games today.
Do you feel like they're better than Memphis?
Hold on, say that again.
You think they're better than Memphis? Do you think they're better than Memphis?
Yeah.
You think if they was in the playoffs right now, they would beat Memphis?
Well, Jokic's the difference right there. They don't have anybody that can address Jokic, and they've done a good job of bringing in size and shooting. I mean, it's going to take a really good team effort to beat the Denver Nuggets this year. They did a lot to improve that roster. They got rid of the head cases. Will Barton was a good player, but for them, he was a head case in the locker room. They got rid of Bones Island. He was a good player, but just a head case in the locker room. So right now, you can tell they focused on building good chemistry as they get into the playoffs. And SFM, I had to mute your mic right there because I was just hearing some background noise. But, I mean, what are y'all thoughts on today's games? You got the Lakers, Blazers. I'm sure some of y'all want to chime in about that. What did the Lakers got to do to win this game today, man?
I think they got to still keep making baskets, still keep learning each other, still keep moving the ball around. Continue to play good defense like they did the last game. If they could just shoot a good field goal percentage, keep the threes up, keep the turnovers down. Brian probably come back tonight. He's going to have to reincorporate himself into the lineup. Just make the play, win the game. We got to win every game.
Make timely shots, too.
I think this is a game where AD can get his rhythm back. He always lights the Blazers up. They normally don't have a power forward that can defend them. I think this is a game that's going to tell us if AD's head is in the game or not. This is a team he usually beats up on. If we don't see him aggressive offensively today, which I think he was aggressive last game, he put up 19 shots. It just wasn't a good-looking 19 shots. They were all just kind of shots thrown up at the rim a little bit.
He got fouled a few times too, and they didn't call it that.
Yeah, the refs was biting the whistle. The Draymond and them boys was was pushing them around down there, you know, and the refs was letting them get away with a little bit. But I mean, that just goes to the physicality of the game. People say the game ain't physical. I just literally watched the Warriors beat up on AD down low in the post, and the refs was not blowing that whistle at all.
So. But I think he's still hurt. I don't think he's still healthy.
Man, he better not still be hurt.
I think he don't think he don't look 100% his confidence back.
He's not moving the same.
That's what I think.
When he had that
put a percentage on it. Axel Jackson, what percentage you think he is?
Hey.
I say about maybe 65.
Damn.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say 75 because of the way he runs up and down the court. It's not how it was before the injury. You can just tell that it's not the same. You know, it seems like, you know, they're not going to get him back into the full flow of the offense until he's fully healthy, probably like over 90% healthy.
And look, Lamar, when you ask what the Lakers got to do, they got to play great defense. Look, the Portland Trailblazers are top 5 offense in the league. They're a bottom 2 defense in the league. So you got to either score a lot or you got to lock them up, and you can't let them get off on 3. You probably got to do both to win the game. They're one of the best 3-point shooting teams. They're top 5 in offensive rating in the whole league this season. So Lillard's been cooking. Anthony Simon's been cooking. Jeremy Grant. Who's their new acquisition? They got they traded Josh.
Hey, bro, Truth Teller funny, bro.
Hold on. Let Young Africa finish. Yeah, Truth Teller in the chat going crazy.
Yeah, so they traded what's his name? Josh Hart. They got Cam Reddish. Should be interesting to see if they play him. But yeah, Nurkic got to get bodied by AD. He got to cook. He got to be focused on offense. He got to demand the ball. Especially if LeBron's not playing, I expect the Lakers still win this game. Our defense looked much better with Vanderbilt in there. Vanderbilt gives a lot of energy, offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, finishing at the rim. His passing is underrated also. So the team looks better. D-Lo, the upgrade. There's no excuse for this team not to make the playoffs. At the very least, make the play-in. But if they have a good run, they could easily become the 6th seed in the West if they have a good run in the last 20-something games. So yeah, great defense from the 3, and you got to score on these guys. It should not be difficult to score on the Portland Trailblazers when it comes to the Lakers, bro.
I think the last time they played, the player that they struggled to contain, it looked like he scored at will, was Jeremy Grant. And I want to see, and I think AD was missing the last time they played. I might be wrong on that, but I know he
was.
He hurt Lamont.
But hey, salute Lamont and panel. I just want to say this about the original topic you was talking about with the whole LeBron being injured, man. You know, whatever he do gonna be nitpicked at, and you know that man could anything he do, man. He can eat potato chips. Somebody gonna find a way to poke holes in that. Just whatever he do, man. But my thing is this though: if AD is the number 1 option, right? He been out all season. If he's the number 1 option, if he's the best player on the teams, this is what people say, right? This is the consensus. Then he need to go out there and get some wins because you don't have Westbrook no more. You don't have Pat Bev out there trying to guard 6'7", 6'8", and 6'9" wings anymore. It's a better, more complete team. So my thing is, regardless of what you think about LeBron being hurt, if AD is the number 1 option in that guy, he needs to be able to get out there and lead them to victory. Simple. Hey, TJ Leaf, you gonna die slow one day. Yeah, you gonna die real slow. They're playing the Portland Trailblazers. They should be able to beat them. They already beat him without AD. I mean, he's been out all season, man. He need to be able to get his ass out there and get wins. Simple.
Now, Lamar, you ain't see what the weirdo say? Talking about, LeBron would have survived the crash that Kobe got in. Nah, he could die slow.
Okay.
Nah, he gonna die slow.
I understand that, but we gotta let the chat. Look, the chat has a mind of their own. If you want to respond to the chat, all I ask is that you just respond in the chat.
I ain't gonna say that.
No, I don't mind. But like I said, it was just in the middle of somebody's take, man. And like I said, that just makes for bad audio because I'm transferring this to Spotify. And now, when people on Spotify listen to it, they don't see the chat. They just gonna hear you with an outburst.
Man, you on Spotify?
Hey, Lamar,
you on Spotify too, Lamar?
Yeah, I'm on Spotify and Amazon Music. So
certified. Shout out FYF Sports. Shout out FYF Sports.
Hey, Lamar, but am I wrong though?
Nah, you 100% right there. That's
Because
So what do you think about your Portland Trailblazers, Lamont? What do you think about their playoff playing chances?
Bro, I just think, like I said, it's for me. They know how to identify talent. They're just horrible at roster construction. So again, the idea of bringing in Jeremy Grant is the concept is good, but it's only good if you have some type of roster constructed in your head that's going to be a lengthy defensive lineup where you can. But I just don't see them creating that roster. They haven't done anything with Nurkic. Nurkic doesn't fit the MO of Chauncey Billups. When you have these guys right there, I don't understand what direction they're going. I understand getting younger with Cam Reddish. I understand Matisse Thybulle defensive mindset. Those moves make sense, but you got a extremely small backcourt that can't defend in Simons and Lillard, but you got to start those two. Those are your two best offensive players. Seems like Grant and Nurkic are always hurt. I just don't know the true direction of this team. So they brought in a guy like Kevin Knox. I don't know why trade for Kevin Knox. To me, he's one of the worst players in the league. I just don't know. Like somebody said in the chat, it just feels like they're playing for the lottery. And Damian Lillard is just going to be wasting another year. Now, the Blazers are really good at making these games exciting because Lillard can shoot his team back into the game. Deep threes, when he gets hot, he's unguardable. But they have some serious problems with roster construction. Somebody said in the chat, Grant is out tonight. So we're going to see how this looks.
And Nurkic's out to All-Star. They say Nurkic's out to All-Star.
Okay, so that means they're going to be probably starting Drew Eubanks. Matisse Thybulle's probably going to get a lot of run today, which we know he's a offensive liability. They're probably going to play a lot of Trendon Watford. I don't know, man, bro. I'm telling people right now, y'all need to go bet the Lakers tonight because when I looked on the sports book, they had the Lakers as the underdog in this game. But with no Grant and Nurkic, with no Grant and Nurkic, I'm talking about. I put my whole $500 free pay on the Lakers.
Man, they did. The Lakers should be able. This is a winnable game. There's no excuse. AD shouldn't lead them to a win tonight. Simple.
He should get 30 and 15. He should get 30 and 15
on your bank.
He just needs to be solid and get the dub, man. It ain't even about numbers.
Hey, FYF, I got something on the topic real quick before I go in this gym.
Go ahead, Switch Life.
Yeah, what's up with everybody? Look, man.
What it do?
This crab in the bucket slave mentality, man. It got stopped, man. We got grown men on the internet saying they wish LeBron James' ankle swell up the size of a pumpkin. But they call themselves a real man, though. You call yourself an elder, but you on the internet preying on another man's downfall. I don't respect it. The crab in the bucket mentality, I don't respect it, man. It's sickening, man. This man can't even go to the game with his wife. As if the Lakers had a game yesterday. Man, you dudes just talking because it's a free country, man. I ain't going to give it too much more free attention because I didn't already gave it too much attention. But the crab in the bucket mentality is disgusting, man. Preying on another man's downfall. All because you obsessed with Kobe and the Lakers. Talking about, they ain't do this for Kobe when he broke the record. Kobe ain't break Kareem record. So what record is y'all even talking about? Kobe ain't break Kareem record. So he not gonna get the same praise that Bron got for breaking an all-time record. Man, you dudes got to get out y'all feelings, man. That's all I got on this, man.
Let me give a shout out to Steve's Reacts in the super chat. He's watching over on FYF Sports Debates Live. He said, to me, it's real feminine for grown men to pay that much attention to another man enjoying time. When me and my wife seen it, he says, we thought about if we go into the next Super Bowl, not Bron resting his ankle as hella zesty. And you know what? That's what I said. Like that should be goals for most people. Like again, to be able to have the disposable income to, dole out, because it probably would have cost you as a couple, probably gonna cost you $8,000 to $10,000 to go to that Super Bowl. I mean, to have that type of disposable income to go, because that's what tickets was running. Like that is gold, though, man. That is gold.
But people haters pay that much. It's a weird obsession, man. If you don't like the man, why do you follow his every move? It's the weirdest obsession I ever seen.
Oh, because he's
Yeah,
the face of the
it's
NBA,
weird,
man.
man.
Hey,
It's
LeBron is
very
the most
weird.
hated player in NBA history when it comes to how much critique he's got. And because he's the most hated player in NBA history, he's also Lamar the most underappreciated player in NBA history. It goes together, which is why he don't get the credit that he deserves and what he's accomplished because of that. And that's because he's the most hated guy, which blinds us from witnessing greatness. What we are witnessing presently, what we have witnessed for the last 20 years, it is because of the hate, man. And that's why he's also the most underappreciated player in NBA history, man, when it comes to appreciation in his time.
He will be missed when
And
he
I
retires.
let me say this, bro. I want
Young Africa, did you talk when you say underappreciated? You just talking about in the NBA atmosphere or overall in general?
I see
I'm
NBA.
talking about the basketball community, to be
Yeah,
honest.
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get you there. I get you.
He will be missed and appreciated when he retires. We know that. But right now, it's
I mean,
disgusting the hate
my
he gets.
move, but when you a
But
legend at the end of your career, you're supposed to be appreciated now.
Mhm.
yeah. Well, I
I
just don't
think
understand, bro.
I think he got himself into that position of being getting that 50-50 reaction in the American pop culture, and that what
That's a
happens.
lie.
Yeah, because he
That's a
do
lie.
embrace the villain
That's a
role.
lie,
He
bro.
do.
Come on, we are not
No,
finna
he
do
don't.
that, y'all. That is a
He don't
lie.
want that.
LeBron has did
We can't
nothing
lie, Big
wrong.
Art.
LeBron has did nothing wrong. Only people feel like he did something wrong. Tell me
We not,
something.
we
Take your feelings out of it and tell me something. Don't tell me something that you don't like. Tell me something that
Big,
he's actually done wrong.
Big Art. It's not about that. It's about the role he embraced, the
That's what I
villain
feel.
role, and the
That's what
sound
I
base.
feel.
Like
Yeah, that's what I feel.
it's
This
not
ain't the
what
Hey,
type of
can I?
people
show.
feel. It's about the role that he embraced. He embraced
Yeah,
the hatred.
He should.
Hold on, let Lakers 5 get his take. Go ahead, Lakers.
I got to slide off. So I'm about to get to the house now. So, but I want to say this real quick. I didn't know he got booed at the Super Bowl, man. That's ridiculous, man. I'm a Lakers fan, you know what I mean? And so my thing was when I saw LeBron, all I saw was greatness. I never really hated on him like that. And so I really don't understand the hate, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta be honest, bro. The hate over these years that he's gotten hate, it made me more of a LeBron James fan. Like the haters made me more of a LeBron James fan just because I hear all this crap and all these double standards and all these hypocrisies that these people that be putting on him about, about just little itty bitty things. And you go back and you start, doing your research and you start realizing that their favorite player did the exact same. I'm not gonna curse. Did the exact same thing. And that's what amazes me, bro. And I'm just like, bro, like everything you critiquing about this man, your favorite player did the exact same thing, bro. And you know what I mean? And here's the thing: just because I'm a LeBron James, just because I like LeBron James and I like him because he's playing for my team, does not mean I dislike Kobe Bryant. Bro, this ain't Crips and Bloods. We ain't banging out here, bro. I can like both. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like I don't have
people
to
make
pick
this a
one or the
tribal.
other. That's
Hey,
all I
They
got.
make
I
you be in a
don't have
tribe.
to
You
pick
gotta be
one or
in
the
a
other.
tribe. You gotta be Kobe. You gotta be LeBron fan. You gotta be Jordan fan.
Lakers fan. But when
You just
have you
can't predict
heard
the game.
an all-time great or NBA player say not one, not two, not three? That's embracing the hate, bro.
That's not
Yeah,
embracing the
I
hate.
don't.
That's embracing the
No, it's
pep rally,
not.
bro. That's all
For
that
That's
me,
being
was.
confident, bro.
Right.
It's
You
hype.
hear me,
It's hype.
Eastside? You
Talking.
can't have fun at
He
a
just
pep rally now.
Embracing the hate. Yeah, he just letting you know what he believes, man.
So
yeah,
that sound bite, y'all on my downfall. Y'all gotta go back to y'all dirty life. Like, come on, bro.
And that's
That's
cool,
embracing the
bro. That's
hate.
talking.
He did not say dirty life.
No, hold on.
Dirty
Hold
life,
on,
man.
y'all. Hold on,
hey,
Ralphie.
I got to
That's
slide. Thanks for
That
having
you.
me
shit,
on,
Ralph.
bro.
That's
Come on,
you
man.
embracing the hate. When LeBron says stuff like that, he's talking to the haters who already embrace the
Yeah.
fact that they hate him for no reason. Y'all,
Yeah.
like you, people like you, got to go home to your own normal lives and live your normal life.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I always say, Ralphie, these athletes don't pay our bills, bro. We shouldn't be this personally invested just to hate on dude.
Yeah,
Find
but
reasons
we
to
do
hate on
pay
dude.
their bill though. We do pay their bill.
Man,
Not going to the games and
No.
buying merch.
In the context,
Man, I
Ralph
don't pay that
said that
bill.
was he was replying to the hate. He was replying because they were trying to
Yeah,
paint
but
LeBron in that moment as a
what do you
failure.
think?
Y'all,
And he
one
was
at a
trying to
time, y'all.
remind
Make sure we're
people
going one at
that
a
I'm
time,
not
y'all.
a failure, bro. I have
When
not failed in life. And
young,
he kind of said it in a salty way. He just lost the finals, but he was reminding people that I mean, no way a failure is what he was trying to say.
but young after,
But
when
it's
do you
always
see them rarely address the haters, bro? On the panels when they after the games and during games, they rarely address them.
hey Ralph,
Why is you
Ralph,
addressing them?
Ralph, Ralph,
Huh?
Ralph.
This did LeBron not say a storm was coming? Did LeBron not put these expectations that people expecting of him on himself? See,
That's
it's
not
Yes, he
different.
not
did.
It's
I don't
different
say
embracing
if I don't.
y'all
everything.
gotta know
It's
what
different if I
embracing
don't
means.
say nothing. You feel me? It's different. I don't say nothing, and things just flow out how it's supposed to. But
Right.
if you put expectation on yourself, well, people are at least expect you to at least get close to that or do something. For the last 3 years, he either said a storm was coming or to beware of something on Twitter. It ain't even rained. It ain't even got no lightning bolts. It ain't even no clouds for no
So
storm
he's
to
Hey,
be
hey,
to
so
be
he
what
can't
about
be
coming. So
excited
look,
about his team.
so
He
look,
can't be
no,
Hold on,
excited
finish.
no,
about his
no,
team.
no, no,
Let him
no,
finish.
no.
Oh
the
my God,
decision was
this
ego
is
tripping
just
too.
Hold
disgusting,
on, y'all.
man.
One
This
at
is
a time,
disgusting.
y'all.
The
One at a
whole
So
time.
so
ESPN
look, so all I'm saying,
decision.
I'm not here. I'm not
That's
here to do
disgusting.
the LeBron hate on debate stuff.
Facts.
I'm really not even trying to say too much, but everybody aggravate me in the comments. But look, all I'm saying is expectations. He put them expectations on himself. He said this out his own mouth. He said a storm will come. What he said the year before that on Twitter, or I think the year after that. Then you get Russell Westbrook, Carmelo, and AD. You were so confident about that. You was posting on Twitter. These expectations that you set on yourself, and what the fans, LeBron fans, like to do is that you try to dumb down the expectations he put on himself and try to replicate
Playoff
that, bro. You
mode.
can't do
But
that, bro.
you
Can't
just
do that.
Playoff
defined
Okay,
mode.
You know,
okay.
I
expectation.
wouldn't. I
Hold
wouldn't
on,
argue
bro.
that.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go, y'all. Hold on. Let me
Go
go.
ahead, Art.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Art. Go ahead, Art.
Okay, the first one I'm gonna start with activate, like the comment you had when he said going activate mode, right? He
Mm-hmm.
came back from his injury early that year to try to get his team to go to the playoffs. Just because he said it and it didn't happen, is it really something that you hold over his head for the rest of his career? All I'm saying is that Lonzo Ball got hurt, Kuzma got hurt, Ingram got hurt with his heart thing. Everybody left that team right when he came back. So all I'm saying is that it's context in this, and you have to involve that context. Otherwise, you're hating on a mute point. All he
Don't
said
say
was
that.
that I'm going to activate, and I want my team to make a push for the playoffs. What is wrong with that?
Just do it.
It sound
Like
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 that.
you
Well,
say,
we
just
should.
do
He
Well,
it.
got
that
said he was
is.
going
But
to
but
support,
y'all
and
are
now he's
Well,
taking
that.
back.
defining setting
And,
an
and what do you do? Like,
expectation.
what
You're
do you do
not
the next year?
defining.
He got a
You're
chance.
not
Just
The
defining
next year, he
embracing
got a
just
the
chance.
hate.
do it.
That's not
No, he
embracing
But
the
he
did.
hate.
won
That
a
just ain't come back.
title next year,
Hold
bro.
on,
Aloha.
y'all. Hold on.
But see, this is not 2K. You cannot press a button and just expect somebody to do something because you want them to. This is life. This is basketball. Stop playing
Well,
2K with players. Go ahead, man.
well,
That's
AD.
corny,
Well,
Art.
I tell you this. AD been amazing. He been one of the biggest problems. He been one of the main reasons of the Lakers' failure over the past 3 years. He's never available. AD need man. People need to start looking at AD and less LeBron, man. If we
But y'all
Yeah,
being
said
that's
he
honest.
can
fact.
carry. Y'all put. I'll also put expectations on him. He could carry any team to the playoffs. That's putting
You mean like
expectations
these
on. Y'all don't
expectations
think
y'all
he can
putting on
hear
Anthony
that?
Davis right
Hold
now?
on,
No,
but
ain't
You
no
mean these
expectations
expectations
because
y'all
AD.
about to hump on
Yep,
Anthony Davis right
yep,
now?
yep. Because
Go
AD
ahead,
ain't
Y'all
been
be
man.
available.
y'all be
Yep,
saying that
yep.
Right, go
he
ahead
can
and hump
carry
them
anybody to
on
the playoff
because y'all love
or
to set y'all
in the lineup.
expectations, but get mad because a player set his expectations.
hold on.
Get
But
out of
They
here,
get
man.
Nah,
mad.
AD.
Get
They
out
get
of
Nah,
mad.
here.
AD.
LeBron don't live up to their standard, man. Y'all got
What
daddy
you
issues,
saying
bruh.
about
what I'm saying,
discuss?
my question would be, we're talking about LeBron James this year, 20. Who said that he can carry any team to the playoffs?
Exactly.
Because I don't recall that being said for the last 10 years. Like we
He
all
just making that up.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm talking about his fans are saying that.
no,
They've
but
been
He
who?
saying this
using it
His
as
all
fans.
he
year.
not
I ain't
making
hear
it
his
Who?
up.
I'm
fans
not
You
say
hearing
Can
that.
that.
he
using
I'm
it in
hear
not.
that?
context.
That's
I'm
a
not
lie.
hearing that.
That's a
I'm not
lie.
hearing that, Ralph. I'm
That
Yeah,
not.
yeah. That's a
is.
lie.
You
That's a
using it in
lie.
the wrong
That's not a
context,
lie.
my
Obviously,
brother.
obviously,
Daddy
that's something that was
issues.
said. That was something that was said about LeBron early in his career when he
Right.
was actually doing it. But nobody's been saying it the last 5 years.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's a lie.
knows you got to put talent around him, and and he's not the same as But so I don't think that's the same sentiment. I don't think nobody's saying that. I think you're carrying expectations from when he was a young player,
That's at
and you
my.
you still have those expectations of him now.
Cause they said soon he just got to get to the playoffs. All he got to do is make it, and we can
Who's
win.
they? Who's
They're
they?
saying it now.
Who's
They
they?
say all we need,
But
niggas.
even if they
Excuse
say
me.
he
They
just got to
said
get to
teams
the
need to be
playoffs,
scared of
Ralph,
the
that's not
Lakers.
by
All
itself, man.
LeBron have to do is be in the playoffs.
No,
That's putting
they
But that's
know.
expectations
not
You
on
was
gonna
him
just
happen
mad.
by
Hey,
now.
well,
itself
Ralph,
now,
you
bro.
just said make the playoffs. You said if you're gonna say it, make the playoffs. That's what you just
Okay,
said.
but I'm not. I'm not putting expectations on him to win the championship. I
Yes,
just
you
want to see
are.
good playoff basketball.
If he doesn't win it,
I'm not saying. Huh?
you guys are gonna say it's
Y'all
another
gonna,
year
y'all
where
gonna
he didn't win
criticize
it.
it.
Yeah,
That's not true because I
Yeah,
don't
yes,
bring
it
up
is.
rings when I debate this guy versus LeBron. I don't bring up rings. Y'all never heard me bring up rings. Y'all can pull through all 300 something episodes of all these podcasts I'll be on. Y'all don't hear me say rings. So that's a mute point.
Nah, well, what I've been
What
hearing.
ever told me ever bringing up rings?
Look, what I've been hearing though, the consent, bro. If AD is healthy, then they got a chance. That's what I've been hearing. But AD ain't been available because he never plays. Just like he missed most of the season, the first half of the season already. That's why they went. That's why they are where they are now.
But y'all say if he can carry, why do he need AD? Why
But
do
Who said he can
nobody's
carry?
saying
He
Who
played,
said
he
wait,
played more
wait,
games than he
I
missed.
who
didn't
said
know
That's
he
wait,
needs
wait,
that's
wait,
just
wait,
more
wait,
fact.
just
bro,
needs
AD a part
bro,
of the team. What are you
bro?
talking
Who said he can
about?
carry still, bro? Who said that?
No, I said people say he just needs shooters. He don't need a
No, that's not what people
shot.
say. The consensus are if Anthony Davis is healthy, then him and LeBron can make a push because AD is supposed to be the number one option, but he ain't because he don't play.
Year 8 LeBron versus year 20, man. He talking about
So
year 8.
what was the difference from year LeBron when he first got to the Lakers and making it to the championship?
He was
Because he was
5
hurt
years.
that year
He was
too.
5.
I'm talking about the
He was,
last year of his championship.
he was 4 to 5 years younger.
28 and 2017-18.
He was
The
4 to
last
5
Cavs
years
one.
younger.
He was
I
younger.
said the
younger.
last Cavs
And
one when
AD
he went with
held
Joe
up the whole
Crowder.
season. That
When he
changed
went with
things
Joe
too, my brother.
Crowder, his last year in Cleveland to his first year.
Jay Crowder
in
won the
LA.
team. You just chatting, bro. Jay Crowder wasn't on the cast in the
Yeah, you
What are you
just talking now, bro. First of all,
Jay
LeBron,
Crowder wasn't on the last Cavs team.
He started on that
he
team
was
and got
not. He was
traded
not on
when
that
Jay
everybody
Crowder
left.
ain't
championship
make
team.
no playoffs with no Cavs. He got traded
He
Yeah,
mid-season.
he
didn't go
did.
to the playoffs
He
with
got
no
traded.
Cavs.
He was not on no finals
Y'all,
team.
I'm not just chatting because I'm saying that year. I'm not saying he was on that team. I'm
Yes, you
saying that
just said
year.
it though. You just said he was on the team.
No,
He started on that team, but he got traded when
I
everybody
know.
else
I'm
got traded.
saying that year. I don't know it was that year. That's why I'm saying that his name on there. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about the 2018 team, the 2018 team.
Yeah,
That
I
way
didn't know what that year. That's why I said that team. And I said Jay Crowder's name. I said, what was the difference from his last year in Cleveland until 20, whatever year he got to the West? That the first year in the West.
He got
2
injured after his
years.
team was number one in the
That's 2
West.
more years on your body.
Number 4 in the West.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
do
what
you
he
really have how old he is, man? He's 38 years old.
I'm not.
I mean,
bro, I just compared that year to his first year in LA. His first.
I thought the
last
consensus.
year in Cleveland.
Well, I just thought the consensus were if AD healthy, they can make a push, but AD don't play. He's never available. So, hey,
yeah.
Hey, shout
From
out
his
to Anthony Davis for playing more games this year than he missed. Shout out to AD, man. Finish the year strong, pimping.
hold on. Let
he
me get
ain't
to this.
played. He
Let
ain't
me get
played
to
more
this
than
cash
LeBron.
app. Let me get
He
to
ain't
the
played more
cash
than
app real
LeBron.
quick.
Go ahead, bro.
Hold on one
Go
second.
ahead, bro. Just play.
We got Henry in the cash app. Henry in the cash app says, "Brian sexuals across the U.S. are mad." And well, salute, man. Like I said, man. Oh well,
Yo.
Henry in the cash, I appreciate it. But that, like I said, I don't know, man. All right, hey, keep them coming, Henry, man. We appreciate it.
Brown Centrals. Wow.
Just like Jordan put expectation on himself when he called himself the GOAT, and Will Chamberlain was still the GOAT at that time. It's the same difference.
Bro, Will Chamberlain was the GOAT at one time. But Michael Jordan was the GOAT, nigga. Will Chamberlain was man, listen, man. You finna
That's
make me
cat.
cuss. Let me catch myself. Hold on, listen, bro. Listen. Man, Will Chamberlain wasn't no GOAT, man.
That's a cat, bro. He got all the
Man,
statistics.
listen,
Will
man.
Chamberlain
Listen,
was
man.
labeled the GOAT
Listen.
before Kareem. What are you talking
No, he
about?
wasn't. How can a man be the GOAT? You average
He
30
was.
in the
Go back to
regular.
the video.
Listen.
Everywhere,
You
bro.
average 30 in the regular. When you went to the
Go ahead.
playoffs, your
Go ahead.
points dropped 6 points in the playoffs to 24.
Not every
Then you go
year.
to the finals to average 18. You average 50 in the regular season. Your points drop 15 less of points down that same season in the
Will
playoffs.
Chamberlain,
Y'all talk about the same dude that played with a bunch of all stars that was literally stat padding. He was a
Will
stat
Chamberlain,
patter. Let's
Will
get this
Chamberlain,
right.
only one who
Oh
beat
my
Russell
Will
All right,
Westbrook.
Chamberlain
y'all.
was a
Hey, y'all.
stat
One at a
patter.
time.
Will
One at a
Chamberlain was
time.
a stat patter.
One at a time. That's all I ask y'all. Come on.
It's
Keep it
pure
simple.
definition of a stat pattern.
You done yet?
Yeah, I just
You
cooked
done?
True on that point.
Go ahead, Switch Life. Go
I
ahead,
talked
Switch.
Now
to 40,
somebody
50,
tell me how
60,
he wasn't a
70
stat
year old man.
pattern.
Will Chamberlain
SFN, Switch Lights turn.
Was considered the GOAT. Will Chamberlain was considered the GOAT before Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You can go on YouTube, look at the footage. You can go talk to people who back then. Will was considered the GOAT before Kareem.
That is true.
Bro.
That is true.
That's a fact. When Kareem passed Will Chamberlain, then Kareem was considered the GOAT.
That is true.
After Jordan won his
Lamar,
3
show
chips,
them that
MJ was considered the GOAT, which is why people don't like MJ being considered the GOAT after 3 chips, because they changed the criteria for MJ. It was Will,
Right.
Kareem, then MJ, and now Bron is considered the GOAT, and y'all don't like it.
First off, let me start by this. That's what I was saying. Before Michael Jordan became the GOAT, it was Kareem.
I talk to people who lived back then.
It was Kareem.
I do too. I do
too. We all got grandmothers, uncles, aunties, and all that, and grand aunties. So,
but we don't all got grandmothers.
Well, I do. I'm blessed to say I do. I'm blessed to say I do. I'm blessed to say you do. If you listen, I'm blessed to say I do. I'm blessed to say I do. So look, all I got to say is say on that.
That's 100.
Something that caught my eyes that you said changed the criteria of the GOAT debate. No, let's get this straight. Will Chamberlain was a one-time champion. If Finals MVP existed back then, he would be one-time Finals
not a
MVP.
one-time champion.
He won 2.
Let me finish.
He won 2. Will Chamberlain won 2 championships.
You didn't let me finish. If Finals MVPs existed back then, he would be considered.
You already lied. You said one-time champion. That's the first lie.
Let me finish, dumbass nigga. I know he won with the Lakers, nigga. Lamont, this would make me cuss, bro. That would make me cuss, bro. That would make me cuss, bro. Because I know what I'm talking. I know what I'm saying. He telling me he acting like he can historic me. He acting like he giving me some historical knowledge. On nobody, Will Chamberlain.
I know more than you.
Hold on, y'all.
Will Chamberlain ain't nobody in the playoffs.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
He ain't no top 5.
SFM, hold on. You got a $1 fine, man. You got to hit the cash app for $1.
What's your cash out? What's your cash out?
You got to, man.
What's your cash out?
I've been letting you slide. SFM,
all right, I'm finna send it. I'm finna send it right now.
It's on the screen.
Hey, Lamont, I got a question, bro. When I seen some stories today saying that Michael Jordan had the biggest marketing scam ever. What you think about that?
Yeah, I put that video out with Joe Budden. Joe Budden was talking about it, and the way he broke it down, it actually makes a lot of sense. He basically was saying, the NBA was marketing a certain type of player. And then all of a sudden, when it came to Jordan, they needed a new face to market, and they basically pushed it. And, they pushed it to the degree where they convinced people that he was the GOAT before his time, which I don't really knock that. I understand the NBA is a business. They have to push certain faces. They have to keep it interesting. And they did it extremely well throughout the 90s. But I think it fooled a lot of people. And when Jordan got looked at as the GOAT, like I said, when I pulled up the GOAT trajectory chart, according to the GOAT trajectory chart, there was no time in NBA history where Jordan had did enough to pass Kareem. And so when you look at it from that chart, and when it's looking at things from an analytical perspective, that's what really shows the truth in the GOAT trajectory. And
that's not true.
I'm just showing. I mean, the GOAT trajectory is not a human formula. The GOAT trajectory is a mathematical formula based on different polls.
No, Jordan was more impactful to the game.
Hold on, SFM. We know Jordan was impactful. That's not what I'm saying.
He was more impactful.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying according to the trajectory chart that I had shown, and I know a lot of people like to say it's BS. The problem is that chart is not based on human bias and emotion. It's all mathematical. It's based on polls. It's based on rankings. It's based on MVPs. It's based on finals MVPs. It's based on a ton of different things, a ton of different metrics that we can't all compute in our mind as humans. We just don't have to brain. And then our bias will generally kick in, and actually our bias will overcome common sense. And so again, when I look at that and that takes away all the bias and emotion out of it, it makes you really think, because when you look at it, it's really accurate about the GOAT. First it says Wilt was the GOAT, or Bill, Wilt, Kareem, and it shows the trajectory. It shows Jordan got close, but it also shows Jordan didn't do enough to usurp Kareem. And that's not no knock on Jordan,
That's
because I'm
not
not
true,
going.
Lamont. That's
I'm
not
not.
true.
I'm just telling you what the trajectory shows. I have Jordan as the GOAT right now. So again, that even goes against my logic. So I'm just telling you what this chart, and I have to take that into consideration because they're using a different formula to get to where they're at. That's all. And it's basically saying the next person to pass Kareem, they said the next player to pass, only player to pass Kareem since then has been LeBron, according to that metric. Am I wrong for taking it into consideration as an additional resource, or do I just rely on my own implicit bias? My own biases, my own
I
feelings.
think that's bias. I think that's all biasness. I feel like what everybody is saying is biasness, and just like the dude that had to state the Will point, I feel like Will could have never been called the greatest of all time. I feel like
he was though. Then you can't rewrite history.
Let me say it like let me say it. Nick, hold on. You act like you was born back there, boy. You was born in the 90s and 80s. Boy, you were born in the 90s. You were born in the 90s.
I'm telling you what people said at that
you
time,
telling me you act like
I'm not trying
you
to
ain't that much older than me, acting like you lived back then. Look,
I'm not rewriting history, homie.
Look, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. No, I'm not rewriting history. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth of what's going on. Because you had people in that era too. Listen, no. You had listen, no, let me talk. I'll let you get off what you did about Wilt. You had people in Wilt prime, even though Bill Russell was probably averaging 20, 30 less points than him, they would still consider that Bill Russell was better than him some of those years. You had players because a lot of back then the MVP because back then the MVP vote was based off of the players' choice, right? The players voted amongst the MVPs, right? And Bill Russell won how many? Bill Russell went to championship to win 11.
I never said
How come? Okay, let me say something about Wilt. Let me say something about Wilt. Okay, let me say something about Wilt.
I never said Bill.
Okay, let me say something about Wilt. Why Wilt's scoring was so great? Why Wilt's scoring was so great in the regular season, but dropped tremendously in the playoffs? Because you know why? Because part of that, what he was doing in the regular season,
straw man argument. Once again, the argument was Wilt ever considered the GOAT? That was the argument. It's not about his points, bro. And you trying to
I don't feel like he was ever considered the GOAT. I don't feel like he was ever considered the GOAT. I feel like him and Bill Russell. I feel like before Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, him and Bill Russell was considered the GOAT. But I feel like he never was just called one of, like, he just hands down the GOAT, because you was never able to.
So let me ask you a question. Hold up. Let me ask you a question. All right, so let me ask you a question. So when Kareem Abdul retired, why did they say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar now the greatest player ever after he just passed the greatest player ever for points?
You said when he retired.
On my page.
You said why when he retired.
Let me finish, bro. What I'm saying is James was considered the GOAT as well. Wilt Chamberlain considered the GOAT as well. Prove it, bro. What are you talking about? It was a consensus that he was the GOAT. He was the all-league scorer,
they
the
are
all-time
two different players.
Wilt was considered the GOAT at one point.
Yes, they're two different players. Wilt and Kareem are on two different levels.
I never said, hold up, bro. I never said Russell wasn't considered the GOAT. I ain't talking about my feelings. I'm talking about the consensus. This ain't how I feel. This is what it was.
And I'm telling you that the people back then that was considering Wilt Chamberlain was the GOAT, they was bringing the bar lower down for him. Cause K-No, bro, like let's be for real. Let's be for real. After Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell retired, tell me how many great players it was that retired that you would consider top 10 at that time.
No,
you couldn't even name 5. So them being GOAT is irrelevant.
argument.
That's again.
I didn't argue.
SFM. Here's the thing right here.
All I said was it was a point in time that Wilt was
Lamont,
considered.
that's
That's all I'm
irrelevant.
saying.
No,
I
no,
got
I ain't doing
SFM.
straw man
My
arguments. I don't get into
Hold
the
on,
top.
SFM. Hold on.
Bro.
That's what, I've been hearing what y'all been saying. Here's the difference. The criteria that we generally use as what labels players as the GOAT is not what was used back then.
The
And so when
criteria is your
hold on,
opinion,
Thank
bro.
you.
at one point in time, like I said, at one point in time, Bill was considered the GOAT right here. But then the general consensus started to change right here. And Wilt was the GOAT, and Wilt took over as the GOAT, not necessarily because of championships. People knew back then how to separate the best player in the game from the best team in the game.
Thank you,
Bill
man.
Russell had the best team, but Bill Russell wasn't the best player in the game.
Yeah, I
And that
agree.
was the
Yeah, I
biggest
agree.
difference.
Yeah, I
Thank
agree
you.
with that.
And it was Wilt's
So
play
Wilt was
over,
considered the GOAT.
and Wilt was considered the GOAT for a long time. You talk about from 1966 all the way down, and
Trying to
due
rewrite
to
history,
Kareem.
bro. My
No,
grandfather
and
was
what I
king.
and Lamont, what I'm
Rewrite
telling
history,
you
bro.
is what I'm telling you is that my uncle Larry and my uncle Dom and all them people that were born in the 50s and all that, they talked about Will, they talked about Woodward, but Bill Russell was the GOAT into them in their eyes.
Well, my
I don't know
grandfather
how many people was.
Hey,
was born
I
in
Lamont,
don't know. Listen,
1934, bro.
listen.
That's 20
I
years
my
before that. Get out of
my
here.
my grandmother Sandra,
Get out of here.
she like Will Chamberlain and
Get out
Larry
of here, man.
Bird and stuff like that. But a lot of people said Bill Russell. Bill Russell was the most impactful player in the
FYF,
league.
just put up the facts. Just put the facts up. Look
No.
at it.
That's
FYF,
cool.
just
no,
That's
put
no,
it up.
cool.
no, no. I
That's
got a
cool.
question,
But
Lamont.
it's
I got a
still
Okay,
question.
Wilt,
over a
number
million
one.
something
Do it
people in the
again. Do it
world.
again. Do it
It's
again.
still over something a million some people in the world. They're not just saying hands down Will Chamberlain is the best. And we just seen him get stumped on in the finals multiple times by Bill Russell and get locked up.
I got the
No.
videos on
But
my.
SFM,
Okay,
No.
hold
but
on. Listen. Hold up, bro. I got the video
SFM,
on my
Lamont, I got a
page.
SFM.
question.
I got the video on my page with hella people saying what was the GOAT back then,
You're
bro.
saying
I got the evidence,
100%
bro.
of the
So
world
you
said
can't
that?
rewrite history,
Are you
fam.
saying 100% of the world said that?
You
Yeah,
can't
hold on, but
I
SFM,
said the general
hold on,
consensus.
y'all, hold
You're
on,
never
switch
going to
that.
get 100%.
Here's the problem.
How you get
SFM.
from GOAT to not
But
being probably top 10? He not even top 10 no more. Let's be real.
SFM. Here's the problem. You're formulating your opinion on who was the GOAT based on
Criteria is opinion.
Hold on. No, you just said you formulated your opinion on this based on your uncles. That's two people. I'm formulating this opinion. I'm formulating this opinion off of a mathematical formula with methodology, flaws, GOAT progression, GOAT standings, top seasons ranked, best rookie seasons, best seasons by position.
Yeah.
This is a mathematical formula that takes everything into consideration, not just
What criteria is that? Go back to that criteria.
Nobody 100% say Jordan the GOAT.
Hold on. It's not just two uncles.
Most of the
Jay don't
world
think
gonna
Jordan
say.
GOAT.
Most of the world gonna say.
No, don't. Jerry West don't think
Most of the world
GOAT.
gonna
A
say
lot
that
of people.
Michael
My
Jordan
granddaddy
is
don't
the
think
greatest
Jordan
of all
GOAT.
time. Stop
You
that.
talking
You
about-
pushing a narrative. You pushing a narrative for LeBron. Be quiet.
Hold on. Let's hear some other takes. Hold on. Let me hear some other takes.
Because y'all brainwashed with the propaganda, bro.
No, it's not brainwash. You trying to tell? Listen. You trying to come up with a lie and say, "Oh, they came up with this certain criteria."
All right,
No,
hold on,
they didn't come up.
Hold on, y'all. Let's get some other people to chime in. Somebody else.
Michael Jordan became the GOAT because he became that.
Hold on,
Will
y'all.
considered the GOAT, bro, and he was considered the GOAT.
Hold on, let me hear it. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Lamont,
go
hey,
ahead.
can I ask something? Look, so he's saying that Wilt Chamberlain is the GOAT, and the other guy saying that, but no, it's Bill Russell that was considered the GOAT. And you came in showing these
I never
stats.
said Wilt was the GOAT. I said he was considered the GOAT.
He was considered the GOAT of his era.
Hold on,
That's
y'all
what
gotta
he
let him
said.
finish his point, y'all. I can't.
That's my point. You were saying that he was considered at that time the GOAT as Bill Russell. And then Lamont came in with these stats that he's showing on the screen, showing that it was Bill Russell most of the time. Now, my question is this. You are basing this according to these mathematics. But what the other guy is saying is that the people at that time considered.
No, I'm not.
Because no, just let me finish. I'm saying that he's basing it on the consensus of the people. He's saying that the consensus is that Bill Russell was the GOAT. That's his point of view. Lamont's saying no, because these stats saying, well, it was the consensus that Bill Russell is the GOAT. Wilt Chamberlain is the GOAT because you use this same mathematics to say, well, Michael Jordan never passed Kareem. Isn't that right? While we
which
know
is
the most
dumb.
people
No, I didn't
would
say. I didn't
no
say
no
he. I didn't use this to say that
What's he?
never
Are you asking
happened.
me, bro?
I thought he was
no.
talking to me.
I'm just pointing out
He just
that
pointing out what
this
he's hearing, bro.
yeah, because he's saying these
No, I
stats.
said the consensus back then that Wilt was the GOAT at that time.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
you saying his consensus is Bill Russell. He's saying your consensus is
No, the reason
Wilt
why I
Chamberlain.
like using this chart for players back in the 60s, 70s is because we are so far removed from that era. I think we can only go back and use stuff like this as a reference point. So I think with the Jordan, I can admit that looking at what Kareem did throughout his career and then looking at what Jordan did throughout that career, I can admit that there's probably a little bit of recency bias that puts Jordan over Kareem because I didn't get to see Kareem play. But when you actually look at the numbers and you look at the criteria, when you look at what was said about both players, it's hard for me to grasp when I look at the numbers, when I look at the accolades, when I look at the stats, it's hard for me to grasp when Michael Jordan truly passed Kareem. I understand that me having Jordan as the
Oh
GOAT
my
over Kareem
god.
is probably some recency bias in that. But that's why I also
It
said
never passed.
when you use other
I'm gonna
resources,
respond when you're done, Lamont.
what I'm saying is when I go to other resources, it helps me have a more educated perspective because it removes my bias and then I can look at it in a different light. So I can then ask the true question, well, when did Jordan become the GOAT? Did he truly pass Kareem? And like I said, you talk to people
Nope.
like this is something that
Yes.
Bees has always stood on. Bees comes in and says,
His
I don't
IQ is
know.
below 0. Come on now. We
Okay,
talking
all
about
right, I
these.
understand. It don't matter. It don't matter
But
what you
that's
think
what
of
I'm
his IQ.
saying. That's my
Let him.
point. Is
So
that these stats are separated from the people's perception of who's the goat is because
no,
this
this is
same
not. This takes.
Oh,
This takes.
it's
This
not,
this.
man.
Hold on. This right here is a combination of polls. It's a combination of MVP votes, fan votes, everything that we can think of, because it's hard for us as humans to take
I
all of this
know.
and compute it into one formula. We usually, like I said, when I say when somebody says Bill Russell's the GOAT, they usually probably saying he's the GOAT because of the championships, not because of the play. When somebody says Wilt Chamberlain is the GOAT, they're probably saying he's the GOAT because of the points, and you're not taking everything into consideration. So what I'm saying, all this is saying is this gives balance to it. It says for a period of time Bill was the GOAT. Then it says
But did
Wilt
this
took the mantle for a certain amount of time because it's removing the bias. Then it says Kareem took over for a while. And then it talks about all the other players that crept into the
Thank you.
conversation and got closer. So again, all I'm saying is this is just a tool to use. I'm not saying this is what everybody should go off of. I'm just saying this gives more context to the conversation. So when people say at one point in time Wilt was the GOAT, there is some truth to that.
Lamont.
And even if you
my
don't
question
believe,
is this.
and
My
even if you
question is
don't
this.
believe it was true, even if you don't
My
believe it
question
was
is
true,
this.
this all you have to do is go back and look at
Multiple
something like this, and
videos.
it was at least
What,
arguable.
go ahead with your question, bro.
My question is: does this statistics reflect what people thought of was the GOAT, not what the
Will Chamberlain
stats
said it was
reflect?
the GOAT.
Yes,
Yes.
that it shows what they thought of was to go. Yes, that's what it reflects. What
No,
they thought.
there's more than just what they thought, though.
Lamont.
It is
Lamont.
because unlike
I know thoughts.
us, unlike most people that actually has a formula for how they compute this. This is not just feelings. Like most people don't have a formula in their mind on how they craft out how they rank players. At least there's some type of methodology to this. They have a method to this, and for the most part, it's accurately predicting who the best players are.
Well, let's
Facts.
read the methodology if we could.
All right, go ahead and read it. I've read it before. I just don't want to bore people to death with mathematical formulas.
Isolated
That's the point. It's
TPS
using
for
mathematics instead of
any
consensus.
given
Hold on. It's not using only mathematics because
T-
this is just one
CPA
section.
scores.
Hold on. This is one section of it. Then it talks about flaws, right? Then it talks about
Just
then
a
it
reference
breaks
point,
that down.
man.
So what I'm saying is it's a whole bunch of different methods: methodology, flaws, goal progression, gold standings, top rate seasons, best rookie seasons, best seasons by position win. It's using a whole bunch of different things to come up with this. It's not just using one thing, and it explains it all.
Championships.
And when
Right.
you look at what the formula, what it kicks out, it's pretty much accurate. George Mikan was considered to go for a while, and then it transitions and it talks about who was after him. Then it says Dolph Shays was considered to go for a while, and then
Dolph
it
Shays,
transitions.
yeah.
Then it transitions from Dolph Shays, and I'm assuming the next person was going to be right here. Bill Russell was next up, and then it changes about every 10 to 12 years.
They want to rewrite history because it ain't Jordan.
No, listen, Lamont, can I respond to the Michael? Lamont, let me respond to the Michael Jordan point. Let me respond to the Michael Jordan point, Lamont, about what you said about Kareem. Oh, and when he got the 3 titles, he was just all of a sudden considered to go. No, it wasn't just because of the 3 titles. It wasn't just because he three-peated. Like you said, it was more into that. That he already had made the record for having the most scoring titles at that time. He already had got an MVP with a Defensive Player of the Year at the same time where he won a scoring title. When we talk about the transition of the NBA, most of the time, the players that won championships, they had an elite big man down low for them to win championships. The Celtics had Bill Russell. Wilt was one of them. Magic always had Kareem. Oscar had Kareem. So most of the titles that was won before, you had to have an elite big man down low. When he came into the game, he changed. He changed the platform of the NBA. He made everything turn around because he showed not only I don't have to have a big man, elite big man to win a championship like everybody else had to, like I said, yeah, I three-peated with Horace Grant. You feel me? He didn't do it once. He didn't do it twice. He did it 3 times. Now I wouldn't say he just was the GOAT in 93. I say by the time he won his 5th championship, he was the GOAT. But by the time he won his 3rd championship, you for surely could have put him top 3, top 2. If we put everything just into it in 1993 and look at his career compared to others before him, just in 1993, he was the most impactful guard that the league has ever seen. Magic Johnson entertained the NBA. Michael did that too, but Michael took over the NBA. Magic needed a big to win a championship. Kareem, Oscar, come on now, Bill Russell and Bob Cousy. Most of these dudes were bigs. That's is why I say he transcended the NBA. He was the most impactful player. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, it took him 10 years just to win another title. It took him 10 years to win another title. You feel me? So
SFM, like I said.
So in 10 years, Michael Jordan had 3 championships, right?
But here's the thing, SFM.
That's the criteria.
Like again, every time you talk, and generally when you talk, you always at the end of your conversation, you go back to championships. The one thing that this GOAT ranking doesn't overvalue is championships. So again, we just like we talked yesterday about what it takes to win a championship. If you understand what it takes to win a championship, you understand
he has better numbers than Kareem.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just saying it takes more than just a great player. It was easy to recognize when Kareem was at his peak that even though he didn't have the best team, he was the best player in the game, and he was proud. And at one point in time, they felt he was the best player that the game had ever seen.
Michael too, right?
No, hold on. All I'm saying is this formula doesn't overvalue championships, because when I hear you talk about when I hear you talk about Kareem, you talking about he didn't win a championship. This formula doesn't overvalue that. This formula takes into context some of the things that we can't remember with regards to Kareem's roster. Maybe like he won an MVP and his team didn't make the playoffs. Like, so how do you value that? Because according to this GOAT formula, he was the best player in the league and his team didn't make the playoffs, and he gets rewarded for that. But do you devalue him because his team was bad? Like, so how do you contextualize that?
I just don't count that MVP.
Or are you just running to championships and you are blaming these guys for being on worse teams?
No, I'm not running to championships. You ain't hear what it don't matter how you slice and dice it. His numbers are still better than Kareem. His number, he was still had the most scoring titles by 1993. By 1993, he was
Okay,
already
and
defensive player
so
of the year.
are you valuing scoring
But he
titles?
don't
Is the
got the
Oh
most
no,
points
no,
ever.
okay,
So
okay. This
what?
how you put it. This how you put it. It don't matter whether, like y'all tell me, when it comes to LeBron and Kobe, LeBron got the numbers. When you talking about regular playoff and finals, his numbers are better than Kareem. So then if we look at championships, okay, well his
hold
impact
on?
and the
Let
numbers.
me let Dex get in here because Dex is um an older fan and he probably knows a little bit more about those eras and how it
Oh, here
transitioned.
we go.
I,
Oh
I
my
just know.
God,
I just want to hear from a
Lamar.
perspective of somebody who lived through
You
these
want to hear some
times and he
somebody
heard the
who living back
conversation.
then.
Wow, you finna let me get the old nigga lecture, bro? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, Dex don't do
You want to
that.
hear
Dex don't do that, man. Come on, yeah. Hold on. Let me
no,
drop the
no,
link for Dex.
somebody who was living back then. Experience matters.
I just because he heard the
People always
conversation.
want to downgrade living through the moment. You can't do that.
Hold on. Let me drop the link for Dex, man. Hold on. Let's get Dex in here.
You need anybody to drop out, Lamont?
Jordan passed Kareem in '96.
Yeah, I need somebody to drop out
I
so I
guess,
can get
I'll
Dex
drop
in here.
out. I'll drop out.
I guess
No.
Dr.
You
J,
guys stay.
Jerry
You can
West, all
stay.
them dudes
All right,
don't.
appreciate it, actually.
You
I'll drop out.
cannot look at Dr. J and say his NBA career. We're just gonna put no. If you base Dr. J off his NBA career base put together, okay, yes, I understand.
I
If you
said
was to
Dr.
have
J, I
it
guess
like that.
Dr. J don't know what he's talking about when he said Wilt was the GOAT at one point. I guess
No,
Jerry
he
West
was
knows it
the
better. I
GOAT.
guess none of them know what they talking
But
about.
hold on,
Okay,
but I saw that interview too. But what else did he say? He said to me, he said, I'm not changing this. This has been my GOAT since I was young.
You said
He
Wilt
said since I
was
was
never
young.
considered GOAT,
He said he
fam.
wasn't
That's what you
changing
said,
it.
bro.
He said he wasn't changing it. He said he been had that list since he was a kid. So I'm not. You can't change that. You can't change that.
Oh, hold on. What do y'all think about this statement right here? It's true. Mariah says Brian takes a game off because of his ankle. It's the end of the world. Jordan takes years off, and it's okay. The hypocrisy.
He three-peated, mama. He three-peated,
It's
mama.
the Skip Bayless
He got 10
brainwashing.
scoring titles.
Quitting don't get excused
It's
just
the
because you
Skip
won
Bayless.
before
It's the
you quit.
Skip
You
Bayless
quit, bro.
brainwashing.
So listen.
Just because you
If I
won
It's all
before
just
about
you quit
three-peated,
don't
championship,
Hold
mean
on,
shit.
bro.
hold on,
listen,
y'all.
everybody, and
Hold
y'all
on,
are
y'all.
so.
Hold on, SFM. Hold on. We just got Dex pull up, man. I want to get his take, man. I don't know if he's busy or whatnot. But Dex, appreciate you pulling up, man. You heard the
Oh
conversation,
yeah.
man. What you got on this day?
Yes, sir. I heard a lot of it. First of all, shout out and salute to FYF for putting up another Grand Slam stream. And thank you for allowing me to come up on the panel. I've witnessed Kareem play. When I got into basketball, Wilt was already done. He was in Hollywood making Conan and all other kind of movies. And as far as I can remember, as far as MJ, because I witnessed MJ actually come into the league, because I witnessed MJ play college basketball as well. MJ mainly, a lot of people forget this contextual aspect of the GOAT journey. Is MJ took his lashes. MJ took his bumps and bruises. And once the NBA got old, then MJ took the mantle and ran with it. I mean, the baton and ran with it. So a lot of his GOAT aspect comes after 91. But MJ got drafted in 84. So it was a 7-year tenure, arduous journey, I may add, for MJ to get the title or the recognition of being the GOAT. So let's not forget that aspect of it. The arduous journey he took once the NBA got old, because when Magic, Bird, and a lot of them other cats, Moses Malone and them cats, Dr. J was in their prime, except for really Dr. J, because MJ came kind of when Dr. J was waning out. MJ couldn't get past these dudes. Isaiah Thomas, he couldn't get past them. And then once they got old, the NBA got old, they was looking for a star, like Lamar was saying earlier, and they marketed MJ like none before because MJ was spectacular with the visual. He was phenomenal with the visual. And once he won that championship from the Lakers, dethroning Magic in front of the whole world, that actually sent him on that trajectory of greatest of all time. And then after that, he didn't lose. But don't forget the part prior to the 91 NBA Finals when MJ was taking his lashes, his bumps and bruises. along his journey. So you got to apply that with the LeBron James as well, taking his bumps and bruises. And if MJ can take his bumps and bruises and LeBron can take his bump and bruises, don't dismiss LeBron's journey coming into the conversation of GOAT of all time as well.
It's
That's
not
the
on the same level of Michael Jordan.
That's a preference.
No, it's not a preference. It
is a preference.
is this is what you see is what you see on that. I'm not finna make up nothing of what I see. I actually got to live through the time of looking at LeBron James and experiencing
Hey, and
how
Okay.
Michael Jordan
Okay.
era
of
was
how
not as
LeBron.
hard as
See,
First of
my
all, my
thing
man,
was with LeBron when
hold
I
on,
was a
guys.
kid.
Hold on. Let's get some decorum.
Hold on,
Let's get
one
some
at a
decorum.
time. One
Respect
at
the
a
platform.
time.
The thing was when I was a
What's your name,
kid.
first of all, brother?
When I was a kid, I
I
don't
want to
know
know who
what
I'm
it was
addressing or
about
who
LeBron.
addressing me.
I just always felt like LeBron cheated the
You don't
game. And
understand that aspect, huh?
listen. I feel like LeBron cheated the game, and Mike didn't have to cheat the game
How did
to
LeBron cheat
become
the
what he
game,
was.
bro?
To become what he was. You
Hold
Okay,
on.
feel me?
How did
that's
LeBron cheat the game?
that's
When you
another
look at it,
preference.
when you
Yeah,
listen,
did he say 6 on
listen.
4?
Hold on, I'm finna get to that. So what you talking about is trying to make me compare them in a
Become an
certain
elder
way.
talking point.
So when I look down,
Become an elder talking point.
when I look down both
Here's the key.
rows, I see the same color road right here. It's still red, and all 6 championships came in red. You feel me? Um, Besides the 6 championships, you got 10 scoring titles. You got 5 MVPs,
Let me
defensive
ask you a
player.
critical question,
So
Because
brother.
I asked how LeBron
no, I'm
cheated the
finna
game. I ain't
LeBron.
asked about
When
road.
I look down his road, and I have to compare that to Michael Jordan when he was winning his championships, or when he was going to his playoff runs. I can say that Michael Jordan, you played in the harder East. You did you
That's
stayed
a
down with your
preference.
team. Listen, you stayed down with your team, even though you were losing with Scottie
he
Pippen.
quit.
Yeah, listen, even though you were losing
He
with Scottie
quit.
Pippen, you
As soon as
stayed
he
down.
couldn't get his
Listen,
coach, he
See, I'm
quit.
He
not letting.
quit.
Listen. We getting people in their feelings. We gotta calm
All right,
down.
hold on. SSM,
I
don't
just
go
want to
down.
be
Hold on.
Okay.
fair,
Y'all
Lamar, let
got
me
man.
say
it.
this
I
Don't
30
just
go
want to
seconds.
be
down.
fair,
Y'all
Hold on,
slow
Lamar,
man.
let
it
me say this
down.
30
I
seconds.
know,
30,
I know
20
that I'm
seconds,
not
20
supposed to be
seconds, 20
interrupting, but
seconds,
I just
Lamar,
want to
20
hear him say
seconds,
he quit.
20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20
All
seconds.
right, bro. You telling the stats and stuff that we already know, man.
Okay. Let me just say this real quick. Just respond, but listen,
He
Skip
still has to
y'all
Bayless
address
talking
my
about,
talking point.
issue.
listen,
Elder talking point.
y'all talking about he quit. Y'all talking about he quit. 10
See,
times
No, don't
score.
worry.
Elder.
Listen, brother.
Bro,
Address the
let
issue
me
He's
that
the
I'm
talk,
saying
elder.
because
homie.
that's
Let
what
me
got
talk,
you
homie.
to
I'm
talking.
finna let you talk, school.
Yeah,
Just
but
let me say this real quick. It's
you
20
addressing
seconds.
something that he's not talking about. He didn't talk
Okay.
about that.
Skip
Listen,
Bayless, elder
listen.
talking.
Now I'm talking about the dude that say he quit. How did he quit? Y'all niggas y'all so
You deflecting right now.
so
he
emotional.
stopped playing the game. That's how you quit.
Got
You
three
walked away
championships
from the
and his
game.
daddy
You
got
still
killed.
play.
His daddy got killed, so y'all mad he take a break because his
I'm
daddy
not
got
talking
killed.
about that. I'm talking
That
about
ain't
the
got
other
nothing to do
time
with
he quit,
basketball.
bro.
I know, just stop saying he quit and he just took a break for nothing. No, my
Retired,
daddy got
quit,
killed, nigga.
stop playing with.
S.
I don't know
All right, hold
how you
on,
want
hold
me to
on.
say it.
Let Dex
Stop doing
respond. Hold
that.
on, let Dex respond.
He
Go ahead,
retired
Yeah,
Dex.
because his daddy got killed.
Go ahead, Dex. Because I
yeah,
don't think he
S.
addressed
He
the
I
didn't
issue
just
yet.
die
want
twice,
S to
though.
address the
LeBron cheat the game.
the relevance of LeBron journey
He
to
cheated the
winning the
game.
championship
Hold on, let him finish.
and MJ journey until he won his championship. Because both of them won at the 7-year mark, right? I mean, no, LeBron went at his 7-year mark, didn't win because he got swept by the Spurs. Is that correct?
That was the 4-year mark.
4-year mark. So he won at a 7-year mark with the Heat. Then both of them did something at the
No, that
7-year
was a
mark.
nine. That was a 9-year mark.
It was a 9-year mark
Yeah,
from the Heat.
Yeah.
Ooh, wee.
9th year. LeBron won this. Now, Bron at his age won a year earlier. If you want to go by age, sir.
Yeah, well, I don't consider the age because LeBron didn't go to college, so
Yeah, he didn't go to
that's
college. What they
that's
mean?
irrelevant. But the point I
Okay,
was trying to
but
make is that
hold on.
That's
It's
backwards.
very relevant because MJ went to college.
that's
Bron
what
was
I
in the
said.
league while
That's
MJ
why
was
I don't
in
consider
college
the age
playing
He ain't
against
had to go
grown
to
men.
college.
So it's not relevant.
No, it's not
MJ had
relevant.
to go
It's
to
not relevant. What?
Oh,
all I,
wow.
yeah,
Wow. So he
I
was
wouldn't
Being
put
one
my
literally
year,
daddy.
of a Hall of
away from
Fame
each other
coach.
is relevant.
But
Being
yeah,
1 year away
he
from
could
each
be he
other
could
is
get the
relevant.
All-time
tutelage of a
stats.
Hall of
That's when it
Fame coach,
become
play for a
relevant.
Hall of
It's not
Fame
relevant now.
college,
Okay,
but
but
all
this
of
is
a sudden, you know
hold on
what?
one
Never
second.
mind. Y'all, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but
Don't do
listen.
it. They know it. They know it's
Let me
relevant.
share
You
this
ain't got
though.
to
Let
do
me
all
share
that.
One
this.
year
that's
is
my fault.
relevant.
What's
Hey, man, come
Really,
on. Can we
one
go
is a
one at a
small
time?
margin, and
Come
that's
on, hold on, man. Hold
Yeah.
on.
okay?
Go ahead and finish,
Here,
Dex.
Yeah,
Art.
I was trying to say, what is the difference that Michael won
Yeah,
at
Art.
7, right? Michael won at 7, and he went at the 7-year mark. But LeBron went at the 4-year mark, even though he lost, but then won at the 9-year mark, and then went more times than Michael Jordan. So can we kind of equate that with the conversation as well, that LeBron did go more even though he lost more? Because the odds, the more you go, the greater odds that you're going to lose, right?
No,
You could never
no,
equate it
no,
more, bro, because
no, no.
they changed the fact that making it to the finals is not an accomplishment no more. The haters changed it.
No,
So
no,
I get
no,
what you're saying,
no.
sir. But he made it to 10, but none of the haters will ever give him credit for making it
We
to the
don't care
10.
about participation awards. Bill Russell ain't got too many
You see what
participation
I'm saying?
awards. Bill
You see what
Russell
I'm
ain't got
saying?
too many participation
You
awards.
see what
We
I'm saying?
celebrated him because
Right.
mostly he won.
Right.
If we'll,
And
if we'll listen.
Jordan only participated in 6. How about that?
Oh, okay. So
It
for
was
him
just
to
talking points,
participate,
bro.
so look, for you to participate in 4 more finals than that, and you still have less to me, that says a lot to Michael Jordan greatness and how less of
Hey,
great
but
you
see,
is,
he
and
speaks to
how
the
That
less
says
of
a
fact.
a
lot
great,
about
So
you
and how
making
too,
it
less
to the
of
bro.
a
finals
great
don't mean
LeBron
nothing to you
is,
no more.
and how less of a
Skip
great
Bayless logic,
LeBron
man.
is.
Yeah.
And it shows
That
how
So
says
less
a
of a
making
lot
it
great
to the
about
he
finals
Bulls
is.
to you
greatness,
don't mean
and it
nothing no
says a
more.
lot
It
what
Hey,
you
shows
hold
how
on.
do.
Let
less
me
of a great LeBron
SFM. Let
is.
me ask you a question. SFM, my
Brother,
question to you
That
would
list
be,
says Charles Barkley is the 4th greatest basketball player of all time in 2001, 2000. Lamont, turn that off. Lamont, I don't want to see that, Lamont. I see Charles Barkley in top 5, Lamont. Turn that off, man.
I mean, you have to see Charles Barkley play.
Hey, I'm not finna stay here with Magic and Larry Bird. Hakeem Olajuwon.
yeah, but hold on. Here's the problem. The only reason most people would say Bird and Magic will be over Barkley is because we watched them win championships. Remember, when I look at this mathematical formula right here, it doesn't overvalue guys that just won championships. It has Karl Malone. It has
Why is
Karl
Clyde
Malone.
Drexler right there?
Hold on right here, man. Come on. Hold on, SFM. Hold on. With this, like I said, I don't use this as just saying your list needs to mirror this. The only thing that this does right here is it says we're gonna weigh things fairly. And we're not gonna overvalue championships because that's a team award. We're gonna talk about the GOAT rankings as an individual accomplishment. So that's all it's doing. Hold on, let me get to TJ. He just pulled up in here. Fair game with TJ. What are your thoughts on the conversation?
To put some perspective on it, I'm from Chicago, 80s baby, and I will say when Jordan retired that first time, it was kind of confusing as to like, man, why would he retire? No
Because his
other
daddy
top,
got killed. Common sense.
no other.
Oh my,
Hold
come
on.
on, y'all gotta just stop blurting stuff out, man. Please just stop blurting stuff out while people are talking, y'all.
No,
Go ahead and finish, TJ.
but to address that point, like Simone Biles, right? She had a bad instance with performing the last round in the Olympics, and she got a lot of crap for not being able to, you know, to complete the task. Naomi Osaka, the tennis player, she's not comfortable dealing with the media, and she just want to focus on her craft and her whole mental health. But we don't give her a pass. But when it comes to Michael Jeffrey Jordan, yes, his father died, and the alleged gambling thing, whatever. Even with Sam Smith writing that book, a lot of pressure around that time was coming upon MJ. But you know what the great ones do? They persevere. They don't take no break to play baseball. So not to take away from his iconic status, his greatness. I penalized Mike for stepping away for that period of time versus a LeBron James who, despite the decision, having
God did that. God is good. God is
Oh my
good.
God, S SFM is a maniac. Um,
God is
Listen,
good to them.
I understand exactly where he's coming from because that was a capitulation from Michael Jordan, based on, like he said, a lot of in-house stuff that was going on within the Bulls and around his family and things of that nature. So for him to take that step back, I'm quite sure right now today, Akeem Olajuwon is patting Michael on the back.
yeah, I got booted out.
Oh, you good. Go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish.
I rebuke the devil.
So ultimately, wherever you have LeBron or Mike rank, I think um LeBron shouldn't be polarizing because he dedicated himself 20 plus years to the grind. And just stay with it. Ultimately, he stayed with it. And he kind of reminds me of just to wrap it up, Floyd Mayweather even. They don't like how Floyd went about winning or his undefeated or he could have went about choosing his opponents this way. At the end of the day, he was a champion. He ended his road on top. Y'all get what I'm saying? And he's like TBE. Bron, he broke Kareem's record. It should be a little more of appreciation versus denigrating, like, oh my, like those are like icons. LeBron is an icon, so I got
So could I
him
ask you something, bro,
number
bro?
one, number two.
Could I ask you something, bro? You from Chicago, right?
Right.
So the fact that Michael Jordan in 1993 already had got about 10 scoring titles, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He bring y'all 3 titles back to back to back. Y'all city ain't really been too much relevant since Al Capone eras of the 1920s Prohibition era, right? That's the most relevant y'all city was really ever
Mm-hmm.
in the 60s with Larry Hoover and all them, you know. Um,
Right.
Besides that, he brought positive energy to y'all city besides all that crime y'all had going on. For him to bring y'all first 3 ships in a row. Um, I'm the best basketball player in the world. I have the best selling shoes. I done put Chicago back on the map. But my daddy get killed in something that probably has something to do with my gambling debts. You don't see that a man dad getting killed and his dad wanting him to go play baseball. This is his dream, and him actually going to go do that just for a short amount of time. And even though he goes do that, he still comes back and get y'all 3 more. He still comes back and gets you 3 more. You penalize him for that though, because of what he went to go do for his dad, and his dad died, and he already spoiled y'all. See, he spoiled Chicago. I don't think you get that.
All right. Can I rebut?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, my thing is, all right, I played professional basketball myself, International Basketball League. So I kind of view it different. When MJ, he needed certain pieces to win. In the 80s, he was getting his butt kicked too until Scottie Pippen came along, Phil Jackson, Tex Winter, all of that. Versus a LeBron when he was pretty much the system. What was impressive to me was dragging Sasha Pavlovich, Drew Gooden, the Drew Gaskis, Eric Snow, and those boys to the finals. So I'm looking at it more of a on the floor game, but at the same time dealing with those trials and tribulations of him making the decision and losing. LeBron did not ever step away and actually saying inside the locker rooms, getting paid to play basketball. I don't think an athlete should run away. And how I compare the NBA is sort of like Hunger Games. It's unfair. It's really unfair, but you can't step away until your time is up. You just can't step out, play baseball, then come back with the Wizards. I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird to me. That's my
Yeah,
viewpoint from it.
a lot of people forget that wizard journey, but we're not gonna mention it.
But yeah,
I just want
that you mean the retirement journey?
I just want people to really realize how difficult it was for LeBron to come in with the sensation that he came in, maintain it, and even exceeded expectation from
No,
an
he didn't.
18-year-old.
No, he didn't.
He did from an
He didn't exceed.
18-year-old.
He didn't exceed expectations.
Hold on, y'all. Can y'all let him finish, man, please? And then mute your background if you got background noise. This is a ton of background noise going on, man. I think it's Dex. Dex, it's you with the background noise.
Oh, it's
He
me.
wants.
Oh, okay.
I
I
think
can't.
so. I think so.
I'm kind of at work, so it's like
No, you good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
machine running. Yeah, but you can't excuse that because from me as an older black male, seeing this young black male come from an impoverished environment, being hurled as a savior of a billion-dollar institution, and he met and surpassed a lot of the expectation that people had for him. And not only did he do that, he did it in style without having a blemish outside the court or off the court. That is phenomenal in itself. And this is why I said earlier in the chat that LeBron James is a phenomenal gym rat and the best player to ever wear a pair of Jordans.
First off, he don't wear no Jordans. He wear them big old Nike combat boots around his feet when he would like to play basketball. You know, the ones that look like Timberland boots and stuff. That's what he likes to wear on his feet. He don't wear Jordans.
Hold on, we just got Jermaine Berry, Del De Niro, and George Henderson. They just pulled up, man. Let me get to Jermaine Berry. He asked for the link. Jermaine, what you got on this, man? And you got just unmute yourself. You on mute still.
There
you go.
I got Jordan as LeBron right there. This whole thing, it can only be Michael Jordan. And my thing is, what did he do when he didn't have Phil Jackson by his side? Because we love just only talking about all his three-peats. And for you to three-peat, for you to retire, play baseball, and come back and do another three-peat, that speaks how weak that era is to me. And that's what I got to say about that.
All right, Del De Niro, what you got on it?
What's good, Lamont? I mean,
what's good, man?
I think you probably know. I got LeBron as the GOAT. I mean, like, you just gotta look at it from every angle. Like, Jordan, he came in the league, he played in a different era than LeBron. He started winning all his chips when what you call it, Len Bias had died, Larry Bird was gone, Magic was gone. So basically, like, all the competition from the '80s that he was struggling against, they dipped off. Then in the '90s, it was a little bit weaker, and it was made for him to win. Like, you got the expansion teams, you got illegal deep. It's a whole bunch of shit I could go down. I'm just trying to be quick.
He was the best.
Sound like a hater, man.
Can I finish? God damn. My bad for the cussing. My bad. But I'm just saying, like, you got
dollar cash out.
Send that dollar, boy.
I got you.
All right, well.
What you call it? What was I saying? Yeah, you got like illegal defense. You got a whole bunch of things that was set up and made for him to win. Whereas, like, I think Wilt even said, like, back in his days, they made rules for him to lose, but they made rules for Jordan to win. And then if you fast forward to like the 2000s and 2010s, and when LeBron playing, he's playing amongst like some of the best. Like, you can look at how many Hall of Famers he's played against in the finals. People would be quick to run, 4-6, 6-0. But just
he's acting like he losing the chumps. Like,
can I please finish? Just like, people will look at the record, but like, let's put it in context. Let's look at who Jordan playing. Let's look at who LeBron playing. LeBron playing against far superior competition, and not to mention everybody who he beat, everybody who spanked him, he spanked them too. And then if we want to go about all around game, LeBron is a better scorer than Jordan, better rebounder, better passer, better leader. He gets his teammates involved. Like, I don't want to keep talking.
So one-time scoring champ is better than a 10-time scoring champ.
LeBron is an all-around better player.
A one-time scoring champ is better than a 10-time scoring champ.
That one-time scoring champ is the leader of all time in points.
I know he played 5 more years.
It don't matter.
It's just, but SFM, it's all about what you value. If you value,
send that dollar.
10.
Yeah, that's another dollar.
What I said.
You heard what you said.
What I just said. I don't know what I said.
Man, I ain't no snitch like Kobe.
Man, what did I say, man? Just tell me what the words start with. I ain't say nothing. What did I say?
I ain't no snitch like your favorite player, Kobe.
I sent you the dollar. I sent you the dollar last time. I know you sent the dollar. I sent you. My cash up say GG. Look,
I just want to say, man.
I just want to say LUHE. That's my cash.
I got it. Come through. Appreciate it.
Here's what I would
rewrite history, man.
Here's what I noticed too. A lot of people who argue for Jordan, they can't argue for Jordan. They just straight up argue for Jordan without putting LeBron down. But I seen the people that back LeBron. I seen them just able to uplift LeBron without denigrating Jordan. So
let me see if I can get Dirty Mac up here. Dirty Mac says, that's how you know y'all just up here talking crazy. So I think he's just assuming we talking crazy about Jordan and the GOAT debate or whatnot. I don't think we are. And, I think.
Yeah, because none of us said Jordan not the GOAT or nothing.
Let me know when you get the dollar. It's Del Chapo 3.
Lamont,
Right.
why do I feel like the world is trying to change up the criteria for LeBron?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
no, but here's the problem.
ESPN. I
No,
mean,
here's the. I think it's reversed. So what
They
happened?
changed the criteria for Jordan.
Yeah, the
no, that
I
no,
think
they didn't.
They
No, they
changed it up for
didn't.
Jordan.
No, he was greater than what the criteria
No,
was.
no,
That's
hold
the
on.
no.
difference.
The way how they changed it, hold on. The way how they changed it for Jordan, because if you look like what Lamont was showing, they had Kareem as the GOAT for a long period of time. And it wasn't like, oh, Bill Russell got more rings. It was you Jordan fans that try to flip it and say, oh, Jordan 6-0. Oh, Jordan this and that.
Oh, in
Y'all
2016,
flip.
we were saying go Kevin Garnett was top 10. Hey, I'm done looking at this. Yeah, hey, Lamar,
I
please
don't know
turn
what you
this
were
out.
saying in
Lamar.
2016.
Who's me?
Carbonone. We were saying in 2016, Carbonone was 6 up.
I don't know what you were saying. I mean,
Lamar, turn this.
you think Kobe a top 10 player, so I don't know what you were saying.
No,
Hey,
you're
but
right.
that's
No, I
FM.
don't
The
think he
one
top 10 at
thing,
all. I know he top 3. I know he top
yeah,
3.
but the one thing,
He
the one
talking about
player that
top
doesn't,
10. That's
the one
He a
player
top
disrespectful.
that
three.
this
He a top
That's
mathematical formula,
disrespectful.
he a top 3 snitch.
it don't have Kobe entering the top
Oh,
10
right with
anymore.
LeBron, like LeBron snitched on Draymond. Like when LeBron
Hold
snitched
on,
on Draymond.
LeBron didn't snitch on
I know
Draymond. See,
I
hold on.
know
Come on,
I know
y'all.
whatever the
Let's stop.
criteria
Hold
is.
on, y'all. Hold
The
on, y'all. Let's
NBA
stop getting
rule
into these
is that if you
pointless
accumulate a
side
certain amount of
conversations.
technical fouls, you get
Nah, he
suspended.
snitched. He
Hold on,
snitched, boy.
You
hey,
sound
let me
dumb.
get to the new
No,
people that just
Kobe,
pulled up.
Kobe
He
got
snitched,
Shaq
boy.
the
He went
book,
to the front
bro.
office, boy.
Hold on,
Kobe
y'all. Let me get
told
to.
the
Kobe
police
went to the
that, bro.
police.
Kobe
Hold on,
told the
y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let me get to the
Bitch,
new people.
Kobe ain't no street
Like
nigga.
you, hold on.
Hold on,
You talking
SFM.
like
LeBron
Kobe?
ain't no street
Hold
The
nigga
on,
too.
NBA
y'all.
No
Hold
the
on. This
basketball
main
NBA
player.
rule
variance.
the
Y'all gotta
NBA
Hold
hold
on,
rule
man.
on,
Let the
man.
host
Hold
talk,
on.
man. Let the
Y'all
host
gotta hold
talk,
on.
man.
Jeez. I got 3 new people, and man, they got to get their points in. We got George Henderson. I got you on mute because you got a whole bunch of background noise. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to call me KU. What you got on this? Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, it's cool, but hey, a lot of y'all just make a lot of moot points from what I'm just hearing. Like, I do understand what I have Jordan as my goat. I got Brian number two.
Oh, this the man
I
with the mug shot as his ID picture.
No, it's
That's not a
not.
mugshot. Hey, that's actually a mask because I ride a CBR 1000. You see my motorcycle in the back. For just wind debris coming in my face when I had my helmet on.
Nah, I
Uh,
don't see that. I see your hair look nappy. Your
Bro,
hair
you
look
looking at
man,
the
nappy.
why you
wrong
talk?
one. You looking at the
yeah,
wrong
bro.
profile
What are you
picture.
talking
Man, let
about?
that man
Oh,
talk. Go
Just
oh, my
stupid ass
bad, my
calm
nigga.
bad.
down.
I was
You
talking
looking at
about
the
Chris.
wrong
Just
picture. What are you
just
talking about?
yeah,
Oh,
bro.
my
Just
bad. I
calm
was talking
down.
about Chris. I thought Chris was gonna
Oh,
get out of line when he got
All right,
up on
well,
here.
hold on. Come on,
This
no,
SFM.
dude
you
is
The
cool.
outbursts again. You just
But
doing these random outbursts and it's killing the audio,
Because
SFM.
they
like I
keep
said,
coming for me, bro.
I'm
No, they're
not coming
not.
for
He
you.
just talking.
I'm actually a lot more on your side because I do got Jordan as the GOAT. I think some of your points that you make are kind of like you arguing the wrong stuff. If you do want to put him as the GOAT, your arguments are kind of wrong with it. I have him as the GOAT personally, so I agree with you, but not for the statements that you were saying. And then a lot of the times you were saying, well, he took a break because his father died and all of this stuff, bro. That's these is points that you making that's not confirmed by nobody, not even Jordan himself.
So his
He didn't
daddy
say
being
that,
dead ain't confirmed.
bro. He
Come
didn't
on. Go
never
ahead,
say that
finish.
he took time off of the basketball
Jesus
game because his
Christ.
dad died. He never said that point. So it's like I get where you coming from, but it's just a I mean you throwing out theories though. I'm not when I want to just state some factual stuff. I don't want to throw out theories. That's all I'm saying. So it's like your points is kind of like all over the place.
Okay, can I ask you something?
I think Jordan is personally the GOAT because his scoring efficiency, his numbers is ridiculous. You feel me? The 6 championships, yeah, I add those in, but when I'm ranking players, I mean, championships probably come last when I'm ranking people. Like that's not really y'all just say 6-0. That really don't move the needle for me. Like Bill Russell in my top 10, but I wouldn't say he's in my top 10 because he got 11 rings. I think he the
Or
defense that he
Horry.
put up, man, bro, we been yeah, like Robert Ory wouldn't be nowhere near a goat debate, a all time player debate. But what was you gonna ask?
Oh,
Hey, let huh?
no. What I was gonna ask you,
Hmm?
what did Jordan say that he's gonna go play baseball for in that interview?
I mean, he said he was gonna leave the game to play baseball and focus on that because he growing up and his
You know,
dad
and
and
his
all of this stuff.
dad. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it was
so he
important to him.
said so he said what he went to go play play baseball for. So there's not no secret on what he retired because what he wanted to go follow that his dad wanted him to do. He just wanted to do something for his dad because his dad died. That's not no secret. That's not no conspiracy. He
That's cop.
said that
So
he
yeah,
said
but
that.
it's not no secret that that's what he said. I mean, secretly, if you really actually wanted to say that Jordan just damn near got suspended under the table, I would have rather you said that than said, well, he just left the game because his dad died.
What?
Yeah,
Good
that
take. That's a good
I
take,
mean,
bro.
Nah, he did. He was
I
secretly
would have rather
suspended.
you have said that, hey, maybe David Stern came to him because maybe he had a gambling problem, maybe he had stuff that they just had an underlying agreement for him to leave the game for a certain amount of time. I would have way much rather you said that than him just leaving the game because his dad died. Like, I mean, that's some life stuff. You don't niggas don't
Because
quit their job. People don't normally quit their jobs
right.
because their parents die.
And also, let me
Like,
add this, since you want to put it in historical context.
He's a
Jordan
millionaire.
dad, and listen, my brother.
bro, you being
Jordan
a
dad
millionaire
also.
don't. He wasn't. You had like first off, he wasn't no. At this time, he when he retired the first time, he wasn't just getting all of that this
That
billionaire
is
money
true.
that he's making now. He wasn't on that
He
level
was
at that
still a
time.
millionaire. He
You
was
know what I'm
doing
saying?
best with Michael Franzese, $500,000 best. You probably don't even know who that is. He's a mobster out of New York.
Yeah,
Ran to
absolutely.
Colombo.
That's why,
Ran what ran yeah ran,
that's
Man,
what
yeah
you
got
on
ran
him.
the
some live
banana
TV,
farm
man.
best.
You ain't telling nobody
And
nothing
that's
that
Man,
what
you
you
got
know.
don't
him.
know
Man.
that
Get
to
out
be
here, man.
facts,
You ain't
nigga.
telling
Shut your
Oh,
mouth,
listen,
boy.
guy.
And that's what got
Jordan
him
don't.
suspended.
What they
Don't
talked
forget
about it? It
Michael
ain't
Dealing
no
with he
Jordan.
secret.
dealing with the mob.
No,
Like
I
he
live
Yeah,
know
what
I
TV,
know
man.
what
facts.
Michael Franzese said. Oh, everybody knew Jordan was a big gun.
Man, you ain't got
Everybody
no
knew
facts
that.
on none of that, boy.
Everybody knew
Shut your
that.
mouth,
Michael
nigga.
Jordan was making more money
Oh,
Yeah.
off the
and
court
You
than
another
just
he
running
was
thing,
your
oh
on.
damn
yeah,
mouth,
he was
nigga.
Nobody
doing
care what
It
he
drugs
didn't matter
said,
before
what he was
man.
the
doing on the court.
Kobe
Well,
did him.
y'all show me proof that what he retired for was just petty. Cause y'all making it seem like it was petty that his dad
And
just died and he wanted to
and
go
where your
out
and where
No,
there.
your
I'm
proof
not
at?
saying
And
that
where
it's
your proof at,
petty.
nigga? Huh?
I'm not saying that it's petty. What I'm saying
Shut your
is,
mouth, boy.
He ain't got none.
is he the only player in the league whose parents have died while playing? Yeah,
Good take. Good take.
if you're saying that he retired, he'll be
Let somebody
completely
come
hurt.
shoot your daddy in the face. Let's
Listen,
see you act the same tomorrow.
hold on, John
bro,
Wall
what?
mom died. He ain't retired.
I don't even want to get into my backstory,
Big
but
Cat
what I'm
Mom
saying
died,
is,
and
I've
his uncle,
seen
and his
millions of
mom.
there has been thousands of NBA players to
Did she
come through
get
the league.
killed?
There has been
It
thousands of
don't
NBA
matter.
players to come through the
It
league,
depends how you look
and
at
Jordan
the.
is
Jordan
the
said he was tired of
only
playing.
one that retired because of his dad dying. Actually, I mean, let's keep it a buck. Most players actually go out there and have historical games because they want to lay it all out for a memorable game for their loved ones that died.
He
Like
did. He
AI
had to.
did that. Like D Wade did that. Like even IT when his
Oh
sister
my God,
died.
this
Like
guy cooking.
I mean, he went out there and balled out. It wasn't like he was like thinking about quitting the league. Like I don't think that's their first go to. Like, oh, I'm gonna go quit the league because my parents died. Most dudes
Michael
actually
wanted
just
to
want to
quit
tribute the game
basketball
to
in
their
high school.
parents. Most
Matter of
All
fact,
most
right.
people.
So
Jordan actually said, I mean, like I said, I think he was secretly suspended, but he came out his own mouth and said that the competition was weak. That's why he quit. That's what he said out his own mouth.
Ooh,
I mean, you
I
can
haven't heard
hold
that
on.
one.
Hey,
Yeah,
he's that's
I've
he did
never
not
heard
say the
that.
competition was weak.
yeah.
Jordan actually
That's a
respect a
big
lot of
statement, brother.
players, and
That's a
he
Hey,
big
has
that's hey, I'm
always
going off
held
what he
he's
said,
always held
not
players
what
to a
I'm
high
making up. He
regard.
said
But
out
So
what
his
I
you
own
ain't
mouth.
can
had no
say
He
that
did
secret.
is
not
true.
say the competition was weak, sir. You're lying.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
you
Yes, he
No,
you
did.
ain't
word
pull
for
that up.
word. Tell me what he said. You're a liar.
He
You're a
said
liar.
he said he had nothing left to prove.
All right,
Yeah,
just
he
stop
didn't have no.
lying.
Yeah,
Just stop
yeah,
telling
I
this
ain't
dude to
and
gonna.
you're a
lie,
leader.
Lamont.
And you're a
He
Maybe
leader,
to
lied.
his
man.
own
Let that
eyes,
Hey,
he
man
didn't
hold
talk,
have
on.
little
nothing left to
dummy.
prove. But I mean,
I,
that's
I
That
him
can
nigga,
say
calling the
this.
nigga
competition weak.
talk
Michael
about little
Jordan.
dummy. I'll slap
S.
black
Hold on.
off you, boy.
S.
Come
Now
on,
Yeah,
let
see,
me
you
Mister.
talk
Come
about talking
man.
smack
God
to people
dang.
back
over
up.
Come
basketball
on
Back
now.
up
debate.
the
Like,
young
come
brother
on.
that just spoke.
Jeez
Michael Jordan
Christ.
got cut from his high school team, and he wanted to quit basketball, but his
Come on.
father told him best to keep playing, be like your brother Larry. You follow what I'm saying? And so if you using that as a case for Michael to run away, then you're going to use that same case where his dad told him to play basketball and keep going and don't be a quitter and be
He,
like your big brother Larry.
he just goofy.
S.
Hey, Dim Lord. Hey, if you want to come up, if you feel like people on the panel are saying stuff that you don't agree with, then just click the link and you can have your take. I'm not about to sit. I open the panel up so they can come cook. I'm not about to go against it. If people want to hash it out, two conversations between two people, I'm gonna let them hash it out.
Yeah.
As long as you're not yelling and over talking, I'm not tripping. Yeah, I'm gonna let people sit and talk and how they say. I got my own opinion, but it don't mean my opinion is right. So I'm not gonna force it on nobody. I'm trying to hear like I said, we brought Dex up because he can add a layer of context that none of us have experienced. He was there. He heard the conversations around the Kareems. He heard the conversations from people, what they were saying in the moment. So again, they just add an a level of context to the conversation. I'm just here listening. And when I go into other debates, I'm probably gonna take a little bit of what the Dex say, Del De Niro, Jermaine, all these guys. I take a little bit of it and I put it in the context. Man, come on, I like to listen. The people that talk the most know the least. That's why I'm not up here just running my mouth. I'm listening. Come on, man.
Yeah, see, that's a dynamic with Michael Jordan refueled his what you call eye of the tiger, is that his pops always kind of compared him to Larry in a lot of aspects of competition. And so if his pops, according to S, that his pops wanted him to play baseball more than he wanted to play basketball, if that's what he was referring to, then what about when Michael first really started getting into basketball and he got cut from his high school team and he felt so bad that he wanted to stop playing basketball altogether, and then he was talked out of that by his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I look at not trying to cut nobody out, but I look at it like he goes from winning what you call it 3 straight finals, and then he says, quote unquote, he has nothing to prove from the game. Like, and then he was already getting investigated for the game. Like my thing is that if you win 3 straight and 3 straight in a row, you like, okay, if I win 3 straight, let me see how many more rings I can win. You wouldn't just quit like that. So it's like him just leaving the game like that. That was suspicious itself. And then once you see all the like details with his gambling and like it leading to his dad getting killed, you like, maybe he probably might have got, in trouble. That like I said, I personally think he got in trouble with the league. That's why
Lamont.
When I dropped that video, some of the things that led up to it, we remember, and I think this is where the media was about to really get on MJ when he had to go testify against somebody, and when he had to admit on the stand that, okay, the reason why you found these bets, that I was making bets. It wasn't because anything else. I lost. These were gambling debts that I was paying to this guy, and I think that's when people started saying, okay, maybe. Do we have to really look at Jordan? Does he have a gambling issue? Is he gambling with the wrong people? And then when the reports came out, and this is something that I didn't know that I recently learned, that one of the people that got that wrote a book, one of the guys that wrote a book about Jordan's gambling, he made a ton of bets with Jordan on golf. He said he was with Jordan. He overheard Jordan on a conversation talking about betting lines, and it sounded like the lines he was talking about was NBA betting lines. And he says, if he heard that, he says, did the NBA get wind of what Jordan was doing, and was it a secret suspension? That's all conspiracy. It's all conspiracy. But at the end of the day, Jordan's retirement was extremely odd. The timing of it was crazy. For a guy that was a competitor that was looking to win championship after championship, to just randomly retire and it not be a secret suspension is, I mean, again, that's why I said I got to consider the secret suspension, because there's too many facts out there that point towards
Lamont. Can I say this to all the black folks? I just want to say this panel, this certain episode has taught me a lot just about black people and why we are always going to be at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to other races. We have no sympathy whatsoever for a black man going
Man,
through
ain't
something.
nobody got no sympathy for you,
Listen,
boy.
I ain't asked somebody had no sympathy for me.
You don't
You
have
feel me?
sympathy for LeBron.
I ain't show too many niggas my sympathy myself. You feel me? But I'm saying we don't show sympathy to people really going through traumatic stuff. We look at it like it's just a game or just a joke. Black people look past trauma, bro, and we try to make it to comedy and stuff. So what y'all really trying to get me to understand that a man dad that just got killed, let's say it was over what his gambling debt was, okay, but to have the guilt of that,
Even if he knew that, if he knew that, he would have guilt in his heart about that. He would be feeling real bad about that in your head. I
Can
wouldn't
I say
even
something
be
real
able
quick?
to listen. How you gonna say something? I just start talking
Cause
almost.
you
Why
talking
Michael
about the
got
point that
sympathy
I
for
made.
Chameleon? Why he ain't shake
Cause you
Chameleon
talking
hand
about
at
the
the
point that
party?
I made,
What did
and
you
I
say?
think you taking
What did you
and
say
I think
again?
that you're taking it
Repeat
out of
yourself about Michael
context.
Jackson.
I said that most players, when their family members die, that they normally tribute games to them. They don't
He
just
did. He
retire.
won the title. You remember he went to go
Hey,
cry. That was that game.
hey,
He went to go cry.
absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think, but what you
Man,
talking
why
Isaiah,
about
Michael
are two
Jordan?
different.
Let me
You
ask
talking
you
about
this.
two
Isaiah
different.
Thomas, Boston
You saying
Celtics.
that black people don't have sympathy for other blacks, bro? It this
We
is
are the worst race of
bro.
people on earth
Stuff is
for a fact.
multifaceted, so you
All
can't
right,
just
let's get
you
Why
over
can't
here
Michael
just
to
Jordan
this,
ain't
you,
shaking
man.
you
Chameleon
can't just
hand?
you can't just boil everything down to just
No, I think he
a
using
whole
that as a
entire
deflection.
No,
group.
no.
It's a lot of facets to something like that. So when you make a statement like that, it's kind of ignorant. To
Michael
Niggas
Jordan
and
ain't
I
have no
ain't good
sympathy for
for
Chameleon.
niggas. That's what
All
I'm
right,
saying.
get off. Okay, get off that. And you keep saying the N
yeah
word too much. Nobody
Is
cares
that
for that.
cussing?
yeah
Okay.
bro.
No, come on. It's just nobody wants to hear that. That sound if you using it and you just
Yes,
overdoing
don't
it.
nobody want to hear that.
You keep
Like
saying
I
it
ain't gonna
like
say
I
it.
can every now and then, but you using it every time you open your
All
mouth.
right,
It's
look,
weird.
I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it.
I live in a place where like I live in Phoenix, Arizona, so I see successful black people all the time. Like I don't see a culture of that's not what I'm seeing. Now I come from a place where yeah, I can get you on that, but I'm not. It's all about who you surround yourself around. It's not necessarily like you saying blacks ain't good for blacks and all of this stuff. Like I don't even want to get into stuff like that because we see role models right now. Like we see LeBron pumping
LeBron
up
James.
black people that are around him that are great for our community. So for you to really say something like that is kind of ignorant. It's an ignorant point to me.
Super ignorant.
So I get what you're saying, but you're talking about some low income type of things. Like I'm not surrounding myself around people like that. I'm not in these type of areas
I
to
like the
where
way this guy
blacks
talks.
is just keeping each other down like that. The people that I roll with personally are holding me to a higher standard, so I can't even act a certain way.
What
I
do
need to
they
think a
own?
certain way.
What do they got?
Oh my
Who? What?
God.
If they don't
Me?
got nothing,
Where
they
are we
don't
going?
own
Where are we
nothing.
going with this?
They are relevant.
What do you
Money,
mean?
money made the
What?
world go round.
Hold
Money
on. What do
made the
you?
go.
What
Oh
do
man,
you?
you
Man, you don't own
brainwashed.
nothing, bro.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
quiet,
yeah.
man.
What do you
Nah,
mean?
Brainwashed.
nah.
No, no, no.
I'm just saying.
Let me just explain
Are
myself
you
real
talking
quick.
about broke black people? Because broke black people don't have an equation
I
of
said
nothing.
no. Hold up. First
Capitalist,
off,
that capitalist
oh no no no
mindset
no
got
no
you
no no.
dumb.
Hold on hold on.
No,
First
I'm
off,
telling you the
first off,
real. I'm not
hold on.
telling you no capitalist mindset.
Let
That's
me say
real
something real
life.
quick. Let me just say something real quick.
Like it
That's
or not,
capitalist
we live in a
Listen,
cruel world. You accept it or
look,
not.
no, absolutely. But what I said was, if you actually listen to my point,
You
and
just
if you
said if you don't
understand
own
the
nothing,
word,
then
I
you
said
ain't relevant.
low.
That's
All
I
right,
said
come
bad.
on,
low
y'all.
That's
One at a
income.
bad.
time.
Low.
One at a
I said
time,
low
man.
income. That doesn't apply to just blacks. There's low income whites, Hispanics,
That's right.
everywhere you
Make it
go.
plain.
So you trying to talk about it like that's a mindset. It's not necessarily if all black people are around in one area, it's automatically low income. No, that it's a mindset. And if you want to be in a low income type of situation, that's on you. Not to say
Who is
that
talking about incomes? I'm not talking about incomes. I'm talking
no,
about
I'm talking about
mindset. I'm talking about mindset. That's
yeah,
what
but
my whole
Man,
thing
listen,
that
Hold
I
on,
was
man.
you're
Talk,
preaching was
bro.
relating it. Hold on,
mindset.
but you're
SFM, just
relating it. But
listen.
you're
God
relating it to
dang.
black
Just
people though.
listen to
You
him.
just
Let him finish. I
earlier,
think you jumping. I think you so hold on one second.
huh?
I think SFM.
No,
You so worried about him proving you wrong that you're not listening. Just hear him out and let him finish because you just trying to kill every point before he finishes. And I don't think you're really trying to
Go ahead,
kill
go
it.
ahead, go
Just
ahead, go ahead. I'm
listen.
listening.
look.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is you're using that, but you're trying to correlate it with blacks. What I'm basically saying is people and human we are multifaceted. You cannot just compare one group and just make a complete stereotype because that's what you're seeing with your own eyes. That's your own personal experience. What I'm saying is it's bigger than that. If somebody wanted you being a low-minded individual or you being low education or being in a high crime rate area doesn't just apply to all black people though. Like you said, niggas not good for niggas. Excuse my language, but that way of thinking is just ignorant in itself. I'm
Actually,
not
No,
just
no, no,
it,
it's not. No,
no,
it's
that's
not.
actually, he's right.
crazy.
Niggas
That's
ain't
Yeah,
given.
I have
That's
black
given
people.
now. Black
reality.
folks,
No, no.
I
that's
have
different.
African Americans around me that are
As
clearing
black
over
people, we lack
$2 million
self
a year.
accountability.
That was a
That's
white
something
boy
that
that
we
just
lack
said
is self
nigga.
accountability.
No,
That's
no,
something
no.
that's our main issue
What he
is
said
self
about niggas ain't good for
accountability and
niggas,
pride.
you
The
got to
main two
understand.
issues with black people
Listen,
is
nigga,
self
he ain't
accountability
saying
and
black people.
pride. We
Yeah, but
can't
watch
put
this.
our pride to the side,
That's what
and
I'm
we ain't
saying.
got
That
too much self
Caucasian that
How are
just
you
accountability.
said
talking
niggas.
about an entire group like that?
No, I
I
didn't
have
say
accountability.
the N word. I said black people.
I hold myself accountable. The people that I roll around with hold themselves accountable. They're doing good in life. I don't know why you keep referring it to, oh well, black people don't do this, black people don't do that, bro. Those are
Well,
unique
you and your
choices.
black people is a small portion of blacks, bro.
No, it's
Well, hold
not.
on. How can you even
No,
say
it's
that?
not.
Hold on.
Because how
Who are
many
you to
black
say
people
that?
is in the
Hold
world,
on.
bro?
You don't.
He
You don't.
talking about just him and his couple of
And
friends.
hold on.
Them a
First,
Man,
small
I ain't talking.
portion,
Hold
bro.
on. First off, I'm
first
talking
of
about
all,
a
let
network.
me
I'm
hold
not
on.
just
Was
First
talking
of
that
about
a
all,
a few black
Caucasian
people.
that just said
hold on.
I'm
nigga?
not talking about
Let
a
me just
few.
say
When I'm
something.
saying
This is
black
like
people
hold
that
on,
I
cause
roll with, I'm not talking about a few.
you
I can give you a lots of examples.
All right, hold on.
Examples.
Yeah, let's keep the conversation moving. We've been on this topic too long. Let me go ahead and get to a couple new people that have just
Black
pulled up.
folks, boy, I tell you.
I know. Let's get to
Yeah.
Sturdy. Sturdy just pulled up, and then I'm gonna go to George Henderson. Sturdy, what you got on this, man?
Was good, everybody. Salute, everybody. I'm gonna get us back on topic. It's really referred to these last couple of streams you had outside of the Super Bowl one, in regards to criteria. You know what I mean? Some people, it's all subjective, obviously, but
Mhm.
for some people, they take into account players off the court antics and their perception off the court as well into their criteria. So my only thing with other people's criteria, I don't care what your opinion is. That's fine. You're gonna always have your own unique opinion, and that's okay. But have some critical thinking and be consistent. You know what I mean? And speaking of consistency, that's why I asked Lamont after everybody gave their initial take. Lamont, what is your criteria for how you rank your top 25 greatest of all time?
Or just for me, it's just I try my best to evaluate dominance. I think my top five is based on who dominated a 10 to 12 year span better than any other player. I try to be consistent with it. I try to be fair with how I label what dominance is. That's how I formulate my top five. From there on down, it's about players who were dominant, but again, dominant to my liking. It might not be dominance to your liking, like when I had Steph Curry, I think at 9. A lot of people don't feel Steph Curry was dominant. I feel he was dominant to the degree where I could put him in the top 10. You know, some people feel Kobe was more dominant. I don't knock that. That's just my preference. But for me, dominance is subjective. Dominance is going to look different from somebody in the 70s to somebody that looks at basketball now. So I understand that there's a lot of things to argue in there. But no, dominance doesn't mean winning. But to some people, dominance can mean winning. For me, dominance is Shaquille O'Neal. Doesn't necessarily mean winning. You're talking about a player who's just unstoppable force, and it led to a ton of winning. Right? When you look at
Yep.
LeBron and Jordan, they were both dominant in their own right. Dominant. Both of them won. Jordan might have won more. Jordan was the most dominant throughout his 10 to 12 year span. When you look at Bill Russell, only player ever in NBA history to dominate a decade of basketball with pure defense. You're not even looking at one of the greatest offensive forces. And so again, all of them are dominant in their own right. I try to rank them fairly. I try not to overrank guys, but I know that even my list isn't perfect, and there's a lot to be criticized in my top 10. But I try to come up with some type of criteria that isn't too biased. I know it's not perfect, but it is what it is.
All right. Uh,
Can I please talk?
in your preference, I got you, bro. I'm gonna leave it with this. In your preference of dominance, right? Are you preferring more so dominance in various areas of the game, or dominance in terms of what that player done in comparison to their era or all time?
All right.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Who is that? Is
Lamont,
that
you heard
George?
me?
Hold on. Say that one more time.
No, that's why I asked you. Like, what is your preferred? You said dominance of your preference, right? So, are you regarding dominance in various aspects of the game, or are you referring in like what that player done in comparison to their era or all time?
No, I mean, so outside of my top five is about individual players who dominated entire eras. Whether you dominated defensively, whether you dominated offensively, where your dominance and impact led to a ton of success. Whether it's just accolades or whether so that's my top. After that, it's just about just pure dominance, and dominance could be anything. With Steph Curry, we're talking about offensive dominance. He changed the point guard position. He changed the way basketball is played. He's changed the mindset of a lot of young players. He's completely changed what we think of basketball, and he's made the NBA a possibility for a ton of players that's 6'2" and under. And so just based on his style of play. So that's Steph Curry. He's dominated to that degree. When you look at a player like Shaquille O'Neal, you're talking about the most dominant interior force in NBA history. To me, right? There's no individual player that I've seen where where a coach would have to send 3 guys to slow him up. I've never seen that. I've seen double teams, but consistently having to send triple teams just to slow one man down is ridiculous. That's just dominance on another level right there, where you completely blow up the game plan. And it was really the only thing that beat Shaq was his diet. If the man actually worked out and took his diet seriously, he would be the GOAT. No, hands down. And he did all of that without taking those things
No,
seriously.
he wouldn't.
Okay.
And Lamont, I think.
Without
Yeah,
Kobe
hold on,
Bryant,
sir.
without
Please,
Kobe Bryant,
please,
he
hold
ain't got none
on.
of that.
Hold on, sir. I got one question.
I don't, but that's just my. That's what I
He was a
think.
role
Just
player.
Man, y'all need to let the man talk, bro. Let
all I'm
Lamont talk,
saying
man.
is
Please, I got one question.
Oh, go ahead, George.
If Derrick Rose would have never got Lamont, you said a little bit of luck. If Derrick Rose would have never got hurt and had a little bit of help, would LeBron be so dominant?
No.
I mean, you can't
No,
use a
bro. What do
hypothetical.
you mean?
LeBron still dominant.
Hold on.
I
He's
asked you a
asked me a
question.
question. He asked me
I
a
said
question. I'm gonna answer.
you said
I
you
know.
said with
First of all, first of all, the if scenario.
you said
I don't know.
a little bit of luck. You said a
I
little
know.
bit of luck. We talked a little bit of luck yesterday.
I know.
Y'all in these
What happened to Derrick Rose was unlucky. It's unfortunate.
Okay. Or I
If
said unlucky.
Derrick Rose would have had more help,
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay, I would assume he would have, as a team, they would have done better. But but the thing is, first you have to tell me what type of help do I, and then also when I look to coaching with the coaches with Tom Thibodeau, I don't think any team coached by Tom Thibodeau is going to have any significant success over a long term, because I think he's a flawed coach. I think his coaching style is flawed. I think he has issues with delegating tasks to assistants. I think he wants to control too much. I think he wants to control too much of what goes on the court. And so I think there was a lot of problems that even if you would have brought decent help in, Tom Thibodeau, I feel, would have gotten away. So there's so many X factors to team success. Now, if you're just talking about Derrick Rose as an individual player, if he doesn't get hurt, yes, I think he goes down as one of probably top 20 all time. But again, that's the unlucky aspect of this. He got hurt. We will never know. And there's nothing like, even if he stays healthy, there's still no guarantee that he's top 20, because he still has to play out his career.
I ain't actually top 20. I said, would LeBron be so dominant?
LeBron was cooking him while he was healthy.
But I don't know.
Please, don't do that. Don't do that.
But George, you're asking me a if scenario. I don't know, because I don't know.
Okay.
Nobody knows.
I take that.
I don't know.
Hey, Lamont.
Can I get in real quick?
Lamont.
Let me hold on. So let's hold on. If Isaiah Thomas and them never got hurt, would Jordan have 6 rings? Since you want to do hypotheticals,
what you mean?
I said what I mean. If Isaiah
Thomas,
Thomas,
hurt. Isaiah didn't never get hurt. What are you saying?
He did. He had a broke wrist. What are you talking about? He had a broke wrist in 91,
what are you
92.
saying?
What you talking about?
He played.
Here we go, rewrite history once again, man. I'm tired of
played, though.
He played, bro.
What are you saying, bro?
If Len
he played, though.
And I guess Derrick Rose never came back and played.
Ain't died. Would Michael Jordan still be as dominant? Or would Len Bias?
Derrick Rose never played 67 games.
Len Bias ain't nobody, bro. That man died off coke, man. That nigga ain't want to live.
You said somebody who
you talking about a
died,
powderhead.
What are you
Nobody care about Len Bias. He died of powderhead.
But you just went on that real quick about disrespecting black people. But you want to sit up here and disrespect that man.
Hey, y'all, can we just go one at a time? Can we
How
go one
old
at a
are
time,
you?
please?
How old are you, son?
I kicked him out.
Yo, can I get
Let's
in
just
real
go one
quick?
at a time.
Bro.
He would not come to the DMV.
Yeah, but that's the problem with the hypotheticals.
Rose,
the hypotheticals is just questions that only like when you ask a hypothetical, it's basically you already have the answer to that hypothetical in your head, and you're just hoping that I agree with your answer.
No,
Otherwise,
hypotheticals
don't have a right or wrong answer. It's just what you, and it's something that we will never know. Like
Hey, yo.
We just don't know the answer. I think hypotheticals are the worst thing you can do in basketball, and they don't really prove any real points. I can only go off what actually happened.
Hey, yo. When somebody asks about Isaiah Thomas, you act like you ain't know English. He asked you the same hypothetical. You forgot English that quick.
I said he
And said, what you
played.
mean?
I said, what you mean he played?
Derrick Rose played.
And Derrick
He
Rose
did.
came back
He
and still
got hurt.
played.
Isaiah Thomas was healthy.
He
Derrick
got
Rose
hurt.
is
Bro, he
still
might
in
not
the league
play.
right now.
Isaiah Thomas
This is
retired
different.
after
This is
that.
different though. This is different though. Derrick Rose was healthy and he was still losing to LeBron. Isaiah Thomas was healthy and he was spanking Jordan. Jordan went to the commissioner and told the league to change the rules because they were playing too physical. Like, come on now.
Yo, Sonny, get into that, bro. Then we go to Sean.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to get back on the thing actually. Regarding the whole Jordan thing and stuff like that. If I could just chime in real quick because I got to get off. I got to get back to work. It's interesting to me, like at least when I used to watch it growing up as a kid. Obviously, I was on that bandwagon. Loved MJ, all of that stuff. And it's interesting as I got older and. My brother was a big Kobe Bryant fan, so he's like, dude, look at the way Kobe's defended compared to Michael. And I was kind of hard-headed, so I didn't want to do that. But as I got older, as I started watching it, anybody that watches basketball can see the difference. The competition MJ went up against is absolute garbage. And to me, when people talk about the greatest of all time debate, it's stunning to me how people don't talk about that. Michael's entire career of his name to fame, whatever you want to call it, the 6-0, the 6-0, the 6-0, the finals dominance. It's coming against absolute crap competition. Who's
physicality?
Who's he guarding? Who's he being guarded by? He's being guarded by Jeff Hornacek. What is that? He's being guarded by freaking Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley.
Hold on.
Go watch. One second. Let me finish. I dare anybody who's honest, who doesn't have a bias, go watch the 93 finals, which Jordan actually averaged over 40 points per game, right? Go watch that.
Was Gary Payton a bad?
Let him finish.
Can I finish, man? My God. I'll get to the Gary Payton in 1 second. Okay, just go watch the 93 finals and go watch that defense on the perimeter and then in the interior. The center is moving out of the way to let him finish at the basket. Okay, he's constantly being guarded by undersized dudes throughout the entirety of the 90s. Undersized little dudes. And then you want to talk about Gary Payton. Gary Payton is a point guard, one of the greatest defenders we've seen. And with Gary Payton guarding him, go look at the stats, go do your research. Michael Jordan was averaging on pace 22 points on 36% from the field. 36% from the field when Gary Payton guarded him. They didn't win that. They did not win that series because of Michael Jordan's mind-boggling 36% from the field. They didn't. And if you say that, you sound silly.
No.
Dennis
I agree
Rodman.
with you on that, but I'm just throwing out Gary
LeBron
Payton.
is 6'9" and 250.
That's
right,
all
we're
I
not
was
talking about
saying.
LeBron. We're talking about Michael Jordan.
You said undersized. You said undersized.
Bro, but he's still not talking about LeBron.
Why are you talking about LeBron when he brought up Jordans? That's
Dude,
LeBron.
I'm talking about the
He
fact
never
that
said nothing
look,
about LeBron,
I grew up liking dude. I grew up saying Michael Jordan's the greatest ever. What changes with my opinion? What changes with my opinion is I went back and watched those games. Dude, the competition is trash. And if you're gonna make the counter argument, you're a liar. Michael Jordan's entire point of
So
thing
are
is
you
we've
gonna
heard
knock a player because the competition was bad? Are we
yes,
doing that for
absolutely.
Kareem?
Hold on, but
Absolutely.
hold on. Let's let him finish because that's just his criteria. If his
my
criteria is based on competition,
Absolutely.
that's his criteria.
I'm not gonna call somebody the greatest of all time that's going to them.
Jordan
Constantly
feelings, man.
Constantly, he's favored in every series in the 90s. Why? Why is he always favored? Because he has the best team. Teams win championships, not the other way around. Why didn't Michael beat Bird Celtics in the 80s? Michael sucks. He got swept. No, the honest answer is they're just so much better. Multiple Hall of Famers, a better coach, and so on. The same thing with the Pistons in the 80s. They're better across the board. But you guys hold LeBron to a whole different standard. You say 6 losses. So I'm supposed to count when he's 22 years old and his second best player is Boobie Gibson negatively on his resume? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not biased. I'm going to criticize him for one thing and one thing only, the Dallas series. So if you were honest, that's the only thing you would point out. MJ, as far as my criteria is confirmed, he's disqualified from being the GOAT. Nobody's my GOAT that's being guarded by Jeff Hornacek. These
So where do you have
myths,
him ranked
these
then?
these myths that he was not just the best. He was not just the best offensive player. He was the best
Where do you
defensive
have him
player.
ranked then?
Excuse me, the best defensive player. He wasn't even the second best defender on his team. It's that criteria goes to Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen. In the first three-peat, that criteria goes to Scottie Pippen. Who's he guarding? Clyde Drexler, a guy who can't go left if his life depended on it. That's the only good. That's the only.
True.
That's the
Oh
only
my
good. That's
God.
the only
Hey, he
very good
cooking y'all,
offensive
Jordan
player he
numbers.
guarded.
It
right?
is true,
Nothing.
though.
That's true though. Who did he guard?
No,
Jeff
I
Hornacek's a
agree
great
with
player.
all of your.
Kevin
I
Johns
agree with all your
Cooking
points.
y'all.
But where do you
What do
have
you-
Jordan ranked then?
I got Jordan.
Jordan
I
could change
got
like
Jordan
Blue
number
Abdul
three. I got
Rahman.
Jordan number
Imagine
three.
Curry,
Number three.
Iverson, and
Hold on,
Warren.
switch one mic.
Hold on.
Let him answer the
You asked
question.
the question. I got him number three. Number
Yeah.
one, by far to me, there is no damn debate. By far,
LeBron?
it's LeBron number one. Number two is Kareem. Number
Kareem?
three is
Oh,
Jordan.
okay.
I still
I'm not
give
mad at
Jordan
that.
the credit because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
he got it done. I respect that, and he was one of my favorite players growing up. So I'm not gonna hate. But you guys cannot be these Jordan groupies. Need to stop. Yo,
I got one question for you.
went up against
I got
bad
one question for you.
Thank y'all, JDRs.
I got one question for you.
Yeah, go
Who
ahead.
was LeBron guarding when he was in the finals?
Tony Parker. Hold on. He shut down
Can I
Tony
answer
Parker.
that since he asked me?
Let him answer.
No.
Can I answer?
In the
One
finals.
mic.
He asked me. He
Who was
asked me the
LeBron
question.
guarding when he was in the finals?
Right. Can I answer that now since you asked me
Yeah.
that question? Okay, I'll answer that. He's guarding Tony Parker, one of the better point guards in the NBA, a scoring point guard. He's guarding Kevin freaking Durant. Go
Yeah,
watch
he
the
gonna laugh at
2012
Tony Parker. Okay.
go watch the 2012 finals and go see some of those games, specifically games 3, 4, and 5, and go see who's guarding Kevin Durant in the fourth quarter and where Kevin Durant is 1 for 6 in the fourth quarter. Go watch those games. Go watch
Hold on.
those
Who
games.
remember
and you will see.
LeBron was
In
guarding
the
Durant?
fourth
Let him
quarter.
finish.
Let me finish.
What about the first, second, and third?
I'm still
Sir,
not done.
hold on, bro. George, you can't ask a question and then not
He
let him
said
answer.
the fourth quarter.
He's still
telling
answering
you.
your question.
It's still better than whoever you have Jordan guarding. Kevin Durant is better than anybody he played against. Period.
Say old school. Hey, bro.
Conversation's
You need to
done.
mute your mic while that man talking, bro. For real, man. You doing too much, bro.
Come on, man. Calm down.
Why, when that man keep talking, you interrupting him like that? Mute your mic or something.
He actually
Go
got
ahead,
great
Sonny. Go ahead,
points
Sonny.
too. He actually got great points.
No, I answered the question. I was answering the question. So Tony Parker, Kevin Durant. Then we've seen him in stretches with because LeBron's not a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan where we only saw him guarding a guard. Because LeBron's of size and his teams have utilized him in numerous positions, we've seen him switch on to different defenders in single possessions. He's guarding Stephen Curry in some possessions, swatting his baskets. He's guarding Thiago Splitter and getting big blocks against him. The chase down block on Iguodala. So he's guarding a multitude of defenders. There's not going to be one great guy. The guys LeBron went up against a one-on-one, or you could say his matchups, there's guys, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Paul Pierce. Again, players that are simply put much better, not better, much better than whoever you're going to name for Michael Jordan. Dude, I watched the entirety of the 90s and I rewatched it. It's bad. It's bad.
Hold on, Switch, man. Let him finish.
His competition is bad. That does not take away from Jordan's thing. He's a great player, did his thing, phenomenal offensive player, a good defender, overrated defender by all accounts, because people act like he's the best defender of the 90s or he was the best offense and defensive player. No. Scottie Pippen, his own teammate, is better. Yeah, exactly. So,
hold on, what you call it? Remember LeBron? He also shut down D Rose, the same person he brought up earlier too.
Exactly.
They can interrupt. They can interrupt, but we can't.
Hold on. Let George respond. Go ahead and let George respond.
They can interrupt, but we can't.
Okay,
No,
go
let
ahead
him
and
keep
respond.
going.
No, he's
Let
done.
him keep going.
George, he's
Let him
done.
keep-
It's on
George,
you.
he said he was done. Do you have anything to retort to?
He said moments in time when he guarded other players. Did he guard one player in one quarter at any specific times? Multiple players have switched off in pick and rolls and guarded other players. How can you mention what he has done? Like you said, in one quarter, he might have guarded one player for 1 minute.
It was longer than that.
Okay, so
Well,
can I just answer that real quick?
Well, George, bro.
Please,
You literally
please,
just
not, please, please, not the Boondock
bro,
Avatar guy. Please, not you.
bro. You just
Not you,
literally
bro.
asked the same question
Not
twice.
you. No,
You
I
just
didn't.
asked
I'm
the
not
same
talking to
question
you.
twice.
I don't want to
You
hear
just
from you because I
you
knew.
just asked the
Please,
same
not
question
you.
twice.
Now, I'm
You
talking
just
to the
asked
other
the same
guy.
question twice,
I'm
bro.
talking to the guy who just made up the whole response.
No, he just answered this. He ain't just give
No,
you
he
moments. He
didn't.
gave
I'm
you
not
quarters.
talking to you,
He gave you
sir.
field goal, bro. He
Please,
gave you attempts
please.
and field goal percentage, bro.
Huey
You're
is
not
looking for
listening.
you.
You're not
Huey is looking for
listening.
you.
That's
I'm
not the
not
right
talking to that
episode.
guy.
That's not the
Well,
right episode.
it goes beyond that though. What
We
he
are
just said
hearing
right now, what he
it
just
is in,
said doesn't
man.
make sense because you're acting like Jordan was guarding Clyde Drexler from beginning to end. That's an
I
absolute
didn't say
lie.
that. You said that.
No. You because you're asking me the question who he guarded. When I gave you
Yes.
the
No, he
answer
didn't.
that he's guarding different guys like Derrick Rose, he shut Derrick Rose down. We all know that. But your
No, he
response to that,
didn't.
your response to that is, oh, he only did it for a quarter. He didn't do it for the whole game. Isn't that what you're saying?
I'm asking you, when they matched up, who was
Right.
LeBron guarding in the finals?
Which finals?
Well, yeah,
Bro,
you got to give me the
The
he just
finals.
Dallas
answered the
finals.
question twice.
The Dallas
And
finals.
Again, multiple different guys. Whether he's
That
on
ain't the only finals
whether
he
he's
been
on
in. He been
Deshaun
in 10 finals.
Stevenson or he's on Sean Marion or he's on Jason Terry, he guarded all of those guys in that finals.
yeah.
He didn't guard one specific player. If you're saying he guarded one specific players in that series, you're lying.
Why did you bring up that series out of all of them though?
Yeah.
'Cause it,
Well,
You
we know
said
why he
name
brought
one.
it
Ask
up.
George a question.
We know
I'm
why he
just
brought
saying
it
Let me
up.
ask George
2012
a
we
Hold
saw
question.
on.
LeBron
Sonny
guard
answered the
KD
question.
straight up.
Let's move on to the next one.
Hey,
Go ahead, Impact. Or Switch Life. Go ahead, Switch Life.
I just wanted to ask, I just wanted to ask George, who was Jordan facing in the finals at the shooting guard position who can go at him on the offensive end? Because that matters.
Joe
If I get the
Dumars.
ball and the man that's guarding me can't go at me,
Hold on, George.
Joe
Let him answer.
Dumars.
I got
Sonny,
more
let
Joe
him
ability
answer.
to go at
Dumars.
him.
That would have been
Joe
Eastern Conference
Dumars.
Finals.
in the
That would be
finals.
Eastern Conference
Joe
Finals.
He ain't played
Dumars.
Joe Dumars in the finals. Next.
Oh,
That ain't in the finals. Next.
Well, his route to the finals was harder than the competition
No, that
inside
was for
the
George,
finals.
bro. Let George answer the question. Let George answer the
No,
question.
He had
answer
to
my
guard
question,
Reggie Miller,
man. Stop
Clyde
deflecting.
okay.
Drexler.
Stop deflecting.
Okay. Let me think.
Clyde Drexler.
I
No.
said besides Clyde, that's one finals.
Well, then his competition was pretty weak though. Other than that, so I mean, I give
It'd
you
probably
that
be
point.
Byron Scott.
Okay.
That's the point.
His competition was weak.
Oh, Byron Scott, huh? 12 points, and he was injured in the finals. Get out of here with that, man. Stop it. Stop the nonsense.
You
Get
said
out
the
of here.
best one?
Well, why we
LeBron
doing
James
that
was
for
playing
Jordan?
against Kevin Durant.
Why we doing that for
You
Jordan?
Kevin
said the
Durant.
best one?
They don't do
Kevin
that for
Durant
Shaq.
is capable of dropping.
They don't do that for Shaq when
Kevin
his
Durant.
competition in the
Kevin Durant is
Western
capable.
Conference was
We ain't
playing
talking about
harder than the
Shaq.
finals.
We ain't talking about Shaq. Shaq
But
ain't in
I'm
the GOAT
saying
category, bro.
y'all not. He's still a top 10, top 5 player.
Yeah, but you could say that about Shaq.
No, stop
See,
deflecting.
That's
I
what I'm
asked
saying. Like
a person that's going
specifically
to be
about
fair.
Michael Jordan.
Your competition, like that's just like LeBron. Like, okay, in the Eastern Conference Finals when he was running through, his competition was pretty weak. But in the finals, he had Kevin Durant waiting for him. Like he had those type of guys, and he had Kawhi waiting for him. So I don't get what you're necessarily saying.
Sir,
Like
sir, were
even
they
from
able to
inside,
triple team
And you just
Jordan?
said Byron Scott and
I'm
Byron
saying
Russell, bro.
his
He just said
Sir, were
Byron
they
Scott.
able?
Yo,
You
one
said
mic.
you
One
said
mic.
the best
I
one.
said in his route
The
to
best
the
one would
finals,
have been
though,
Drexler
he
and
still
Scott.
had to guard Reggie
And
Miller. He still had to
Okay,
guard
that's
other
so
guys.
it is. You send a
Sir, were they able?
What?
Go ahead.
What?
Were they able to triple team Jordan on the perimeter like they would do Shaq in the paint?
Well, the way the defenses were set up and like that, no.
Okay, that explains your point then.
Bro, what?
Wait, but who said
I'm talking
LeBron's
about
East?
competition.
You said that
you're
Jordan wasn't guarding. You said that Shaq wasn't being guarded by nobody in the paint. Well, they brought
No,
other
I
guys
said
to guard
no.
him,
I did
right?
not. No, I didn't. Actually, you need to listen. I said his competition
I heard
was
what you
harder
said.
No, I didn't. I said his competition in a route to the finals was always a more difficult assignment than when he got to
All
the
right.
That's not
finals.
true.
Okay.
Which
That's
is a
not
fact.
true.
Okay,
That's
you
true.
kind of
Hold on,
switched it
hold on.
up. You kind of switched it up, but it's okay.
I did.
LeBron's
But I was just
competition in the
answering
East
your
was
question, though. That's all.
way more harder than Jordan competition.
And I'm
in the East.
not knocking Brown or Jordan. I think
No,
both of them
no, it
was
wasn't.
what
Yes,
it do.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. LeBron went up
Like,
against the Detroit Pistons. Like these is all top 10
Man, y'all
defense.
just totally deflected.
Your
Y'all
Detroit
deflected
Pistons
and
were
went all the way to
nowhere
Shaq,
near
man. What nobody
Isaiah
talking about no
Thomas's
Dame.
Detroit
Shaq,
Pistons.
man.
The
Facts,
Pistons.
Wiz.
Nowhere
Hold
near.
on. LeBron went up
Nowhere
against
near.
LeBron went up against
They
the
were.
Pistons at 22 years old.
But
I
he
think
still
they
had
was
to
like
go up
they
against the
was
Spurs.
Wasn't
top
nowhere
10
near no bad boy
He
Pistons.
went up against the
had
best.
to go
Nowhere
up.
near no bad boy
Can I
Pistons.
The
finish?
07
Can I
Spurs is
finish?
one of the
Can
best
I
He didn't
finish?
defensive
beat the
teams
bad
of all
boy
time,
He
though.
Pistons.
went up against the
If we really
Pistons,
want to
top
be
10
honest with you,
defense.
though.
He went up against the Celtics multiple times. They were the top 10 defense. The Pacers with Paul George, Danny Green, and them top 10 defense. Who he went up against the I remember who remember that one year with the Hawks? They was a 60-win team, and they was
No,
predicted
don't
to beat the
mention them.
Cavs.
Don't do
Come
that,
on,
bro.
man.
Don't do
Like
that.
Nowhere
Don't do
near.
that, bro.
LeBron,
Nowhere near no
Let me
bad
say
boy
this real quick though.
Pistons.
let
Hey
me
George,
finish.
hey,
Let me
hold on.
Nowhere
Let's
finish.
near
say this,
no
bro. I'm gonna
Knicks.
go
Let
on
me
mute.
finish. Let me finish.
Nowhere
He
near
went up
no
against.
Knicks.
He went up. He
Knicks
went
Nowhere
with
up
near
who?
none of
John
them.
Starks?
he beat the
Knicks
he
with
beat
who?
the
John
Knicks. He beat
Starks?
Carmelo in the first round. He beat Carmelo in the first round. He beat like so. It's not like people keep saying the East was weak.
Yeah, those
Hold on,
Yeah,
teams
hold
but
on.
are.
No, no, this is
yeah,
my
but
Hey,
thing.
those
yeah, but
Y'all
go
teams
keep,
to the
were
Knicks
mid,
though.
though,
hold on.
bro.
Y'all keep saying the East was weak.
You're not
Explain
bringing
this
up
too.
all-time teams.
Explain this to me, right? If the East was so weak in LeBron's era, right?
It was,
Hold on,
especially the early
hold
2000s.
on, hear me up. LeBron in his second year in the NBA, right? He was 42-40, missed the playoffs. Jordan was 32-50, and he made the playoffs, but the
What
East
did
was
that
weak
have
when
to do
LeBron.
with
Like, come
nothing,
on
bro?
now.
First off, that's when
Bruh,
Jordan first got
your
into the
teams were
league.
nowhere near
That
the
was
New York Knicks
'84.
Jordan made
or the
the
bad
playoff.
boy
Hold on, hold on.
That was
Pistons
we talking
Jordan
about
made the
in
or
the
the
playoffs.
'90s though.
Celtics
Jordan made
In
the
the
or the
playoffs
'90s,
weak.
the
Cleveland
East was stacked.
Cavaliers.
Jordan made the playoffs
Hey
The
Nowhere
weak.
East
George,
was
near
you
stacked.
them.
laugh at Tony Parker.
Hold on. Can
He
y'all
said
please
he
answer?
Nowhere
Can y'all
said
near.
please?
Cleveland
Nowhere near
Can
Cavaliers.
y'all
Ron
please
Harper
answer
and
my
them.
question?
He
Nowhere
said
near Ron
Cleveland
Harper and
Cavaliers.
Brad
Can
Daugherty
y'all
and
please
them.
answer my question?
Nowhere near them, bro.
Can you please answer my question?
Hey,
If
I
the
can
Hey,
East
I'm
was
gonna
Nothing
answer
like
the
them.
question for you right
hey,
now.
I
I'm
can
gonna
Hey,
answer
y'all,
answer the
the
let's
answer
question
go
your
for you right
question
here.
if you want.
one at
my
a time, y'all.
I can
One
answer
at
your
a
my
question if
question
time.
you want.
is, if the East was so weak with LeBron, how come LeBron was missing the playoffs with a winning record, but Jordan he made the playoffs at
Oh
I
my
32-50?
God,
can answer
son.
your question, sir.
You're not
First off,
listening.
when Jordan
You can't answer
when
it
Jordan
because
first got into the
he a
league,
casual. Hey George, you a
when Jordan
casual.
first
Hey
got into
George,
the
Hold
league,
on. Let him answer the
the
question
East
though.
was weak when he first got in. You're talking about the mid '80s to the late '80s. I said by the time the '90s rolled around, the East was stacked. So yeah, you
That's
could
not
miss
true.
the play.
That's
You
not
could
true.
make the
That's not because hold
listen,
on.
bro.
Okay,
You could
hold on,
make the
hold on,
playoffs with a
hold on.
loser.
But
You could make the
call me
playoffs in
KU.
a
Call me
losing
KU.
record.
You told me the East was stacked in the '90s. Tell me the teams that made the East stacked.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I can just list some of them.
Okay.
Hawks, Cavs, Indiana,
Hold on,
Nets,
hold on. The Hawks.
Oh,
the Knicks. I mean that's
Hold on.
4 teams right there. What are we saying?
Okay, that's okay. So
Hold
you
on.
call that a stacked East
The
when?
Hawks was
So you
hold
stacked.
call
on,
a
Lamont.
Hawk?
Stop,
First of
Lamont.
all,
Stop, Lamont. Stop,
hold on,
Lamont.
George.
No,
Hold
Matter of
on,
fact, who
George.
else?
Brad
George,
Daugherty.
this ain't
Yo,
this
he the host,
conversation.
man.
Hold
Relax.
on,
you laugh at Tony Parker.
hold on, y'all. Hold on. Call me KU. Call me KU.
Mm,
So
mm,
I'm not letting you get off with the Hawks because the Hawks'
okay.
best player was Mookie
Dominique
Blaylock and
Wilkins.
Stacey Augmon, and
Yeah.
Dominique Wilkins was on a downward trend.
Right.
And then we talk because remember Dominique did his most damage throughout the '80s. He was
In the
not the
80s,
same.
yeah.
He
I agree.
wasn't the same player going out throughout the '90s. If you talk about the Cavs, you're talking about Craig Elo, Brad Daugherty, and Larry Nance, who was on the downside.
Mark Price.
Jared Wilkins, who was on the downside. You're talking about a Cavs teams who majority throughout the '90s they were on a downward trend. They were not that impactful. Outside of the Knicks and the Pacers, you're not looking at a very deep East. The Bucks
Let
were
me just
horrible. The Celtics were horrible. All these Eastern Conference
my
teams,
my
most of the teams that we know were bad.
The
all right,
Pistons.
my let me contextualize this a little bit better. When I'm
So
saying
no, but you
stacked,
said a
I don't mean
stacked.
necessarily I'm not
But you
saying
said a
stacked
stacked
as in
East.
so let me contextualize. I'm not saying let me take that back. I'm not saying stacked. But what I will say the requirements for getting in the playoffs, you needed a higher winning record.
That's not
That's all.
true. That's not true. Because hold on, hear me. This is my thing, right? Hear me out, right?
Look up the
Hold on,
year
hear
that
me out.
Jordan made the
Hold
playoffs with 32 wins,
Y'all
and then
saying,
look up
hold
the
on,
year.
y'all saying that the East was competition with Jordan, right? But the East was weak. week with LeBron. Do y'all know who Jordan said his toughest competition in the NBA was? Since y'all some big Jordan fans, go ahead and guess who he said his toughest competition was.
I'm not
Who,
no
Mitch
big Jordan
Richmond?
fan nor
Who?
LeBron
As a
fan.
player?
He said it was Reggie Miller. And if you look at the competition that LeBron was going up against the East, Paul George better than Reggie Miller. The Celtics, they better than any team the Pacers ever had. D
Are
Rose,
you saying Paul George as a player for player? Like
yes,
skill
Paul
wise?
George is
Okay,
better than
I
Reggie
agree.
Miller, player for player.
Okay, I
Yes.
agree. I agree.
Yep.
I agree. I agree.
I wish you would disagree.
But it's not
I'm not
just
no
that.
big
Can I
Jordan
can I
fan.
just say one thing? Can I
I'm
just say
not a
one thing real
Jordan
quick?
Go ahead.
fan nor a
Go
Bron
ahead,
fan.
Sonny.
I
Let
just like
me
the
just say
game of
one thing real
basketball.
quick.
I could care less about any of these players.
Right. But
I'm
let me
saying,
just say
hold on,
one thing. Let me just say
not
one thing.
because
Real quick. When you guys see, and this is the overall point that I was trying to make. Obviously, I talked about the finals, but what I'm saying applies across the board of the entire 90s overall. It's the whole league. So when Jordan says the Pacers are the best team he ever played against, he's right. They probably were the best team. That's his opinion. We'll take his thing for it. But look at the Pacers though. Look at the Pacers though. One Hall of Fame caliber player in Reggie Miller. Who does Jordan have? Who does Jordan have? Every series he's favored. Why? The team is better. It's not just him. It's Scottie Pippen. It's Dennis Rodman.
Play under expectations.
No, but that doesn't matter.
Utah
They're
was the
favored
favorite.
against
Utah was in. They was actually the favorites in both of those series. So
no, they were not.
That's not true.
Utah was never a favorite.
That is not
They were
true.
the favorite.
No,
that's
not true.
No, not true, my friend. Go look it up.
True.
You will see.
Go look it up. I was alive.
So a guy that won 4 chips.
So what?
So hold on. How was the Jazz the favorite?
He always alive.
So a guy that won 4 chips wasn't favored over the guy the team that didn't win chips yet.
Well, hold on. Chris, this is better. This is a better one. Well, unfortunately, bro.
Don't make you not the favorite.
No, hold on, bro.
The favorite last year, and they didn't win no chips.
Hold on. Let me answer your concern. So I'm not familiar with this channel, but on this channel we did this multiple times. Not only the Bulls was favored those 2 final series, but from 1991 to 1998, the Bulls was favored to win every single playoff series with or without Jordan.
And that's what I said.
I'll just put it on the screen.
Yep.
I'll just put it on the screen real quick. So
and we did this multiple times on this channel.
Here it is right here.
That's
correct. Here it is right here. So for the finals odds for the Bulls in 96, 97, this is their 5th championship. They were at -600. That's significant favor.
Yeah, that's a favor.
If you know anything about betting odds, you ain't winning no money.
Favorite.
You ain't that's 96. So we go to the next year. This is Utah with the same team. The Bulls were favored. They were at a -115. So the odds were slightly changed, but the Bulls were still they were not heavily favored, but they were still favorites.
Every series in the 90s, bro. Every series. You got Dennis Rodman, you got obviously MJ, you got Phil Jackson, you got Tony Kukoc, and you're going up against Reggie.
And look, and this is what they mean.
And your toughest competition is
when they say,
"Oh my God!"
Hold on, when they say that the Seattle SuperSonics was one of the biggest, most lopsided finals. Imagine being a -950 in the finals,
crazy,
bro.
Man.
That literally means nobody in the world. Anybody that bets knows this is horrible.
Yep.
You can't make no money off that.
You can't make none. You ain't making a penny.
And the equivalent is LeBron against the Warriors with KD. Go look at how big those mismatches were. Yeah. So it's LeBron's. We gotta hold him accountable because he's going up against so much better competition. Like I said, I'm not gonna do that. That's called. Hey
George. Hey George.
Can I hold on, home switch. Can I answer the other guy's concern too when he says the 90s competition was more stacked and the East was more stacked in the 90s compared to the mid 80s. Yeah, not only that's
I've already contextualized that.
That's a lie.
I misworded myself.
No. Even with your contextualized, you said it was harder to still make the playoffs.
I said you had to get more wins compared to.
Oh no, so yeah, it was more wins. That's not true. Yeah. So for the literally the first 5 seasons in the East, you need to just to make the 8th seed. You can have a 500 or less record.
5? Use the 7th year when he won his first ring.
No, that's what I say. I went through that. No, I'm saying I went to the entire. No, I'm saying. No. That's what I'm saying, bro. I went to you said the 90s. I went through the entire decade of the 90s.
Give me the 8th.
I got you. So I went to the entire decade of the 90s. 5 out of the 10 seasons of the 90s. Oh, my fault. 5 out of the 7 seasons that Jordan played in the 90s. Teams can make the playoffs with a 500 or less record in the East.
No, give me the 8th seed's record though. He made the
playoffs with 32
wins.
We can do that.
32 wins. If
we can do that.
You being 500 is only 41 to 41 though. So
no, we can do that. All right. So I got you. So in 1991, the New York Knicks made the 8th seed with 39 wins. In 91-92, the Miami Heat.
Hold on, let them answer the question if you're gonna ask.
I'm answering your question. In 1991-92, not only the Heat made the 8th seed with 38 wins, but the New Jersey Nets and the Pacers made the 6th and 7th seed with 40 wins. Let's continue. The 92-93, Indiana Pacers and Orlando Magic were tied with 44 and record 41 apiece, 500, and they made the playoffs. When they go to the next season, that's when it 93-94. The last seed was 43 wins. That's cool. But let's get back to business with 94-95. In 94-95, Jordan wasn't there, but the East, the team that made it the playoffs in the East was 35 wins, which is the Boston Celtics.
Okay, that's terrible.
So, like I said, and like I said, even then, if you want to go to the next season, the HC is barely making it above 500 with 42 wins in the Miami Heat.
Well,
So why I'm saying it,
42
no. So what you?
that bad because that was typical even with LeBron in the early 2000s.
No, exactly.
Okay,
so when you say
no, that's not even true. LeBron missed the playoffs at 42 and 40. What are you talking about?
No. He's saying
that's one specific year. What I'm
in the
saying
2010s. No, in the 2010s that it was like that. In the 2010s, there was a good amount of years it was like
that. What old dude was talking about just now, but I agree with you. Okay.
Man, it's the same guy that said that you could use Shaq for an example as to why they couldn't double team Michael Jordan. Man, come on, man.
What? No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
Hey, man, come on, bro. You tried to switch
but no, Chris, he didn't say that.
Bro,
Hold on, go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, Sean. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Call me, KU. Go ahead, Sean.
No, just one thing, Sturdy. That 92-93 Magic team didn't make the playoffs. They lost. It was a tiebreaker. They missed the playoffs by that tiebreaker against Indiana. That's how they got the first pick in the draft that year. They were in the lottery. I just want to say this real quick. I think we probably put too much weight on your competition because none of these guys can help when they're born and when they come into the league and who they're playing against. At the end of the day, you play who you lined up against. Simple as that. So to say that somebody's playing that their competition wasn't great or that, their positional competition might not have been great. Okay, but they still go up against another team. And at the end of the day, if you beat that team, it says something. Jordan in the 90s, they played against two MVPs in the finals, Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. They beat them. Whether the Bulls had the better team or not, we can dispute that. But at the end of the day, you play who you play. You don't get to pick your opponents. That's how it's always been in team sports. So,
wait, but can I ask you a question real quick?
Go ahead.
All right, so I get what you're saying, right? But you say you don't get to pick your competition. I understand that, but won't you show a little bit more respect to like a player who has to go through harder competition to accomplish certain things compared to a player who didn't go through as much competition to get to where like people hyping him at? Wouldn't you show respect more to the player who has he basically had to go through a lot just to get where he's at?
So are you asserting that Jordan didn't go through tough competition to get to where he got?
I'm saying that the competition that Jordan went up against can't compare to LeBron.
But that's relative to his era, though, bro.
But again, if we go back, and somebody mentioned this earlier, those 80 Celtics teams.
I'm talking about the final. I'm talking about specifically the final, since that's what everybody want to talk about.
What I'm saying, I'm not talking about just the finals, because again, I think for as much as people like to say, where you 6-0 in the finals, well, you played 15 seasons in the NBA. There were 9 years you didn't get to the finals.
I agree.
So I'm not one to just ride the finals record like that. I think again, let's just look at who'd you play against. How'd y'all in the season? How'd your team in the season?
So you do factor in competition because you just said who you play against.
I'm saying, yeah, who you played against, yeah.
So competition does. So you basically just answer my question. Competition does matter.
If you would stop talking, let me get it out.
My bad. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, when you come into a league, you're going to play against people in that league. How great they are comparative to you is not up to you. That's what I'm saying.
Lamont, man, come on, bro. Like you like Darvin Ham or Westbrook. Stop. Just stop, man. Keep him out the closing lineup, Lamont. Man, you gave him his minutes.
Hey, George.
Bro, my fault, Sean.
No,
but I respect what you're saying.
Sean, my bad.
No, you good. No, you good. No, I'm just saying that, and I think that's what I think we don't talk about enough It's like, look, none of us chose when we were born. So you're going to play in the time that you were supposed to play. You're going to play against the competition that was born at or around the same time you were. What did you do against those guys? What did your team look like against those guys? And that's how we weigh it. But to say just, emphatically that the competition Jordan went up against was weak, again, I think is a bit disingenuous. It's Hall of Famers. He played against Hall of Famers. Whether they were at his position or not, he played against other Hall of Famers. He played against some all-time great teams, again, earlier in his career. The expansion of the league, the rapid expansion of the league in the late 80s going into the mid 90s, where you added 4 teams in the Eastern Conference, did, yes, weaken the competition a bit. In terms of, the guys were spread out more. That's part of expansion. That happens every year there's an expansion. It was just major expansion at that time that changed the whole course of the league. But also, and again, this is where, we can have a different conversation about Jordan. When they had that brief lockout in 95 that basically changed the course of the 96 free agency, those Bulls teams were able to continue doing what they do because they got that big monster out of Orlando, out of the Eastern Conference to go west. Because of Jordan's agent, David Falk.
I forgot that. Hey, Sean, let me ask you a quick question because the whole, really the last theme of the last 2 streams outside of the Super Bowl was criteria. So I'm familiar with your top 10, but a lot of people aren't, at least to the new viewers on the channel. So when you're ranking your top 25 players all time, can you give like the people what is like your general criteria on how you rank players?
I mean, obviously, you look at what they did in their careers. You factor in their accolades. I factor in the accolades, all that stuff. Where I start to kind of really, when you start talking like top 5, top 10, I look at, during your time, did you have an individually dominant era where you were the best player in the league without question, and as a result of being the best player in the league, your teams were winning championships with you the best player in the league. So I have some guys ranked differently than some others may because I can look at their careers and I can show you a 2 or 3 year window in their careers that they were the best player in the league and their teams were dominating and winning championships as a part of that.
Hey, let's do
and Lamont, real quick, and Sean, for the players that haven't won championships that you're comparing, right? Say we will do like a Malone and Barkley or Ewing and Stockton, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you differentiate that for those type of players?
I mean, again, I would look at their circumstances, right? Because again, one of the big issues with somebody like Patrick Ewing is that during his prime, he never played with a consistent second All-Star. So you do factor that in and kind of, how you evaluate them, that he never had a consistent second All-Star in New York. Now, also, again, when you rank Ewing and you look at, again, the centers he played against at his time and what those guys were doing and what he was doing, he was putting up the numbers. But again, did he have a better career than Olajuwon? No. Did he have a better career than David Robinson? No. And it wasn't just the championships. Those guys won individual accolades that he never won. So all of those things kind of factor in. I just think it's a nuanced conversation. And there are a lot of things that you can, talk about when you talk about individual players, but where they are and what's around them does factor in team sports. Unfortunately, it's not golf. It ain't tennis.
That's a fact.
Hold on.
Before we move on,
let me get to Herm real quick because Herm came in at the tail end. I'm sure he wanted to say one thing. Then I want to move on because I want to talk about. I think something that a lot of people ain't talking about is this humongous buyout market. It's a ton of players, about almost 20 guys, and potentially in the buyout market, and a lot of these guys can make an impact on the roster. I do want to get to that before we close out the show, but let me get to Herm real quick on this.
Sean is exactly right, though. Everything you said, because
I can't say from one era it's just certain players from another era couldn't play in the current era, like and vice versa. You don't know what them guys would have did in different circumstances, so it's kind of hard to use that competition factor because it's contradictory. So every time people go to that, it's contradictory because you can pick apart each era and find the negative, positives and negatives in each era. So I agree with Sean for everything he said on it.
I agree too. I don't hold competition against these players. They can't control that. And that's why I still hold Bill Russell in high regard. I can hold, even though I talk about the competition in the 90s, I can't tear Jordan down for it. He can't control it. It's just about what you do when, if you dominate, if we're going to call that competition weak, well, if we're going to put you up there amongst the GOATs, you better make sure you dominated the life out of them. And when you talk about Bill Russell, we call that competition weak. He definitely dominated them. And when you talk about Jordan, he for sure dominated the 90s. So, I mean, they did dominate him. So it's not like you had other guys. Like when we talk about the 2000s, it was a battle. Kobe, Duncan, these guys is going at it. And you throw in people like Dirk and all that, and the Pistons and all this. I mean, you had a ton of comps. So it's just more parity as we go along. But let's get to this buyout market before we get out of here, man. It's a lot of players. And hold on, make sure you mute your background if you got noise in your background. It sounds like somebody got the cops chasing them or something. But we got Russell Westbrook. I think Russell Westbrook, as down as people been on him, I think he can, come off the bench and help a team that's pushing to get in the playoffs or already in the playoff hunt. John Wall, Dario Saric, he's a good three-point shooter who I think can help a team. Terrence Ross can be a real impactful player on a playoff team. There's been talks that he's going to be going to the Suns. Derrick Rose, they say that Derrick Rose is agent has asked the Knicks for a buyout. You got DeAndre Jordan. Reggie Jackson just got waived and bought out today. They agreed to a buyout with the Hornets, so I think he could be a player on a playoff team. Serge Ibaka, not sure what his health is looking like. George Hill, Danny Green, I think he just agreed to a deal with Cavs. Bryn Forbes is a kind of a under the radar type guy. Dwayne Dedman, another under the radar type guy. You got Pat Beverly. And Will Barton. I think Will Barton is going to be slept on because we haven't seen him play. And then you got some lesser known guys like Holiday, Justin Holiday, Corey Joseph, Frank Kaminsky, Kevin Knox, and Thaddeus Young, all also vying for in the buyout market too as well. What are y'all thoughts on this, man? We can go. Anybody can jump in on this, man. Anybody with thoughts?
You said who to the Suns?
Man, SFM, man. What's wrong with your mic, man?
Terrence Ross to the
Your mic got some horrible feedback, man.
That's what they were saying.
But Terrence Ross is
Yo, Lamar, we're gonna talk about your Darvingham antics, but Terrence Ross went to the Suns. Reggie Jackson is going to the Nuggets. That's what he said. And
they already announced. He already announced it.
Yeah, I don't know what team Russ is going to, but there's like 4 teams that's been reportedly interested. It's been and Sean, you can correct me. It's been the Heat, it's been the Sixers, it's been the Clippers, and it's been
the Bulls.
The Bulls. My fault. Yeah, the Bulls. And you said Dario Saric?
Yeah, Dario Saric is they got him on. Let me see.
Lamont, is it fixed?
Yeah, it's better now.
You said who coming to the Suns?
No, I'm saying it's Adrian Wojnarowski. He reported that there's been talks between the Suns and Terrence Ross.
Oh yeah, we get him.
So, I mean, I like it. I think Terrence Ross can help any playoff team. He's a real versatile type of player.
Good. I like the Cavs getting Danny Green. We needed a small forward, so I like that pickup. Now we can put Okoro off to the bench. Maybe put him in a rotation if we need like a defensive presence, but I like that pickup for the Cavs. I think we can actually make a deep run this year, to be honest with you. Might be a couple years out, but I still think. I mean, the East is open too, I think, other than Boston.
Yeah, y'all calm second round exit. I don't know about open, but yeah, y'all calm second round exit.
I don't think no second round exit. The only team that can really beat us is Boston, I think.
Oh no, you click. Bucks are definitely better than y'all. I don't see where y'all.
No, they're not. They just have they probably have the best player out of everybody on the squad, but they They squad not better than us. Their
Oh yeah, they
strength ain't
definitely
better
are.
than us.
They definitely better than us. They definitely better than us.
Nah, I don't see that. Especially when we get to the playoffs and we got the bigs to match up with Giannis. We're really versatile. We can slow them down, and they just don't have the guards, I think, to compete. I mean,
They don't
New York
have the
City.
guards that can compete with y'all.
No, I don't think they have the guards to compete with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland in the backcourt at all. I don't see it.
You don't see Drew Holiday
I,
competing with those
that's
guys.
one player. That's one player. And
No,
no,
I'm
I
just
don't think. Do I think he can contain a Donovan Mitchell? No, I don't. I think he can still have his way.
Holiday have
Anybody could contain him as Drew Holiday.
Like I just
I'm finna
You talking
start
about
going live.
you talking about arguably a top 5 defender of his generation, bro. What you talking about? And then hold on, that's not to mention other.
don't
You must miss the last.
care.
Hold on, brother.
I
You must
don't
miss the last
care.
stream. Hold on, brother. You must
Huh?
miss the last stream. What makes successful playoff teams is a myriad of things, and the Bucks check off majority of those
Is the
boxes.
what?
They
You said
have
what? I didn't hear you. What you say?
okay. I said a
A
successful
myriad?
team. Yes, has a myriad of
Oh,
things.
okay, okay.
Like for example, right? The Bucks
Yeah,
have
okay.
they check a plethora of those boxes,
What?
such as depth, such as
We have
continuity,
death.
such as
We have that
good
too.
coaching, such as
We have that
talent,
too.
such as
Okay, we have
what else
that
am I
too.
what am I missing? What else am I
They
missing,
got
Every
Lamont?
box
experience.
that
The
you
Bucks got more
said, the Cavs
experience than the
check off
Cavs
too.
too.
Hold on,
Absolutely. That's
y'all.
the
We
only
ain't
thing
talking
that
of
that
nothing
attract.
about the buyout market. Y'all crying about somebody's team. I don't want to hear y'all
Yeah,
cry
my
about
bad
y'all
about
teams,
that. But
man.
yeah,
No,
I think we
because
got everything but experience.
one of those teams acquired a guy from the buyer
Somebody
market.
from
That's
the
all. And he
buyout market.
thinks
Yeah, we got Danny Green, and I feel like that'll make a difference too. I mean, he got championship experience. That's a great pickup. But we'll see.
No,
Lamont,
y'all definitely need somebody to help defend. I mean, because one thing is we know Donovan Mitchell's not going to defend in the playoffs. So
Lamont.
I mean, he tries. He actually a lot better this
what
year
up,
than he was
SFM?
in Utah.
I don't understand. How do we go from most of the top five having positive records to we then the dude that got the most losses since
Man, we not talking
1962 in
about
the
that
final?
right now.
I'm
Just
just
talk
saying, it
about
just
John
been on my mind.
Strong,
It
bro.
just,
Like,
it just, I
damn.
don't understand the criteria. I don't feel like it's never been no certain criteria. Criteria always been opinionated, but
You talk about LeBron?
Bro, you late. We already
yeah.
spoke on that. Like,
He
But
has
be,
late.
he has the
Bro.
most
homie,
losses in the finals. He has the most wins too, though.
I'm early
SFM, what you got on the buyout market? What you got on the buyout market?
with the buyout market on us getting Terrence Ross. Oh, everything cool. Like I ain't got no problem, bro. The Suns, we straight, bro. Like we was straight
On
before
your
KD.
Hey,
We
bandwagon.
why do
straight
y'all
now.
think? Why do y'all think there's so many players getting bought out and waived? This is the most I've seen in a while, especially
That's true.
guys that can be in a rotation right now. This is the
I,
most players I've
I
seen
really
get.
want Russell Westbrook to come to the Suns and be a bench
Westbrook
player.
ain't playing with
Just,
KD.
I just
Back
think
I wouldn't mind that. I actually would like that.
it's
what
just
backup
so
point guard.
Sean, what you got on that?
I just think it's a function of a lot of these teams are really want to make sure they're keeping rotational minutes open for guys they're trying to develop. So even if the guy can help you, he may not necessarily be a part of what you're trying to build for the future. Particularly if you're a team that's probably not a playoff team. Like, I mean, nothing against Charlotte, but I don't think any veteran helped Charlotte today. So their thing is let's play these young guys and see who can help us in the future. And again, no veteran guy getting traded there is going to help them right now. So I just think it's these teams just looking and just saying, hey, you're not really a part of what we're trying to do here. Let's get you out of here so you can get somewhere where you can be a part of something, a win now situation.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see
Yeah,
That
who's
makes
gonna make
sense.
who's gonna
if you're
make the
not in
risky
NBA,
pickup. Or where do y'all think Russell Westbrook lands? Because I think if he goes to a team like Miami, I think you need a strong coach to manage him. But if a coach puts him in the right role, you could turn a team that's probably mid level into a contender if you put him in the right spot.
I think he'd be
Yeah,
so
a
does
better
that
fit
what
on
you
court
think
fit
about
the
that,
Florida.
Sean?
culture?
With like, what's the energy around acquiring Westbrook?
I mean, I think to Lamont's point, you need a strong coach, but you also need a strong locker room.
Yeah.
You better have a strong veteran locker room. Miami does have that. I don't know if he necessarily fits in terms of game, but strong coach, strong locker room, is definitely that's definitely there. I don't see that. That's not in Chicago. Obviously, the Clippers are to me kind of the outlier there, because I don't know how strong their locker room is, to be honest. But I do know Ty Lue, could connect with Russ, and that could work from that standpoint. So
I'm just thinking about his game and what he can bring to a contending team, and I just don't see it being a good fit anywhere though. For any
Who,
team in
Russ?
contention. Yeah, I don't. I'm just thinking at the top of the pack right now. What team could you necessarily drop him on, and he'll be an improvement to the team.
He can definitely help the Clippers, the Sixers, and the Heat.
I
Well,
think
you
he
could.
can.
I
When
think the
Russ,
Suns. I
I
think
think he
what
helped the
SFM
Bulls.
said. I think the Suns would be a good fit.
I just don't think they'll pick him up due to the fact that they
Chris
got
Paul.
Chris Paul and KD. I just don't think they want that. But
Well,
I do think in regards to Westbrook, this man, before he got traded, this man was favored to win Sixth Man of the Year. Gives you 8 assists coming off the bench and being one of the most best players controlling pace. When he was on the floor of the Lakers had a
Yeah,
top 3 pace in the league. So you telling me that it's the only thing with Westbrook is you can't close games with him. Not all the time, at least.
And
he's a
the Suns, they already
turnover
got a
machine though.
campaign. He
His
just hurt right now.
turnovers are so timely, and you always have to. That's one thing you got to live with. Yeah, I like his game. I like his high energy output, but the turnovers is just a killer for me. Any player that's high on turnovers like that, I just don't want you a part of the team.
I
So I
mean,
mean,
I
he's
would
not
also
high.
say,
He's not. He's LeBron averages more turnovers than him.
yeah,
But
and
I
I
mean,
would
LeBron get more minutes than him, so it's like for the minutes
no,
that
LeBron.
Westbrook plays, and I'm getting them turnovers in a few minutes. Like if he was to play at the same amount of minutes as LeBron, he probably had the same amount of turnovers
And
as
I
LeBron.
said timely
DMV.
turnovers, Lamont. Is LeBron making timely turnovers? No.
No, he's not. But that's why
Yeah.
we said it's going to all go down to coaching. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
there is still a place for Russ in this league, and
Yeah,
I
I
think a
agree
ton
with
of good
that.
teams are looking at him right now. You'd be an idiot as a GM if you have a good team and you need some scoring off the bench to not look at Russell Westbrook. You got to be a
Yeah.
fool.
and I
Maybe
would
he will be good with the Clippers.
and I
Maybe
would
that
say
will be a fit.
the Phoenix thing is actually, I think, a great move for Phoenix just because of the insurance with Chris Paul and his injury history, coming in the season and playoff time. So I think that could be a good move for them. I don't know what him and Katie's relationship is, at this point, but you know,
Man, he ain't going to Phoenix, and Phoenix ain't going nowhere anyway.
Nah,
Hey, hey,
Phoenix.
hey, hey! I'm
Nah, don't.
down here.
No, hold
Don't
on, hold
sleep
on,
on
hold
the
on, hold
city.
on. Hey, hold on, hold
Listen.
on. Don't be worried about the Suns. We was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be good regardless. We was
yeah. I'm
still
down.
50.
Oh, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, we was still.
Y'all was still losing.
Yeah, too, because Devin Booker
Hold on,
had got a
Devin Booker.
groin injury, and we went 2 months
Ended
without
after
Devin
one.
Booker.
That groin injury is
But
not just that
but we
groin
was
Y'all
injury.
wasn't
still.
doing.
But the thing is, with him being still hurt, we was still fifth in the West.
What
For
y'all
him to
don't
Y'all
just,
wasn't.
understand is
Y'all
that
wasn't
groin
gonna
injury
get.
just
Y'all
hey,
goes
was
both
not
ways.
gonna
Like
get out
hey,
the West
hey,
without
the
KD
groin
though.
injury is more like a
Y'all
season.
wasn't.
hey, look. Imagine being a Suns fan, right? This how we thinking, bro.
That
To
that groin injury that groin
Devin
injury
Booker
that Devin
being
Booker
gone for 2 months, we like, dang,
Hold
we
on, hold
probably
on
gonna
though.
have.
the
Was you in
groin
the
injury that
city?
Devin
Because
Booker
if you
got, you
was in
do
the city,
realize like
the city
it's not
wasn't
going
even
away
hyping up
anytime
the
It
soon.
Suns
feel
this
good
year.
being a the Suns fan.
The city wasn't even hyping up the Suns though. I live in Phoenix. They was not hyping. Well, I don't. I live in Surprise, but they wasn't hyping up the Suns this year until they got KD. They faith was all
It's
pretty much
cool.
out.
We was still fifth in the
And the
West
That's
next
a
on
and the
them.
fact.
next
That's a
but
fact.
we're gonna get
Lamont
to
Yeah,
Lamont
that.
did
yeah.
not
I'm
mention the
in. Yeah,
Suns
I'm in
Hey,
a
the
look,
single
city.
hey, look,
second.
hey,
That's
look.
all season, bro.
Devin Booker was gone for 2 months. We still was fifth in the West before KD trade.
Y'all
So it
was
don't even
super
matter.
nice last year and got ran through by
I got
Luca. So
spanked by
I
Luga.
just my
Yeah, I
confidence
know.
level. Either
But
with
I
y'all
want to
being
ask
in the
y'all. But I
finals
want to ask
last year,
y'all.
getting
Where was
walked
y'all
out.
teams at?
Oh, my
Where
team was
was
at
y'all?
home.
Who are
We
y'all
lost.
teams?
The Cavs lost to the play-in.
The
All
Cavs. Shout
right,
out to
all
the
right, all
Cavs,
right.
man.
Yeah,
So
hey, but the cat,
DMV,
hey,
so
but the
DMV,
Cavs going
DMV.
deep
I'm
this year
assuming
though.
your team was the Lakers, and I
I,
remember.
I'm I don't have no team. I just like the
All
players.
right, then you don't hold no weight to this conversation.
I can say what the
Then you don't
Hey,
hold
but
no weight
I
to
can
this
say what
conversation.
I'm on the panel. I can say what I want.
You just a boy. You just a little boy from DMV.
Oh my
And you was
god.
a punk who just run
You
his mouth and
know,
just be yelling on his champ.
y'all
Like
know
you
y'all
not like
raised
that.
junkies over
You're
there.
not like that. You're not
Y'all
like that.
raised junkies
Like I
over there.
said, go dig up Kobe.
oh, come on, bro.
Oh my man, come on, man.
Nah, like
Lamont, bro. Lamont, you was up by 8. You had 2 timeouts left. And then instead of calling the timeout, take the man out.
Hey,
What you
hold
want
on,
to do? You
Dale
trust him.
Denero, what did you do to SFM? Why he always taking shots at you, man?
No, because all I said was because I said because they tried to make up the whole hypothetical. So I'm like, all right, let's put a hypothetical that Larry Bird play out the '90s and Len Bias play. And he said, oh, Len Bias was a crackhead, and I'm like, he wouldn't come to the DMV.
Okay.
I'm saying he wouldn't come to the
Hold
DMV.
on, SFM. No, we about to end the show. I don't want to end the show on no wild, reckless note where you just taking shots at people on the panel because he got the upper hand on you earlier. If you really want to get him, challenge him to a head-to-head debate.
I'm with it.
Y'all can do that, man. But
I'm
other
with
than
it.
that, man, don't be sitting here trying to hash out your personal beefs with him and just yelling stuff out just to get the upper advantage and then leave. No.
Sean, I mean, Lamont, that's your fault, bro.
Nah, but hold on,
that's your fault. You be like these three. Hold on. You be like these 3-guard lineups. Like, what to put Pitt Bazemore in the power forward position?
Actually,
what you doing, Lamont?
With my team the other day, we was in a situation. I actually put our 4-guard lineup out there. We put 4 guards out.
I told you. I knew it. You all that time. I knew it. Bro. Yo, Sean, this man trying to get the better lines, bro.
It worked, man. It worked.
Hey, sometimes it'll throw the other team off. You just can't do it all the time.
My bigs wasn't executing. I had to put 4 guards in. We hit the game winner. 2.2 seconds left on the clock, man.
That's tough.
It's the only ones executing, man. Needed ball handlers.
Yeah. That boy KD played for the Suns. That's crazy.
That's wild to think about.
Not going anywhere.
Lamont went to a Darvin Ham coach seminar.
Darvin scam.
Hey, man, I be trying stuff on the fly, man. I'm talking about, man. If I just go with the guys that's playing best. If it's my 4 guards, y'all out there, man.
See, and that what you messed up, Lamont. Like that what Westbrook would do. Westbrook would give you a phenomenal 3 plays in a row, but then that's when you take them out.
But SFM, the difference is we 20-1. We ain't losing though. We don't lose.
That's tough.
And we only lost 1 game to a fluke at the buzzer. Otherwise, we'd be undefeated. All right. Hey, he says, but when you talked about the buyout market, we gonna go ahead and get this shut down. We a little over 3 hours. You're going on about 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'm gonna try to come back to. Actually, tonight we're not doing a live. I got a late game tonight, so I'm definitely not gonna be live tonight. But I'm gonna definitely be back live tomorrow morning. To hopefully cook on some stuff. Appreciate everybody that super chatted and hit the super chat over on FYF Sports Live. Y'all got anything on the way out?
Hey, Lamont, what's cash out?
Hey, cash for the championship.
Hold on, what was that, Sean?
What's the cash out for old boy Charles?
Oh, right here. I'll just put it in the chat. I'll put it in a private chat for you. We just sending it to the FYF Sports. Or you can use the JPay. Or you can go to jpay.com. So it's $.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to Kobe Altman, man. We pulled Danny Green back to the Cavs, man. We need it.
So Sean, you got 2 options there.
Okay.
I'll put it on the screen. So you can either go to jpay.com with his DLC number, or you could just send it to my Cash App and I could just put it directly on his books.
I'm gonna just send it to your Cash App.
All right. So appreciate it, man. Right now we raised $28 for him. I wish we could have got a little bit more, but hey, y'all, anything you give, man, helps, man. So again, appreciate everybody that's helped on it. And then salute to Shine, man. He's probably gonna hit the Cash App a little later. So let's give him his salute now for that. Appreciate that, Shine.
Shout out to the Bucks having a 10-game winning streak that no one want to talk about. Y'all better hope that man Chris Middleton don't become healthy in the next 30 games. Y'all better hope. But also Lamar, I'm gonna try to send you that list of players for that remember that prime exercise we was gonna do.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm trying. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send you I'm gonna send you like the stats and whatnot for their prime, but I'm also put like at the bottom like the accolades if you want to include that too.
Yeah, let's.
But it's only for only what they did in their prime though.
Yeah, that's gonna determine. I think that's going to help determine who people truly think the GOAT is.
That's my only question. How many players you want? You want 15? You want 25? What you want?
I think if you narrow it down to a good, I mean, I would say we could go 20 deep.
All right, bet. I'll send you 25. And then you just come up with the graphics like the silhouettes or something that the reveal, whatever.
You got my email?
Yeah.
Yeah, just email it to me and we get that set up.
It's 30.
All right. What's good?
You got Barkley in your top 25?
Yeah, like wherever you got no, like real talk. No, you don't like real talk. Wherever you got, I say this and Lamont don't like it. Wherever you got Dirk, KG, and Barkley, KD needs to be right next to those guys. Wherever you got them.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
15, I think KG 16, and I think Dirk is 17, right behind KG. So I agree with you actually on that. I think they all need to get lumped together.
Because I noticed certain guys like Barkley, even Shaq, because like the amount of hate Shaq be doing, they starting to overrate their career. We gonna put a stop to that.
Yeah, Barkley different.
Barkley's cold.
Like 25th, I think.
SFM, you're not coming back in. It's over with, man. We're gonna end it on a good note, man. You're gonna come in here and try to cut somebody out to end the stream, man. No.
We gonna try to score Embiid, bro. We got 2 timeouts. Nigga, the game's over. Like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, what up?
I'm not trying to rehash anything, but everybody keeps saying you see what he said, right? Can you please tell him that Draymond Green had accumulating a certain amount of technical fouls? That's what got him suspended. It wasn't because LeBron said anything. I'm talking about the 2016 NBA Finals where he claimed LeBron.
Well, ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't call that anything. I call what LeBron did, that's called gamesmanship. What you do is you try to put other players in a situation where they compromise their ability to play. This is when you go out there and you have guys draw technical fouls, when you have guys get on people, like having self-control is one aspect of the game, not getting out of your element. Understand, Draymond Green at the end of the day should have understood we are better than this team. They're going to try every little thing possible to get an advantage, to get under our skin, and we can't fall for it. And it's still on Draymond Green. He took the bait, and it ended up costing his team a championship.
And that's smart, but what you call it? What Kobe did was
LeBron emotions.
But I ain't going
to play LeBron emotions, I mean.
He did. I mean, that's called gamesmanship. You're supposed to play like that. You're supposed to try to get in people's head, especially when you know they got a nice team behind them. Like, you got to play all them types of games, man, to get some type of advantage, and it end up playing out in LeBron's favor.
Yep.
And it's like I forgot who it was. It was like Amon Shumpert admitted. He said when Draymond got suspended, he said it was like beating up on little brother when big brother wasn't there. That's how impactful Draymond was.
Yep.
So, I mean, y'all can say what y'all want about it, but they knew that was a big deal having Draymond not there.
But he also had 2 games that he played too. So like,
no, I'm saying people need to stop pretending like this man didn't play the regular series, man.
No, but at the end of the day, once that momentum shifts and you allow them to get confidence that they didn't have, and then every game that the Cavs won, it turned it closer and closer into a single elimination game. And once it got to game 7, you throw everything out the door now. Anything that happened, records, none of that matters because anything can happen in a game 7. And that's why I tell people, when y'all mess around like last year, when you mess around and you put like the Suns did last year, and you let these lesser teams get you to a game 7, anything can happen. And we saw it with the Clippers, with Denver. We saw it with the Suns in Dallas, and we saw it in that series with the Cavs. The Warriors was playing with their food, and they got caught. They got caught up.
Nah, you gotta give credit to LeBron.
Hold on, Khalil, did you hit it? Hold on, Khalil, my bad. Let me give you a shout out.
Draymond went out. The bodyguard was gone, man.
It's not even that, bro. Because it really takes away. If people really want to complain about who was missing, it really takes away that most impactful player, at least in regards to guarding LeBron, anyways, is Andrew Bogut. When Andrew Bogut went down, that's when the whole series changed.
I wish.
Even then, Lamont, like even when Draymond was or was not there, you still need a historic performance of both Kyrie and LeBron just for them to even up the series.
Let me give a shout out real quick to Khalil and Sean in the Cash App, man. Both of them, man, with big support for the homie Charles, man. And like I said, I'm when he calls one day, I'm gonna get him on the phone. It's hard to align the calls with the live streams, but when he calls one day, I'm gonna definitely put him on the mic, man. Let him talk to the podcast, man, because he need a little pick me up over there, man. He dealing with a whole bunch, man. it's a tough situation he dealing with right now. But like I said, he just got his GED. He working on that college degree right now, man. And it's gonna be a struggle. I ain't gonna lie. I know when he get out, it's gonna be like hell trying to keep him off the streets because he got to go right back to the hood. He really ain't got no other places to go. But we just got to give him some better options, man. It is what it is. But we gonna get him right this time, man. But he ain't looking to get out till 2028. If he get this time cut, it's gonna knock it down to 2026 with the college degree. So man, he still got a nice track to go. Whew. 3 more years in that thing is crazy. So.
Y'all was talking about the top 20. Where y'all put D Wade? Because y'all can't be saying Barkley and
I got him
KD.
ranked 13.
Yeah, I'll be surprised. He's not.
I got him ranked 13.
He's not top 20.
He's not top. I love him, but he's not top 20.
Oh, y'all got Barkley
Y'all
top
are.
20, but
Oh
y'all don't
my
got D
y'all
Wade top
goodness.
20.
Y'all think D Wade better just because he won the chip? That's it. That's
No,
the
that's not
only.
even. That's not why.
No. First off, he
Oh,
finished
what
the
did he?
MVP voting a few.
Hey, y'all. We gonna get to
He
this
was the
top 20
MVP finals
conversation
player.
later, y'all. We got to shut it down.
Yo, Lamar, I'm definitely gonna get that to you tonight,
We
then, bro.
me and
Like,
Sturdy got the perfect stream for this conversation
Yeah,
coming
make
up,
sure
man.
I'm on the panel for
I'm gonna
that.
get it organized. I'm gonna try today. I won't be able to do it tonight. Tomorrow I should be able to do it. So as long as Sturdy shoots me this information, I can create all the graphics for it. But I think it's gonna be. I think this next stream we gonna do, if we do it the right way, it's gonna really expose a lot about what people's actual criteria is. That's what it's really gonna do.
As
I'm
long
not
as y'all
joking.
got Jordan the GOAT, man, because it ain't close.
You could
As
say
long as
that
y'all
we're
got
gonna find,
Jordan.
but Mike Jeff, we gonna truly find out when we do this stream if you really have Jordan as the GOAT.
That Jordan, that shit played out, man.
That's what we gonna find out. We
No,
gonna
y'all
really
just some
see if you
haters,
really
man.
got Jordan as the GOAT. So, all right,
Whatever
well, it is.
criteria y'all got, Jordan the GOAT. So
nah, and the way I'm
we're
gonna do it, bro.
we're gonna see if
It's
your
not.
criteria aligns with how we do this.
Whatever highest peak,
6'5",
whatever
6'6" player
criteria
never
you
be
want.
GOAT, buddy. He too
All
little
right,
to
hold
be
on. Let me
GOAT.
get to one cool P. Your question. He says, "What did
Too
he do?"
little.
Oh, he got. I think it was his third conviction. Dylan, crack cocaine. It's Dylan charge. Indiana, they don't play. Indiana, they give you football numbers for it.
Yeah. They East Coast do that. Yeah, they find that boy. You out of here.
Yeah.
Man. Who got a higher peak than Jordan?
All right, we're gonna find out on the next stream, Mac Def, man. We're gonna find
Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Some people might say Kareem. Some people might even say LeBron, but they don't. They don't. I mean, I think Wilt probably the only guy that you could probably put up there with him. I don't know. Elgin Baylor, maybe.
No, smoking. All right.
We ain't doing that now.
Dr.
When's
J.
that next stream?
Dr. J and the ABA.
When's the
Dr. J
next
was
stream?
coming.
Y'all.
We're gonna go. Next stream is gonna be tomorrow, y'all. Next stream gonna be tomorrow. I'm not gonna have time tonight. We got a big game tonight. This game we gotta win. This is a must-win game, man. I gotta do a walkthrough in a couple hours. I gotta get my team ready because we play a powerhouse and they coming for us today. I already know they're gonna bring the whole house. So we gotta lock in, man. It's gonna be a tough one. So we're gonna go ahead and shut this one down. Salute to everybody pulling up. Again, salute Sean. Appreciate you hitting that cash out with support, man. That's big time. I definitely appreciate that. Sturdy as well, man. Salute. Appreciate you pulling up and impact, man. I see you probably already in the gym. Salute to you pulling up as well. Hey, man, that's it right there, man. And salute to One Cool P, one of the top mods. Kenna, I saw you in the chat, man, showing a lot of support for the channel, man, getting people to like, subscribe, man, donate. Definitely appreciate the mods showing up, keeping the chat clean and filtered. That's always big time, y'all. That's always big time right there. Cam the Hooper said, good luck. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna need it, man. We're gonna need it. You know what, my team they done showed a lot of resiliency, man. It's like, unlike last year, my team last year, we was just known for just hitting people with 30 and 40 balls. And this year, we've been having to grind out a whole bunch of close wins. But I like it because my team is learning how to play in late game situations. I think that's what hurt us last year. We blew so many teams out last year that when we got in a close game in the national championship game, we didn't know how to play in a close game, and we kind of panicked. And so now that we played probably like 9 or 10 close games, and I think we've only really lost one close game, they learning how to play late games. So, you know, it is. But we just got to be more consistent. We not a team. we've been struggling to get 20-point leads on teams. We've been struggling to play consistent and give a consistent effort. But we gonna get it taken care of. But you guys definitely appreciate everybody pulling up. Salute to Cam the Hooper. Salute to SFM. You said you going on late. Nah, I can't pull up later. Like I said, we got a game tonight. So today is probably the only live stream of the day. Got a lot of stuff I got to do. Appreciate you, NBA Talk. I always see you in the chat. Renegade as well. Land of the Heartless 216 Fridge. Salute, man. Appreciate y'all consistently pulling up, helping support the stream. Dante Williams, always here. Big time supporting Percy. Percy Bedford, always cooking, man. Appreciate you guys. Khalil, always another big salute. Big appreciation to Khalil. He's always coming through supporting in the Cash App and just being in the panel. And that man has a lot going on. Definitely going to be making it out to Ohio this year, Khalil. We're going to be back out there. I think we didn't get to go this past year, but I normally get out to Cedar Point every year. So I'm going to be back out there in Cleveland again, man. We're going to have to link. This time, hopefully we can link up and maybe do something. I'm not sure. Usually we go. I don't even know if the NBA is going to be started back up by the time I get back out there. But we definitely going to link up. I'll hit you a line about it. But yeah, man, definitely appreciate another great stream. I like the morning streams. I like the energy. I like the volume of people that pull up, and I like the variety of people that pull up. So we're gonna try to keep these morning streams going. It's just a different vibe in the morning. A salute to Martez Barbie. He says Bogut was a big loss for sure. Salute. And we got Hudson. Salute. So we had a ton of people watching over on Twitch, and we had a good number of people watching over on Facebook. So again, appreciate everybody on all platforms. That's big time right there. Hey, but it's FYF Sports, man. It's been another great podcast episode. Hey, we're gonna be back with more sports and news. Hey, but until then, it's FYF Sports, and we out, y'all.